Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Super Bowl Games Saturday. It's 7 p.m. on Saturday night, or it's Saturday at some point, or perhaps on Friday when it's Friday, cases of it. This is your weekly stop for classic gaming goodness. Tonight we have the 4th annual, but first actually acknowledged, pre-Thanksgiving weekend Disney game show. I realized over the past couple years we've been doing this program, through total accident, without me realizing until last year, this is the weekend before Thanksgiving, and I realized that we played a Disney game every single weekend this year through the entire existence of this program. The first year in 2020, we played Castle of Illusion starring Mickey Mouse for the Sega Genesis. The year after that, we played Kingdom Hearts. We were playing Kingdom Hearts, so we had our second part of that game. And last year, we played The Magical Quest starring Mickey Mouse for the Super Nintendo, the Leg first asked for. So I said, let's make this an annual thing. I think we have to do that. In fact, we mentioned that when we did that show. And below, when I edit this, I will have a show linkage of all of the plays that we've had on this weekend every year. So for this year, I said, let's do something a little different. I'm pulling out the NES. Yeah, we actually have not shown the NES, the Nintendo Entertainment System, off natively on this program before. We're doing that tonight with two games. We're going to have Chip 'n Dale Rescue Rangers coming a little later on the show. But first up to the plate, we have The Adventures in the Magic Kingdom. This came out in 1990. It's from Capcom. It came out in June of 1990 in the US, and in Europe in December of 1992, December 10th of 1992, for the NES. Weirdly enough, Japan never saw this. And that is despite the fact that Japan, or fine, it was Japanese developers on this game. Only 4 people that I was able to get the names out of. But yeah, I don't know if you're familiar with what this game is, because there are a lot of Capcom games of Disney's on NES. We definitely got a bunch we could show. But this is one, honestly, I played this for the first time in 1991, I believe it was. My brother Edwak, who has been on the show before, he was on last year for our play of World of Illusion and Tetris Plus. He rented this at one point. We rented the NES. I rented, actually, Chip 'n Dale Rescue Rangers, so it's fitting in that case we're playing both of these. This is a very difficult game when it came to certain things. It's a short game as well. We could feasibly finish this in like 45 minutes. So I said, we can do both of these games together, I think, because we're running native NES here. So that means that, yeah, I'm got to do cartridge switching. I'm nervous as hell to do that because I got a front-loading NES that's right next to the mic here. And when we're done with the Magic Kingdom, or the Adventures of the Magic Kingdom, let's swap over to Chip 'n Dale Rescue Rangers, which I do have on NES as well. We're going to try and get it working. If it does work, we can play it this way. If it doesn't, though, I have a backup. I'm actually going to stop the stream for about 10 minutes. I'm going to boot up my Xbox Series X, and we're going to use the Disney Afternoon Collection to play that one. But we're starting with Adventures of the Magic Kingdom because this does not have another version. As I mentioned, it was by Capcom for NES. We can get started and get elements with our name. Yeah, because you get to put a name in specifically up to 8 characters as far as how you like it. Hey guys, hey Lifers, so good to see you tonight for our 4th annual pre-Thanksgiving Disney show, which we realized last year, or I realized last year when you asked for the Magical Quest starring Mickey Mouse. We did it on this weekend last year. We've had a Disney game every weekend this year, and it's an annual tradition now. So looking at 2, we're looking at Adventures of the Magic Kingdom on NES starting, and then we're going to take a look at Chip 'n Dale Rescue Rangers. So good to have you tonight. Feel free to share any memories of either of these Disney Capcom games, which you're running natively off NES. This one I have to. If I run into trouble swapping off to Chip 'n Dale Rescue Rangers, I'm going to pull out the Series X, so I'm actually going to have to stop the show in that case, but we'll give a college try as far as I did my test stuff. I pulled out the NES cleaning kit, which I'll have a picture of right here, what that is, to clean by NES control deck and get the isopropyl alcohol and Q-tips and wipe down every single game. I probably should be wiping down Chip 'n Dale Rescue Rangers before I start this one, but fine, we're not gonna, because I already did that earlier. But yeah, we're going to start with this game. It is a unique one. It tends not to be one of the ones that's held in high regard the way that Chip 'n Dale tends to be, or DuckTales especially, or Darkwing Duck as is, or some other ones on NES. But I said, let's take a look at this. My brother Edwak is the reason I played this game. So I said, fine, let's take a look at this. I asked him last year, I said, remember the, sorry you have to try again on this game? He didn't. I think he's repressing the memory. So we're going to give an element to this. Okay, so you get to enter a name on this one to start. I could name it after the show, but honestly, I'm going to not name anything specifically for this, because I want to show a little bit of an Easter egg and get into who made this. I vaguely remember playing Adventures of the Magic Kingdom during my early emulation days. Yeah, I mean, I guess that's maybe how people came to this. Although, it's worth pointing out, like some of the Capcom games of Disney's on the NES, this does not cost much. I paid $10 for this. Maybe because people don't want it the same way that they might want stuff like DuckTales, or, well, actually, DuckTales isn't that expensive. Or Darkwing Duck, which is like, I think, $40, $50. And especially the really expensive stuff like DuckTales 2 and Chip 'n Dale Rescue Rangers 2, which are in that Disney Afternoon Collection. In fact, I was actually, so Edwak versus saying, I was playing the Disney Afternoon Collection on Steam for the PC. Yeah, I have the Xbox One version, which stutters like crazy on the Xbox One, but on the Series X it does not. I guess it might be the way to go as far as that. And if you want the rare Disney games that are in that, which are Chip 'n Dale Rescue Rangers 2 and DuckTales 2, that is absolutely the way to go. And we might be showing that off by proxy if I can't get Adventures, oh, not Adventures of the Magic Kingdom, if I can't get Chip 'n Dale working, because it does have both the Chip 'n Dale Rescue Rangers games, both the DuckTales games, Darkwing Duck, and TaleSpin. We have shown TaleSpin a little bit off for this program, in a showcase program. But yeah, we're going to start with this one. I'm not going to enter name because I want to show a little bit of an Easter egg who made this game. And talk about perfect timing with this game a little bit, because, as far as us playing it, because the programming, I'll mention this in a sec, because my not putting a name, they give me a default one. This game was programmed by Yoshinori Takanaka, who did planning on Mega Man 4, Wily and Light Rockboard, which is, or Wily and Light Rockboard, That's Paradise for the Famicom, as well as Mega Man X, Breath of Fire, a lot of stuff as far as Capcom, as you're probably telling, and did design work on DuckTales as well, and he was producer on Super Puzzle Fighter 2 Turbo, Mega Man X4, Magical Tetris Challenge, and I don't know why I put Mega Man X4 on the list twice on this one, either way. Also, you're hearing the music. You're hearing the good old Mickey Mouse theme of M-I-C-K-E-Y-M-O-U-S-E. Worth pointing out one thing, and talking about my perfect timing right here. Let's talk the music of this game. It is by Yoko Shimomura. Yeah, the Super Mario RPG remake came out yesterday. I bought it. I've been playing it pretty extensively. It is great. She did do the music for that remake and for the original, as well as Kingdom Hearts. So given how this story's gonna go, I'm gonna plant my flag in the ground now and say, remember when we played World of Illusion, I said, that is an unofficial prequel to Kingdom Hearts because of the fact it's magic-themed, and the director of that game was the producer on the Kingdom Hearts games. I'm going to make that case on this game, too, as far as it. Yeah, Yoko Shimomura's other credits, we celebrated her on the show before multiple times with Super Mario RPG and Kingdom Hearts and Parasite Eve, but also games like Final Fantasy XV, Xenoblade Chronicles, all the Mario and Luigi games. Her first game was actually not something we got in the US. That was Samurai Sword, which was by Capcom as well for the Famicom. And this is actually the second game that she did music for that the US got. The first one being Final Fight, because there's certain tracks that she did along with someone who did the music for Chip 'n Dale Rescue Rangers, which we'll get into in a little bit. But yeah, she did do the music for all that stuff, and Live Alive, and what else is, okay, yeah, I have everything as far as that. Oh yeah, and Street Fighter 2. She did the theme of Guile in that game as it was. But yeah, this was one of her very first games. So, alright, let's talk plot then, because the idea is that, yeah, we're at the Magic Kingdom in, I guess, the Orlando, Florida area of the Disney attraction, so Disney World, or Walt Disney World as it is. Yeah, they're gonna have a big parade. If you've ever been there, you see, like, the night parade. It's a great sight to see, but where's the key to the gate, so Mickey says, but, Goofy's saying, gosh, I must have left it in the castle. So, alright, we're getting to the key case before Kingdom Hearts, so, alright, fine. This is why I'm making the argument that this is an unofficial predecessor to Kingdom Hearts, this and World of Illusion. So, okay. But Donald, of course, is saying, like, fine, we'll go to the castle right now. He's like, yeah, let's just brute force this thing. But Goofy's saying, like, wait, we can't, because Goofy is the sagely person as far as Kingdom Hearts proved, because, fine, he did screw up as far as the thing with the keys. He's like, fine, we need the 6 silver keys to open the castle gate, and, well, I don't know where they are. They're somewhere in the Magic Kingdom, so we're gonna have to go and get them. Boy's like, fine, we have to find them? There's not enough time to do that. Well, yeah, there is. We'll find that. But then, yeah, direct to the camera look as far as Mickey saying, like, maybe you can help find the 6 keys for us. There are 5 attractions, yeah, because this is based on, as I mentioned, the Magic Kingdom area in 1990. But yeah, we'll have to ask around for the 6th key. So go to the 5 areas, ask around for the 6th, which is a quiz, by the way, so bring your Disney knowledge for that. So we gotta help him get to the parade, and we are this sombreroed kid, who I believe is not named. As you get going specifically. Actually, also, I'm gonna quickly go into the stuff with the credits of this game, because there's only 4 people I found elements as far as that, and we'll talk to that guy over there in a minute, as we're going to take a little bit of a brief tour of the park, and hear some of the music, and I'll talk about the attractions, and Chad, I'll give you the choice as far as which one you want to see first. But yeah, the sound programming of this game, so I guess sort of maybe with music as well, was by Yoshihiro Sakaguchi, who did the music for Street Fighter, the first one, as well as the first 2 Mega Man games. Did sound design on I'm Setsuna, UN Squadron on Super Nintendo, and did sound programming on DuckTales and Darkwing Duck for NES. And I mentioned also, who did the programming, also the producer, which is Darlene Waddington, who designed Dragon's Lair, the arcade game, as far as Dirk the Daring and Daphne, as it is, specifically. Also is a production designer on 2 edutainment games of Disney's on the PC, those being Mickey's Runaway Zoo and Goofy's Railway Express. I actually grew up playing that game, which is interesting enough, the very first game made by Westwood Studios, the people who make the Command & Conquer games and the Lion King game in 1994. So yeah, she's a producer as far as those. She also produced Chip 'n Dale Rescue Rangers, which we're going to play in a little bit when we're done with this, as well as DuckTales. And, yeah, that's it. That's the only people who made this game. So only 4 people as far as what was credited as we're going to go around the park. So, alright, so we have areas we can go. We have most places we can't really go in. So you have a nice castle over there. The Magic Kingdom is there. And by the way, if you're seeing these little flickering things as far as the vertical scrolling, that is a known element of this game. I guess when it comes to how it's handling sprite stuff. If you ever played Super Mario Bros. 3, or when we play it, you'll see that doing it horizontally. This game does it vertically. That is something that is in this game as far as it take a walk around. So here is Tom Sawyer's Island. We can't do anything over there, it's worth pointing out, but they will give a mention on it. First up here, we have Big Thunder Mountain Railroad. We basically gonna take a train down to try and find one of the keys over there. Over here is the Haunted Mansion, so we have to go into the mansion, and there's gonna be platforming elements we have to do. This in the world below it, specifically. So yeah, the horror attraction of Disney's that they keep trying to revive, but they seem to keep not having success, whether it was the movie that came out 20 years ago or the movie that came out this year. Neither one of them made much financial sense or was really well liked. And here's Pirates of the Caribbean. That did make financial sense. That was a huge hit as far as the movies and then also the ride. I mean, I knew the ride, and then they made the movies. Like, how are they going to do this for the movie? They found the way, no question. There's the Magic Kingdom we need to go into at the end. And then we also have other areas. We have Autopia, which I didn't know what this was. This actually is a Disneyland thing, not a Walt Disney World thing. In fact, I took a little bit of notes as far as that. At the Magic Kingdom is called the Tomorrowland Speedway, which opened on October 1st, 1971. Autopia opened itself as far as July 17th, 1955, over in Disneyland in California. And this is a top-down racing game. We have to go fight against Panhandle Pete to get a key. And over here is Space Mountain. Space Mountain's history was going back to the 1970s, where it did open actually in, it was 1977, May 25th, so actually right after Star Wars came out. And then it closed in April 2003, or April 10th, 2003. Then it reopened again in July of 2005 on July 15th. And the Orlando, Florida version, actually, I guess we got it first as far as the Florida park on January 15th of 1975. So yeah, those are the 5 areas we're going to go. And we also have the person over there we have to talk to for the 6th key, which is a quiz game. And then as far as the Haunted Mansion is concerned, just to quickly go to that. That was August 9th, 1969 in Disneyland, and October 1st, 1971 for Walt Disney World. And Pirates of the Caribbean goes back to the 1960s with March 18th of 1967 when it opened in Disneyland, where it actually was personally overseen by Walt Disney himself before he died 3 months prior to its opening. And then in Florida, it opened on December 15th of 1973. So yeah, there's your history as far as it with the Haunted Mansion and all of the Disney areas we're going to go. So yeah, Autopia, the Haunted Mansion, that's the name of people who are in there. Big Thunder Mountain Railroad, Pirates of the Caribbean, and Space Mountain. Chat, you have your choice on which one you want to see first, but first thing I think we're going to do, we can talk to this person. Now, you talk to people in this game, as we're pointing out, all you have to do right now is move around the map, so it's almost like a Pokemon game. The buttons aren't doing anything. Stars your paws just stops the game. But you hit the select button. This is something kind of interesting. Sorry. Something kind of interesting, I should say. Also say name, because I didn't put a name in. They name you Bamboo 7. You're like, why are they naming that? Well, that was the pseudonym that Yoshinori Takanaka went under, who, as I mentioned, was the programmer of this game. They called him Bamboo. So, in that case, like, fine, if you put in nothing, it's like Bamboo.7. That is what your name is going to be. And you're seeing your Elements of Lives. You do have infinite continues, so if you get into a case of saying, like, hey, I gotta get a game over, just go back to the title screen, select continue, and you're all set to go. But you have stars, and this is an interesting thing this game kind of does, which is that as you go through these areas, you pick up stars, and you think, what do they do, necessarily? But what happens is that when you collect enough of them, you hit the select button, and you can press these in the platforming sections, usually. Well, actually, I think you can probably do this in certain sections. What I'll do is I'll hit the select button on each of them just to show this. You are able to buy power-ups. So if you're running out of health, which you get 3 hits before death, when you're in the platforming sections, unless you fall off something, that's you're going back to the beginning. You pay 6 stars to get that. You can pay 10 stars to get invincibility for a little bit of time. You can buy a 1-up, so you can buy a life. You're like, hey, I'm going to be dying. Or you can buy freeze, because all of the platform missions in particular, actually all of the missions as they are, with a couple exceptions, I think it's the 2 that aren't are Big Thunder Mountain, because you're just basically going down a track, and Space Mountain, I should say, because you're basically doing quick time events with Mickey here. Yeah, freeze will stop time, because you do have a timer. It is not on screen, but if you hit the select button, you can see what the timer is. So when you collect those stars, you can go get what you want to do, but also in this case, we're going to have a bit of a quiz. Now, Mickey said in the opening cutscene, he said, hey, talk to people around the park, and you will be able to get the 6th key. So here's how this works. I'm Mickey's friend, apparently. That's the idea. Fine, I'm doing Mickey's dirty work, I guess you want to really look at it that way. But he'll ask you questions. These are quiz information about Disney properties. It's not just going to be about Mickey Mouse, and they give you these randomly, and I will also have, in the link list when I edit this, I'll have a link to show what all the questions are. So yeah, we had our quiz game element with Mega Man Legends 2 for the 4th part. We have it again with this one. Now they ask you, what's the first Mickey Mouse cartoon ever made? Was it Steamboat Willie, Plain Crazy, or Galloping Gaucho? So yeah, this is also going in the case of, fine, this is from 1990, so it might be maybe a question if they can re-release this game again. I don't know. I mean, they didn't relicense this as far as the Disney Afternoon collection, so I don't know if that was the reason or what, but that being said, you do have the options as far as what to select. I did actually get this, because there aren't a whole lot of questions admittingly, and they do randomize these specifically. I know what the answer is, and actually, it's not Steamboat Willie, shockingly. I mean, that was one of the first ones I think they mentioned Mickey Mouse, but apparently that's not the right answer. The right answer is Plain Crazy, which I don't know if I've actually ever seen that cartoon. Chat, if you've seen this cartoon, feel free to go into this. But I will show what happens if you get it wrong, specifically. Fine, we'll say the Galloping Gaucho, the idea that, get a beep beep. He's like, yeah, you sure a friend of Mickey's? Like, no, I'm not technically. I mean, fine, I guess Mickey and I are tight in the sense that, fine, we've been doing stuff for him, going back with Kingdom Hearts, and with the Magical Quest starring Mickey Mouse, and World of Illusion, and Castle of Illusion, so I guess I'm kind of disproving my argument. Which was basically that, fine, I'm just working here, specifically. I'll just go to the clerk's perspective. I'm not even supposed to be here today. It's like, yes, I am supposed to be here today playing this game, but they will randomize the questions. You get it wrong, they won't tell you what the answer is. I know it was Plain Crazy, which I first was, oh, it's Steamboat Willie. Apparently, no, it's not. And actually, we played Parasite Eve for part 2. There's someone who was on that program who went nameless by his decision, who was a huge one as far as Disney parks. He always likes to go there with him and his wife, and it's one of those cases where I almost wish he was hitting on this game right now, because he would know all the answers. He's a huge one as far as Disney. All the information, all the minuscule elements as far as it. Talk about the fan element, but yeah, they ask you some very interesting questions too. Okay. Alright, here we go. It's saying, like, when the movie Mary Poppins, I love this movie, and since there's no game based on this that I'm aware of, you do, this is the closest we're gonna get. How much does it cost to feed the birds in Mary Poppins? A penny, a shilling, or a tuppence? I believe it's a tuppence. Yeah, it is. Okay. He's like, yeah, I love Mary Poppins, so like, if I got that wrong, I would be ashamed. Okay, so fine. He's like, yeah, you must be, insert your name here. So yeah, we are the programmer of the game. The girl on Space Mountain knows the keys. Now, it's worth pointing out, yeah, he goes away, if you get that right. They don't necessarily tell you where anything is, and you don't have a map. Not that it really matters, because it's kind of a small map as it is. And you also have the areas like, I guess, is that a barbershop? There's a first aid area. We're not going to need to use that. We have a first aid on our person. As well as, I guess, a clock shop, souvenir shop. I guess a bunch of stuff. I guess it's the kind of thing even you go to a theme park. Okay, she said if you go around Space Mountain, you'll be able to find her. Basically what that means is that you can just walk around as far as where they are and you'll find them. And all you have to do is walk in front of them and then you'll start talking. So Space Mountain is down here. So here's the girl, so basically just walk right through her. And there we go. I'll tell you what you want to know if you answer the question correctly. Okay. What is the name of Donald Duck's girlfriend? Daisy, Minnie, or Webby? Okay, yeah, Webigail from DuckTales is not her. And Minnie Mouse, who mentioned, no, that's Mickey's boyfriend, Mickey's wife, as it is. Which, actually, Life was you were the one who indicated that when we played the Magical Quest last year, which I didn't really stop and think about, which I probably should have. But either way, it's Daisy, of course. And we'll show elements of Daisy in other games, because I know there's been a couple of games she's been in. I know Donald Duck Going Quackers, which is by Ubisoft, which is on a bunch of systems. And Mickey Speedway USA on Nintendo 64 has Daisy, as well as Minnie. And Webby is also in the DuckTales games, and DuckTales Remastered, where she's fully voiced, so it is Daisy. I saw a Silver Key in front of the Enchanted Castle. Okay, so yeah, where's the Enchanted Castle? Yeah, basically just walk around. Enjoy the music. It's definitely an interesting atmosphere this game is creating. Alright, so this kid here... Yeah, I do love how you can just walk through the guys, and there you go. Alright, people say you know everything. Okay, I've never said that. I can go back on multiple shows, like, I've never said, oh, I know everything about a game, or about anything, really. But I have an encyclopedic interest, if nothing else, like, I'll find out the answers. Also, by the way, it's worth pointing out, I did not look up all the answers as far as this is just some of these things I just got randomly. Or I just know them because I've, like, the things that they're based on or asked questions. Alright. Going back to Element, because yeah, this is a Disney Element as well. Remember Zorro? Yeah, Zorro the Gay Blade. This used to be on the Disney Channel going back into 1991 when this game was around. I remember seeing it late at night, and I always loved the opening scene of that and like the opening theme as far as the elements of Zorro. I'll see if I can't find something in the link list for that. But yeah, the idea, like, what was the name of his black stallion? Was it Phantom Tornado or Genius? I believe it was... It's been a while since I've seen the show, so you have to bear with me on this. I think it was... Was it Tornado? Yeah, it was. Okay, good. Wow, I guess they were right. Alright, so in front of it is a Small World. Okay, so a Small World is, so I think that was right up here, so fine. Okay, It's a Small World's over here, so It's a Small World. It's at the top. I should have mentioned that, I guess. Actually, one more thing worth pointing out before you ask him or have the trivia going on. I do have the manual for this game, the original NES manual. I do not, it's worth pointing out, have any of these games complete, but yeah, for these two games, both of them, this and Chip 'n Dale Rescue Rangers, I do have the manuals as far as the copies I picked up years ago. They don't say anything as far as the other attractions as far as Walt Disney World here. But alright, in that case, let's walk in front of It's a Small World and see what's going on. Mickey will be angry if it falls in the wrong hands. I don't know if that's true, because Mickey's saying, I want your help to get them back. I'm like, I think he wants me to get these by any means necessary. Feasibly. Alright, so fine, we have to prove our worth. So, which character is the castle at Walt Disney World named after? Is that Cinderella, Snow White, or Sleeping Beauty? It is Cinderella's castle in Walt Disney World, so it is A. Alright, you really are Bamboo.7. Yeah, I am not. He developed this game, I didn't, I'm just playing it. Apologize for downing you. There's a dog with a silver key on his collar. I think he's at the front gate. Okay. As if the Kingdom Hearts element and the idea of this alternate perspective that this is a Kingdom Hearts game in disguise. Who knows there's so many Disney games that are Kingdom Hearts predecessors in disguise. This and World of Illusion. Watch, we'll probably find another one going down the road. It's like, they said there's a dog with a key around. It's like, wait, that's like Pluto with the letter at the end of Kingdom Hearts. It's like, okay. Move for the dog. I know where he is, but who are you? Friend of Mickey's. Alright, you know that's the case. So let's see. Another one of Mary Poppins. What does she pull out of her carpet bag? She pulls out the umbrella, the hat stand, or the rocking horse. She pulls out the talking or not the talking umbrella. I believe she pulls out the... No. It's Mary Poppins Return. She pulls out the umbrella, I think. It's the coat hanger, whatever that was. It was B. Oh, fine. He's like, I haven't seen the dog lately. But yeah, if you do get it wrong, they won't remember who you are. So basically just walk in front of them again and get another question. Alright, so fine, I'll know this. Who are the brothers who love chestnuts and are constantly bothering Donald and who are going to be in the game we're playing next? Gus and Jack, who... I don't know where they come from. Goofy and Pluto, they're not, brothers. It's Chip 'n Dale. Yeah, because they just start out with elements of, Donald Duck, saying, like, yeah, make his life a living hell, but then they found their calling and say, like, fine, we're gonna imitate, Indiana Jones and Magnum P.I., and we're gonna become, crime solvers. We'll see that in a little bit. Alright, just heading towards Tom Sawyer Island. Alright, Tom Sawyer Island is up here on the left. I knew that because I went through this specifically. And I went through this game enough because this is not a long game. So feasibly, I'm maybe elongating the play. But yeah, here we go. Here's Pluto with the key around his neck. So, alright. That dog's around here. Fine, he's right next to you. He answers his question, let you see him. I was like, wait. Yeah, I can see him. Alright, now, it's worth pointing out, most of these questions, the game does not actually give you an answer to. So you actually do have to come in and knowing it. So it's like Mega Man Legends 2. Hey, it's by Capcom, so fitting as far as it. But this is one of the very few questions that they give you that they do actually tell you what the answer is. Because you go to the Haunted Mansion, they'll tell you, like, hey, you know, there are 999 ghosts in here. They want to try and make you the 1000th. So it's 99,999 or 9,999. It is B. Oops, you scared him. It's like, I didn't scare him. I answered your question. Hello, hi DollyFinn, so good to see you tonight. We're playing 2 from Capcom for NES of Disney for our 4th annual Disney Game Weekend show. We're playing Adventures of the Magic Kingdom first. We're having a quiz as far as it, and then we're doing Chip 'n Dale Rescue Rangers for NES, which is coming up a little bit when I'm done with this. Some way. I'm running this on NES because I have to. I'm gonna try and run Chip 'n Dale on NES if I can. If I can't, we're booting up the Series X, and actually I gotta have to have a stoppage in the program for a little bit of a break. We'll get to that. We'll figure what we can do on that. So good to see you tonight. Feel free to let your memories flow on Adventures of the Magic Kingdom on NES and Chip 'n Dale when we get to it, or anything Disney, or feasibly any of the answers you might have on the quiz questions we're getting. As, yeah, we scared away Pluto. He has a key around his neck. We gotta go get it. He's going over to Autopia, which is over here on the right. Yes, you are exploring the park. Not... Fine, it is the first game where you're doing that as far as Disney's concerned. Not the last, because there was Kinect Disneyland Adventures, which is on Xbox 360. And there's a non-Kinect version of it on Xbox One. And there's the Sprite Flicker, specifically. By the way, today's Mickey Mouse's birthday. Oh, it is? Shit, I planned this show even better than I thought I did. Okay, so... Alright, let me mention this. Okay, so, thank you for letting me know that, DollyFinn. Okay, so, oh, you're right, today is the day that, Steamboat Willie premiered in 1928. Jesus, how did I not remember that? Okay, thank you so much. This is why we have the best channel on Twitch, ladies and gentlemen. Because they come up with stuff for this, they remind elements of that. I said, fine, we're doing this. Okay, fine, this is the second thing I didn't realize when it came to this game, or came to this, show when it came to Disney stuff. Last year I didn't realize we've been doing a Disney game on this weekend every weekend for the past 3 years, every year of this program. Now I'm doing the one this weekend for the same pre-Thanksgiving thing, and it's the day... Wow, so it's, 95 years since the premiere of Steamboat Willie, which I should remember when we played Mickey Mania, but, oh, thank you so much. It's like, okay, there we go. So yeah, it is Mickey Mouse's birthday, so yeah, how fitting to celebrate this, to kind of be at the Magic Kingdom, celebrate with Mickey Mouse here, who tasked us with getting all the keys, but fine. He's wearing the key, so it's like Pluto with the letter at the end of Kingdom Hearts, which I gotta figure when we're gonna be able to get back to, that franchise to do Chain of Memories. I have to prep that one, though. I'll see what I can do later next year as far as that. But alright, we're gonna answer a question. And by the way, DollyFinn, to you, since you are now here, you want to jump in on answers on any of these questions just because you want to, go ahead, because they ask you, a bunch of different things, which is, what is the name of Captain Hook's ship in Peter Pan? The Hyperion, the Jolly Roger, or, it's none of those because it doesn't have a name. Is that, this is not? It is B. Okay, Jolly Roger? No, it is not, unfortunately. They don't tell you which, answer it is. Actually, I think it didn't have a name. And the only reason I know that is because there's certain questions, but here's the thing. If you get it wrong, it's fine with that. He'll say, like, are you really a friend of Mickey's? Yes, I am. Just walk in front of him, and he'll ask you again. Okay. I have the key the dog is wearing. He has this question. Oh, I just like that name. Well, it is a good name, and I believe there is something in Disney lore that has that name. I'm pretty sure. And even the Hyperion thing, there might be something in Disney. I mean, this is going to be an interesting one for the edit, too, so at that point I can at least get some kind of question as far as it, or answer as far as some of these things, anyway. Okay, so, going to the other thing, what's the name of the evil fairy in, Sleeping Beauty? Monstro, Stromboli, or Maleficent? Okay, I know this answer. I mean, Chad, if you know it as well, feel free to go into it. I think it's kind of... Fine, I know what the first two come from. Fine, I know where this one comes from as well. As far as it... Yeah, Monstro is, Fine, Monstro's the whale in Pinocchio, so it's not that. Stromboli... Stromboli, I think, is in Pinocchio as well. I think. Although it's been years since I've seen Pinocchio. Fine, the Disney one, as it's been. But it is Maleficent. Who's in Kingdom Hearts, so fair enough that way. But, okay, fine. For this kid here, he's basically holding Pluto there, so that's the... Oh, it is Jolly Roger in the book. Okay, so there you go. So, okay, interesting detail then, where when it came to Peter Pan is based on the book, and there's tons of adaptations of it. And there's been a lot of games based on it, some based on the Disney property, another one's based on Return to Neverland, the sequel to it, which is on the PlayStation. And I think there might have been other ones. Actually, I think... No, there is one on NES, which is based on Peter Pan and the Pirates, which was a TV series on Fox going back to the 90s, which I've heard is amazing. It's not something that's easily accessible, so you pretty much have to go and YouTube that thing as it is. Okay, so fine, the book has that, but Disney version said we're not calling it that. Okay, so fine, DollyFinn was right, but as far as the movie said fine, we're not including the name. So fine, there you go. So you can be right both ways that way, but he'll ask one more question. Which of the major Disney cartoon stars first appeared in a color cartoon? Okay. Mickey Mouse, Donald Duck, or Goofy. Okay, so who is first in a color cartoon? Now, we mentioned Mickey Mouse, because happy birthday, Mickey Mouse, for sure. Happy birthday to Steamboat Willie, which is on Disney Plus. If you have Disney Plus, and there probably is linkage to it somewhere for it online, but fine, Disney Plus as well. And there's a bunch of DVDs that have it too. The Mad Doctor was in black and white, which was in the second. It was Donald Duck. Okay? Yeah, you're right. Okay, what cartoon was that? If you know, let me know, or just indicate, but if not, I will just put an edit down here saying, oh, it's Donald Duck. Sorry, okay. Might have been a really early one, specifically. But alright, fine. By doing the rigmarole of the questions, you get the first silver key. It was a Silly Symphony. Right, it was. In fact, there's another question, I think. Okay, yeah, Silly Symphony, you're right. Because actually, I think there is a question about Silly Symphony in this. Yeah, it is the cartoon. Okay, thank you. You're right. Because there's a question that goes into this as well as for that. And what I will do in the link was when I edit this, I will have the answer, or the questions, or the other questions they ask. Because they do have really small pools. Not like Mega Man Legends 2, where they had like 150 or so that they'll pull a pool from. This is not as much, but still, there's definitely a good amount. But alright, there you go. So that is Silly Symphony. I also have a picture of Silly Symphony to give a sense of like what that's looking like. Going to our history of Disney for that, so as we walk around the park. Okay, so now that we have that key, hit the select button, there's our key. And we have our elements of power-ups we can pick up later, as far as the stars we get. Okay, so, since we have chat element going on here, I'll also give you a choice as far as, this. We have 5 attractions we have to go to get the other keys. We have Pirates of the Caribbean down here. We have the Haunted Mansion over there on the left up here. We have the Big Thunder Mountain Railroad, which is right here in the center. And basically, the places you can go into are the ones that have pictures to them, although, as you're into the park, the things that are not going to that. There's Autopia, which technically, I guess they sort of are making a mistake with, in the sense that this is the Magic Kingdom, which is at Walt Disney World in Orlando, Florida. But Autopia was from Disneyland. It was Tomorrowland Speedway, which is the version that the Florida park had. And Space Mountain. That is over here. It's worth pointing out also, if you pick Space Mountain or the Haunted Mansion, I'm going to warn ahead of time of flashing light warnings, especially in Space Mountain, but we're going to show off every one of them because we have to show every one of them off. But chat, your choice, your decision on what you want to see first. As far as this, and any memories you got of other stuff Disney, this game, or other stuff of Capcom's of Disney, or other Disney games you want to see, even if you're like, wait a second, you want to stretch the language of what Disney games mean, we can do that. I might do that later on in the show if I have good luck getting Chippendale Rescue Rangers working specifically. Yeah, we have this kid with the sombrero. So that's the idea. If you don't make a selection, well, actually, I'll say this. Yeah, no, make a selection. Whatever chat you want to see, I'll do first. But I will say that the two for the Haunted Mansion and for Pirates of the Caribbean are platformers. If it was going to be up to me, I'd probably save them for later just because of the fact that they're platforming missions. But it's either way. So I'll get an element to that. Or we can just go down the list in order as far as what it is. In fact, you know what? I'll take another drink of water as it is just because. Yeah, because I guess I'm doing a leisurely play of this game a little bit because, yeah, this is not a long game, which is why we're doing both these games at the same time. But, okay, I think, chat, if you don't have an objection to this, I think I'll show off Autopia first, which is a racing game, it's worth pointing out. Okay, so here we go. And I'm Bamboo.7, which, by the way, when you don't put a name in, it is the pseudonym for the programmer of this game, which was Yoshinori Takanaka, by the way. And music by Yoko Shimura. Talk about another perfect timing thing. The Super Mario RPG remake came out yesterday. She did the music for that and a bunch of the stuff, including stuff we play on the show like Kingdom Hearts and original Super Mario RPG and Parasite Eve. And I'm trying to think, was there something else we played? Oh yeah, Street Fighter 2. Right, we played that. And Final Fight. So we played a lot of games of Yoko Shimura's music. This is another one. Yeah, so Panhandle Pete stole the silver key and won't give it back. So that's the idea of what Autopia is going to be. He challenged you to a race. You can beat him, you win the key. This is a little bit of a misnomer, it must be said, because you don't have to beat him. You just have to survive the race. You have to get to the end in time, and you have not fall off the course. And there are different gameplay styles going on for this, so I'll tell you how these control, too. Alright, so we're red car. If you're the NES element, boo, 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 boo. Okay, so you hit the A button to accelerate, hit up on D-pad 3 times to shift gear. It's gear 1, 2, and 3. Gear 3 is the fastest. Basically just put it up to gear 3, and just go around and go up the jumps going whoop. And you do have a nice kind of pseudo 3D effect going on for it. But the weird stuff with the vertical scrolling, yes, that's how this game is, because of how it's pushing its graphics. But either way, yeah, you're basically going around. You don't die from crashing as far as into the cars, thankfully. It's not like something like Spy Hunter, which it kind of looks like. Basically you have to jump and don't fall into the, I don't know, the pavement there, whatever that is. Because otherwise you're going to lose. It's worth pointing out, if you hit select, there's the freeze. Also, it's worth pointing out. Oh yeah, okay, so apparently the car sound is part of this. I didn't know that. And I have a timer, by the way, but just keep going. Just go boom. Okay, just bounce right off. Pretty fun, but pretty simple to some degrees. Like, oh crap. Okay, also, yeah, jump over that, but here's a little bit of a trick, because right here, You want to stop. B button, by the way, is your brake. Wait till that bridge extends out and just go. Just go driving. And pick up the stars, because you may as well have them for other levels, because you get a bunch of these, and they'll hold across things. We're almost at the end. If you hear that beep, 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 that means you're running out of time. But you don't have to beat him, but as long as you get to the end, Panhandle Pete is beaten in air quotes. Rats, you beat me. Well, a deal's a deal. Take the key. Alright, so, fine, there is Pete again, always causing trouble. Fine, he caused trouble in the Magical Quest we played last year. But either way, fine, we got his key, we'll go. Okay, and now I'm curious about something. I just want to see something. So wait a second. Okay, I wanted to see if I can go into it a second time. I just want to see something. Okay, fine, we'll do it again. Okay, so fine, you can go into it again and get stars, I guess. So, alright, fine. Strategy then for this game, you're like, hey, some of this stuff is going to be too difficult for you. Pick one minigame you're good at, go get stars out of it, and just build up enough so you can buy lives, and buy health, and buy, time stoppages. Or continue, well, not continues, you don't have to continue. Well, fine, you have infinite continues, but you have to go back to the title screen in order to continue. Specifically, and that one just got stuck in the ground, so that one. Okay, either way. Ow. Okay, I didn't know you go into these again, as it is. Yeah, it's pretty fun as far as I was, and you have a good amount of variety, but it's also worth pointing this out, for this specifically, because, I mentioned this last year when we played, okay, I just made that. I think you're going at full speed, you can just make the jump. I mentioned this last year when we played World of Illusion, actually, DollyFinn, when you were in, we played that, and Herrick was also on the program when we did that. Just wait for the bridge to go through and go, because if you don't, you fall in the water. He played this game growing up. He's the reason I played this. He rented it from the video store. I played it. We couldn't get past a single mission. And, we always saw that, sorry, you have to try again message, which I guess we're gonna see. I'll make sure we see it at some point, just because. Alright, fine. I got your key again, but it was like... Wait, it gives you a second one? Okay, I didn't know that happened. So you're telling me that I can just play the same minigame again and get more than one key? I had no idea that you could do that. But alright, we're gonna show off every one. So, oh wait, no, never mind. No, we don't, because we got the one from the, okay, never mind, I'm wrong. Because we got the one from the quizzes, and then we got this one. So no, you don't, never mind, okay. At first, like, why are there two keys here? Like, I forgot the one for the quiz, never mind. Okay. So fine, we have that set. But, yeah, as I mentioned, I asked Inherit Knock as far as, like, hey, do you remember this game? Do you remember the idea of, being in a case of, sorry, you have to try again? He's like, no, I don't remember. I put up the picture, I said, you're repressing that memory, my brother. So it's like, okay, fine, we're gonna bring it back. This is gonna be, I guess, the case of, when he sees this program, and I'll, make sure he sees it. Just cause, I was like, hey, remember this game? This is the game, I'm getting revenge for you. Specifically, we mentioned that last week with Mega Man Legends 2, but we're definitely doing that this way. And another Capcom game. Okay. Howdy, partner, you're gonna have to ride through minecart to get through here. Okay. Go to the third station, watch out for dead ends. Okay. It's worth pointing out, there are 4 stations you have to go to for, Big Thunder Mountain here, or, yeah, Big Thunder Mountain Railroad. It is random which one they give you. I believe if you get a game over, you come back here, I think they change what it is. When you boot the game up, it'll randomly tell you which station you have to go to. So you have to kind of understand the track, but you're not going to be able to see it going ahead. And I got Station 1, which is one of the easiest, or Station 4. 3 is actually one of the hardest. So here's how it works. You're going down the train, you have the timer up there, which is like 65 so seconds over there, and the distance, which is in meters. Also, you have the brake, it's on the B button. Basically what you do is you go down the tracks, you have to stop at the gates in order to have them open, otherwise you take damage. Also, when you're at the forks in the road or forks in the track, you have to go left or right to go to that direction. And you have to end at the end at the right station. If you go to the wrong one, it's considered a death, and you have to start again. But basically just keep going, try and avoid the rocks, try and avoid things in the tracks. Sometimes you do have to slow down, sometimes you don't need to slow down, so it's a little tough as far as how that is, and you have to get there before the time runs out. You get this nice, Western-style element as you go down the mine carts. In fact, this was the mission I remember us failing on constantly growing up. It was like, fine, here we are, what is it? 33 years later, getting our revenge on this NES game, and I got to Station 2, so I lost. Alright, so yeah, Inherent Knock, this is for you. Sorry, you have to try again. Yeah, that is what we saw constantly, so there we go. That is how it happened. So, alright, in that case, you have to try again. They kick you out, so you have to come back in and go again. And none of the items I really have are going to help, so I do want to get this done, but alright, let's try again. And they do ask you to go to the same station until you get a game over. And it's worth pointing out when I hit select, actually no, you can't hit select in this one. This is one of the few missions you can't use your items in, which hey, there's no reason to because of the difference of gameplay style. Alright, fine. What I'm going to do is I'm going to try and get to the end again, but get to Station 3. And it's kind of hard to get to Station 3. Station 2 and 3 are the hardest. But Station 1's a little hard too because they put an empty track at the end of it, so if you go off that, you instantly lose. But at least I am racking up a bunch of stars. Now, it's worth pointing out, okay, there we go, I got hit. You got it. Okay, you lose a heart. That's up there in the upper left-hand corner of the screen. Yeah, I pop in for Chip and Dale. Hi, Protorova, good to see you. We're going to be having Chip and Dale coming up a little bit later, but I don't know if you've played that. We're playing Adventures in the Magic Kingdom first because I need to use the NES for this. If I can't get the NES version of Chip and Dale working, I'm going to stop the show briefly. We're going to run, what was it? Oh shit, I got to Station 2 again, so I lost. Okay. For that one, I will stop the show for like 5-10 minutes. I'm going to restart because I have to, based on how the tech is going to go. And I'll pull out the Disney Afternoon Collection, which is on the Xbox One and Series X, I should say. I'm back because I'm having trouble with the Wi-Fi downstairs. Yeah, I've been there like for sure. Actually, I was there earlier today when I was doing my test on the Disney Afternoon Collection, because I said, fine, if I can't get this working on NES for Chip and Dale, because that isn't a collection, I said, we'll run that. I'll stop showing and go to that. But I said, I gotta figure what the sound levels are, and actually, I have to have it really high for this game, as far as my settings, but I have to have it low for the other one, because it blasts it on the new system, so like, okay, fine. I had to kind of figure that, and actually, I tried to connect online as far as my Series X, and it was kind of weirdly not taking. It's like, I thought I put everything in. It's like, yeah, try connecting the modem again. It's like, okay, weird. Okay, so I just need to try and get to the end of this. I think what I'm going to try to do is go there. All right, left, right, there we go. Down here, got it. Thank God, in my last life. What rides have we done already? I have done just Autopia, and I did the quiz game. Because you walk around the town and you talk to people as you get this silver key. Yes, sir, it is real silver, but don't waste your time gabbing with me. You gotta find the rest of them dar keys and start the parade. Yeah, we did Autopia, and we did the quiz. It's worth pointing out the quiz, as I mentioned, it's another case of Kingdom Hearts, because it's Pluto, eventually, who has the key around his neck, so it's like the letter in Kingdom Hearts. I said, this is a Kingdom Hearts sequel, or Kingdom Hearts prequel disguise. This in World of Illusion, who knew? But you know, since you are having trouble with that, I'll show this again. I can also grind stars for this. So basically, the only ones we did as far as rides are concerned have been Autopia and Big Thunder Mountain. I'll do this one again. I technically did 3 times, and I got confused. So like, wait, can I farm keys off the same ride for some reason? But like, no, I haven't. Or no, I can't. Yeah, basically just do racing going down the way. Actually, probably what I should do is I should also probably use some of those stars again, because I can get tons of these things. Just buy lives. Ow. Like I said, I didn't play much of this game at all. Or didn't play this game all that much. Yeah, I mean, I get the sense with this one, I guess Protorova's case in this, because he said, like, hey, I popped in for Chip and Dale Rescue Rangers. I don't know if people didn't play this one. This seems to be, I guess, seen as one of the black sheeps, or sheep, I should say, singular, fine, plural and singular, as far as that, of the Capcom Disney games on NES. And I know there's people who made fun of this game as far as how it's been. I mean, and I get it. I said, look, I grew up with it. My brother and I grew up with this. Inherent Knock and I grew up with this, saying, like, we couldn't beat a damn one of these. It's like, well, what are we supposed to do? How do we do it? So I'm getting our 33-year late revenge as far as it running this program. It's definitely interesting what this game is doing. And especially for the stuff with Yoko Shimomura, the fact she did the music of this, that is kind of a fascination. And it's not a bad game. It's just one that, it's kind of cryptic if you don't know the manual or you don't look as far as what certain things are. Yeah, I do know it's one of the black sheep of the Disney Capcom games. Yeah, it tends to be this one. Mickey Mousecapade, which is by Hudson Soft as far as who developed, but Capcom published it. As far as other ones, yeah, I don't know. I mean, I mentioned earlier, I said, hey, they didn't put this in the Disney Afternoon Collection. And fine, they didn't put Mickey Mousecapade in either, although I don't know if they had to go to Hudson Soft for that one, because they developed it. And fine, in that case, they probably have to go to Konami as far as that. Okay, there's the Haunted Mansion, and there is Pirates of the Caribbean. I am doing... Oh, wait, Space Mountain. I'll do Space... Actually, hold on. Before I do that, since 0 does not count as a life, and I'm at my max stars, you know what? I'll tell you what we're gonna do. I can't use them here. Shit. It's this... Oh, fine. Next to this one, there's also Magic Mirror starring Mickey Mouse. Yeah, for the GameCube. which was going to be by Rare initially. We talked about that a couple times. You ever play that? In fact, you know what? Fine, you know what? I'm going to go back to Autopia for one reason. You probably wonder why the hell am I loving... I guess I love Autopia if I'm coming to this like 5 times. I want to get the lives going, because I guess you can't buy lives on the main screen. So fine, I'm going to hit select to bring this up. I'm going to this... Oh shit, I can't buy lives here either? Okay, oh no, it's life up. Never mind, fine, I'm going to buy lives, so fine. There we go, we got 9 lives. Okay, all those stars I got. Perfect. Okay, now we have 9 lives. We're not getting a game over anytime soon, and then we can also get a bunch of these. Okay. Yeah, you ever play Magical Mirror Magical Mirror starring Mickey Mouse. That was the GameCube game. Rare was gonna make it, and then Capcom ended up developing it. Nintendo published it still. I heard it's like a point-and-click game, from what I've understood. In fact, I think I remember the reviews on the Run program. I think it was Tommy Tellerico saying that if a young child got this game, they'd be so bored and they'd hate games because of this game, and I think that's wrong. Although, I don't know what that's about, honestly, as far as, like, what it is. I mean, it did have connectivity to the Game Boy Advance version of the Magical Quest, which is probably a better game. I'm probably gonna assume that. I have no idea how any of the rides work. Okay, so let me tell you how the rides work. With Autopia, or fine, as it's known for the Magic Kingdom in Florida, where Magic Kingdom is, Tomorrowland Speedway, press the A button to do acceleration, hit up to you hit up to go in gears, you hit up to 3 times. B is your brake when you have to stop there to go across that. For Big Thunder Mountain, what you have to do is just go down the tracks, use the brake to avoid boulders, and then also don't hit into the gates without braking towards them, and stop at the right station. I think you got a point, though, to say that. It's like, I don't know how they work, which is going to one thing, which is that, I mean, look, I have the instruction manual for this game. When I bought this used, and Chip and Dale, actually, I have the instruction manual for it, and I'll have link list items for these just cuz. But it's also a case of, fine, the variety is interesting. So, fine, we're going from racing, we're doing 2 platforming levels. We have a runaway train, and we have a space area, which is a QTE, which, by the way, when I go into this, is going to be a massive flashing light warning. And then you have this top-down perspective. You're saying, yeah, the top-down perspective here, which almost reminds you of Spy Hunter for the race. Yeah, it very much like Spy Hunter. You're right. As far as how it is, but like Spy Hunter, you crash into stuff, you're not going to be dying unless you fall off the course. That's the only case when you lose. Which is a good case of that, for sure, as far as Spy Hunter. But it's a case of, yeah, there's a good variety, but fine. If you don't know what you're doing, the game will sort of kind of explain it on its own. But you might not necessarily have a whole lot of help. And I want to look at something as far as how my stars are looking. Okay, I'm at 18. You know what? I don't know, chat, do you want... Of the ones we have not done, we did the Haunted Mansion... We have left, the Haunted Mansion, Pirates of the Caribbean, and Space Mountain. You have a choice of what you want to see me do next. I'll take your, choice as far as what you want to see for this. And then we'll do the other 2, and we'll be done with the game. And then we go to, Chip and Dale Rescue Rangers. Hopefully quickly. We'll try. I'm gonna try for a little bit just to make sure that, I can get the NES running for this game. I cleaned it out with my NES cleaning kit. I used isopropyl alcohol. I even have my isopropyl alcohol on the table here, and my Q-tips, my little element of Q-tips here in the case. And my NES is actually right next to the mic, because I said, I'm gonna have to probably screw around with this thing, maybe. Unless I get lucky like I did in some of the audio tests I was doing. So, maybe that case. But I get that idea, like, hey, I don't know how any of these things work, and the game maybe doesn't give you a whole lot of explanation, so I think if nothing else, maybe it's good to play a game like this for show to kind of understand, like, what is the method to this madness, probably. Not that it's necessarily going to say, like, hey, this is a great game. I don't know if I'd say this is a great game. I'll get into this one when I get final thoughts on this one. But it's always interesting. Maybe it's also the case, like, I played it as a kid. I didn't know what I was doing. My brother didn't know what we were doing. We want to beat this. We're going to do it. And you have this top-down perspective, it's almost like a Pokemon game or a predecessor to that, or anything else as far as, like, a top-down thing like Dragon Warrior that I hear Haunted Mansion is supposed to be the worst of the bunch. Let's find out as far as that. Actually, I think Pirates of the Caribbean is maybe harder, although the Haunted Mansion is a tough beast a little bit. So in that case, I'll take that as a perspective of fine. Let's show the Haunted Mansion. Also, up there's Tom Sawyer Island. It's a small world, which is over there at the top. We can't go there, unfortunately, for this. Let's show it. Also, this is not necessarily going to be the last time we can show the Haunted Mansion in a game. Because there's a game based on the Xbox and the GameCube, which is actually very much like Luigi's Mansion. It's kind of a puzzle game, a 3D puzzle sort of platformer game, not really much platforming, really. It always looked really cool, and I kind of was like, I want to get a copy of this and show it. But alright, fine, let's talk about the Haunted Mansion. The ride, the movies, feasibly. I haven't seen the new one, but I didn't like the old one that came out 20 years ago. And the ride, which is classic, for sure. here are the ghosts in this house. They're looking for a number 1,000 as far as they're 999. They might want you. Okay, so here's how it works. It's like Castlevania a little bit, in the sense we're starting out in a horror element. So yeah, horror technically never left as far as the show. Now you have candles. You have up to 10 of them to start. You pick up more of them as you go. You can hit things. You're seeing the flicker going like crazy. And then we're going into the mansion. Worth pointing out, there's going to be flashing lights probably the whole time we do this. Sort of minor, but I'll just give a vocalized warning to this now. You have to go platforming in this area, and there's going to be lightning flashes outside. So yeah, there you go. Yeah, we'll have an element as far as that, but you pick up the candles, you get more ammo. You get 5 candle tosses. Now, the thing you usually have to do is you kind of have to sort of conserve your candles, which I am not doing a really good job of. Also, I want to take a look at my stuff with that. I freeze. I'm also invincible. I have 9 lives. You know what? It's fine to that. 999 ghosts, huh? Maybe trying to say the other players that died... Oh, hold on. I'll read this. Maybe it's the ghosts of the other players that died tried to beat this ride. Yeah. Yeah, maybe. Oh, shit. Oh, yeah, don't hit the hands. Also, you do have to kind of jump at the edge of your, at the edge of the platform. By the way, jumping is on the A button, and B is tossing your, candles. You do have to kind of go through... Yeah, I mean, it's not easy... And partially, I think part of that is because you have to make the jumps very specifically because it's one of those NES... Look, we have not shown NES natively on the show as far as the actual box. I said, we gotta change that. What are we doing with this? This is the way. And some nice details like, the laughing, chair there. And then the ghost couple whose name escapes me at the moment. If you know who they are as far as any trivia about the Haunted Mansion ride itself, go ahead and lay it on. We'll have that element. But it's also something that, it's one of those NES platform games, sometimes the idea that, hey, you have to kind of be right at the edge of a platform to make the jump, or make very specific jumps over a bottomless pit like this, and know what the pattern is on the chairs here in order to make it go. And if I'm doing really well on this, and yes, the nice rain effect going on outside, but also you have to jump specifically because that chandelier goes up, and if it hits the ceiling, you're going to get yourself hurt and come down. Specifically, also, one thing I'm going to take a look at is I'm here. What's my time like? Since I can't get this going any faster, I'm going to run the freeze. That stops time. Also, here you have books that are going to pop up. Okay, fine. It freezes the enemies as well. Okay. What they'll usually do is they'll fly up and they'll match your position. So let me see how many I have. I have 24 of these. Basically, you have to be ready for when the books are there. But also, yeah, that one comes really close. You have to pretty much be standing at the edge of the chair here in order to hit it without getting yourself killed. And then it goes down, and then there it goes. And it is kind of flickering and slowing down, and you have, the Medusa heads from Castlevania, and, the penguin thingies from, Mega Man 1. And you get the singing bust, which is great, but we have a boss battle here, so what I'm gonna do is... I'm gonna freeze time. I have not taken a hit somehow. I'm gonna turn invincibility on. Boom. So here comes the ghost. Or, where the hell is he? Fine, get me all this ammo, and we'll kill this... Yeah, just toss your things at him and hope I can do it. Okay, I have enough for health. Yeah, I got him. And we did. Okay, first try. I swear I was not necessarily expecting that, but alright, fine. I made that look like nothing, but I was like, okay, fine. I get why people find this insanely hard and insanely frustrating, and I get it. I mean, it's probably the best knowing the madness of it. There we go. But fine. It is the worst of the bunch because I'll mention one thing, which is that if you fall and die, or if that ghost killed me or anything killed me, it's worth pointing out, I'd have to go back to the start of this level. I can't go and do this as far as start from where I was. Not that it's a long level, but it's also the case that, fine, you get right to the end and then you fall off a pit or you get killed by that boss. That's going to be the case. Alright, yeah, you don't look like a ghost. In that case, I better give you the silver key. Good luck. Alright, yeah, there you go. So we got it. Okay, so that is 4 of the 6 keys we need. Honestly... Okay, here's the thing. I'm trying to think about... Fine, I got tons of lives. You know what? Let's do Pirates of the Caribbean, and then I'll give you the flashing light warning with Space Mountain last. Okay, this is another platforming level, the same way that the other one was. The controls are the same, except they don't start you out with a torch or with a candle. You have to find it, and it kind of blends in with the background, so you have to know where it is in order to beat the level. It's not necessarily very clear, so that's the other thing. Clarity of game. So compared to stuff like Chip 'n Dale, so compared to stuff like Darkwing Duck, compared to stuff like DuckTales as far as stuff on NES, this is kind of a weird one. I mean, I guess maybe there's a reason why Japan never got this game. Only US and Europe got it, but either way. So the pirates ransack the island, they're holding 6 lovely maidens captive. Rescue them and then light the signal fire so we can know they're safe and get you out of there. Okay, I do like the music here. As mentioned, it's Yoko Shimomura did the music. Yeah, that perspective. Okay, so you start unarmed, so you have to basically jump over the pirates. There's no Jack Sparrow here because, yeah, he did not exist yet, and also the music itself not really tying with the ride specifically, so you don't hear, like, the, yo ho, a pirate's life for me. Unfortunately, that's not in this game. It is in Walt Disney World Magical Racing Tour, but in the case of that game, it is the actual recording of the music, so I get a content flag if I played it. And if we're gonna play that, I'd play that on the Dreamcast, probably, because I've heard the frame rate is kind of bad on PlayStation. But even not necessarily that great on the Dreamcast. But anyway, so yeah, he's throwing the barrels out, so it's almost like Donkey Kong a little bit. If you just time that and jump over and get the maidens, they do not give you anything specific as far as how you go. Basically, just jump in the boat, go left and right on the boat. Also, be careful of, I guess, the bombs or the water balloons when they appear, like that. They appear at random intervals, so you have to sometimes kind of be careful as far as what that is. Just keep walking. I don't know, also, I don't know why I'm a kid with a sombrero, but either way, where that's the case. If fireball's jumping up, they will only jump up once, we're pointing out. So basically, just goad them into appearing, and there's a third one there. Basically, then do that, and at the end of the jump, at the edge of the jump, do that. Yeah, you have to do that with an NES game. Ah, yeah, exactly, that's the case. Yeah, exactly what you have to do as far as a jump like that, or anything as far as some of the stuff I'm imagining. So fine, I guess I'm making this game look like nothing, but it's also the case that fine, I practiced this. It's one of those things that, after I bought this, I said, fine, I want to practice this and be ready. Okay, so he's throwing the rocks out. I got her, she's in chain, or in a rope, but here's the thing. I have to sort of climb up there, but I'm gonna go and get the, candle first. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna wait for him to toss that. Oh shit, or walk into it. And with the invincibility frames hit, or fine, get knocked off and die. Okay, so fine, that's what's usually gonna happen. ARG is the right answer as far as that, so there you go. So yeah, the backwards fall element as far as any game like that. Fine, it's not just this game. There are a lot of games on NES for that. Or doing the pirate ARG. So fine, okay, both ways. Pirate ARG is like, ARG, yeah, we're getting our pirate element, which, actually, I don't know if we've done... Have we done a lot of pirate stuff with gaming? I don't know if we have yet. I mean, when we get to Kingdom Hearts 2, we will. Because there's the Pirates of the Caribbean section in that game. And as far as other stuff... Oh, well, fine. Jonathan Jones with Super Mario RPG, which is fresh in my mind because that remake came out yesterday. And it's awesome. If you've not bought that remake yet, go get it. It's fantastic. But either way... Yeah, I'm trying to think as far as that. But definitely some good stuff we can show. Okay, by the way, yeah, you can't jump up on that specifically. They'll also throw those things, but yeah, just keep walking. And also you can climb up the ladders by going up and down as far as that. So not bad. I mean, the game controls well. It's just that elements of the design are very weird because it's the case of, like, how is this working? And also, fine, you have to be really close to the edge of a platform to make it jump. Also, as we're pointing out, even though I did die, it does hold my stars over. And the explosion, by the way, or the splash of the bombs or the water balloons will hurt you, so that's definitely a case. If that's something to be aware of, but fine. It's also the case, like, sometimes you wonder, like, what can really hit me? So look, I'm not necessarily maybe doing a good job, I guess, selling this game. Fine, I don't know if I'm necessarily defending this game or just kind of saying, like, okay, this is what this game is. I mean, I think it's okay as far as what is, I mean, but that's also because I understand it now. I mean, if you don't, you're probably going to meet a case of frustration, and I remember when I first bought this, I said, fine, I want to beat this damn game. I mean, fine, my brother and I rented this growing up, or he did. I said, I never got into a case, and yeah, look at that, I just barely made that jump. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna wait for the, yeah, not, LeChuck from, the Secret of Monkey Island games walk away. In fact, I'll tell you what I'm gonna do. By the way, if you're gonna climb up the ladder, in fact, you know what, I'm gonna climb up the ladder, I'll tell you how I'm gonna do that. Basically, jump and climb pretty much right away. So, oh shit. Oh, no, fine, I have my stars, so fine, I can just buy health. So let's buy, health for 6. Oh, the thing is, I'm totally defenseless here, and also, if I jump down... Okay, fine, we're going down here. In fact, right here's the candle. It kind of blends in, so you have to know where it is, and now with this, you have infinite candles, you just toss, and everything's gonna die. But they do, respawn, and I just want to take a look at my time. Time's that way, so I got enough time. Yeah, but they will die in one hit to the candle, so just get the candle, and you're all good. And you do have, crouching, but, yeah, not many opportunities you can use it. And also, you can't toss the candle while you're on... ladder. So yeah, he's not Mega Man. He's not even Darkwing Duck as far as Darkwing Duck being able to do that. As far as the game is concerned, or that game is concerned. But bump, bump. Yeah, just toss him out. As long as you get that, you're good, and you do need this to beat the level. I think I got them all. And just basically walking it with fire, light it. And there's our signal flare, and we are going to be on our way out. So get in the boat, we're good. Alright, so he's one of the citizens of Mercado there, which was on fire. Take the silver keys, a sign of our gratitude. Thank you very much, my friend. Let's go. Okay, so with that, we have 5 keys. We're almost done with the game. Actually, yeah, I told you this game was short. I'm definitely doing it longer because of how I'm explaining everything. But I think it kind of fits to do that, honestly. Alright, so let's go to Space Mountain. It's worth pointing out here, I don't think you can use items here, number 1. Number 2, there's gonna be a flashlight warning anytime I make a mistake. It's pretty, intense. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm basically just gonna say when I edit this, flashing light warning for this entire attraction up until a specific point in the video. What we have to do here, it's worth pointing out, because it's the last place, we have to go to star F. Mickey is gonna sort of get his hands dirty a little bit as far as this, because he's gonna be piloting. Oh, fine, he's gonna be the navigator as far as us in the ship, so fine. I mentioned rally racing every so often, the idea of, like, the driver and the co-driver. Like, the co-driver reads the map and tells what the turn sensitivity or turn tightness is gonna be. Mickey's doing that, but we're going into space. Yeah, so we're waiting in space. Yeah, so yeah, space. Did you say space? Yeah, we're going to space again. Okay, so we'll tell you where to fly. Push the D-pad in that direction. And push A or B button, fly around meteors. Okay, and also shoot the not Star Destroyers, which are now Disney things we're pointing out. But alright, let's go. So they tell you where you're at currently, and basically look at the directions down at the bottom there. If you make a mistake, there's going to be flashing lights. So yeah, my element of keeping my chat safe as far as stuff is going to be depending on me not making a mistake in this QuickTime button press element. Specifically, also, when the meteors come, you hit the A button. If you see the not Star Destroyers, hit the B button. So you can kind of hit the buttons early on those. And it's the meteors, which will be colored blue and red. As you go along, the zone's going to change. We have to get to zone F. You have to get that without making 3 mistakes. You make 3 mistakes, you have to start over. And you have to start over from A every time. And I believe it is on a timer, sort of, kind of, but so far, not too bad. You get the element of space. It does look pretty good, honestly, as far as what it is. Minimalistic, yes. Where you're like, hey, space on NES, what's it gonna look like? Especially for a first person. Okay, sorry, there's your flashing light. So yeah, shit, sorry. Fine, I was like, fine, I warned you. So it's like, okay, that's the idea. Maybe that's the other reason they didn't re-release this, because yeah, the flashing light is strong. Although, even Chip and Dale has a little bit of that, it's worth pointing out. And the Disney Afternoon Collection did not really change it much as far as what it was. And you also have a choice of path in some cases, not that really makes much of a difference. Shit, alright, we lost. Sorry, to try again. This is also I bought 9 lives, so here we go. As soon as we do this, we beat the game. And we'll go to Chip and Dale Rescue Rangers. We'll see if I can swap out and it's gonna work, but alright. I do like the music here, I'll say. Fine, it's Yoko Shimomura, so that's the other thing. Look, we've celebrated her enough on this show as it is, but yeah, this is one of those games that when I found out it was hers, I said, we have to play this. I think it's worth talking about this. And DollyFinn mentioned today is the 95th birthday of Mickey Mouse as far as Steamboat Willie's concerned. Because, yeah, it came out around, if it came out this day in 1928. This is one of those first games to do QuickTime events. Well, okay, fine. Here's the other thing. I mentioned Darlene Waddington, who, sorry, was the executive producer on this game. Yeah, she was the producer on this game. She made Dragon's Lair, it's worth pointing out, from 1983. So, fitting, I guess, that this game has that, too. She produced this game, and it's exactly like, Dragon's Lair that way. Although, unlike Dragon's Lair, you make one mistake and you die. This one, you just lose a bit of health. Although, fine, I guess also precursor perhaps to Space Ace, which was also by the same people who made Dragon's Lair. So yeah, it is. Yeah, you never knew QTE gaming or QuickTime events were on the NES, but yeah, you could find it here. Actually, I think this probably, now that I think about it, because I didn't play Dragon's Lair until years later, this is, I think, the first game I played that had them in them. Or had them in it, I should say. So yeah, oh shit. I have to try again, but don't worry, that's why I bought 9 lives. So we're not going to see a game over. By the way, if you do get a game over, it's worth pointing out. You go back to the title screen, you have a continue option is always there, and it's infinite usage. Actually, Chip and Dale Rescue Rangers is a little harder because you don't have infinite continues in that. Though if I have to run the Xbox One way of that one, we'll see. Stay tuned as far as finding out. I don't even know if that's going to be the case, if we'll have to or not. Well, in that case, yeah, you can use the rewind, but I'm not going to use it, because I know how to handle that game too. Not that it's super hard, but it's also the case that, fine, if you're not careful, you can get yourself in trouble. And I think we mentioned this before. We mentioned when it came to what was it? Actually, I think we mentioned it with Magic Quest last year. We said, like, hey, you know, games that are difficult for a child and kind of getting that growth. Like, when you first come to as a kid, like I did with some of the stuff, and like maybe all of you did, the question of, I can't do this, but then years later you kind of figure it, and there's like, oh yeah, you can then run it very easily. Hey, I'll get into that element as far as the quick time events, as far as this either when I die, or as far as when I get to the end. Specifically, I'm not ignoring that. I think from what Electros is saying, he's not liking quick time events. Fine, there's a game I'll defend as far as that Shenmue. Shenmue and, well, fine, Man of Medan, which we played as far as that. That's a case where they do it, but also because they vary it up. It's a case of like, okay, fine, you have a choice which way to go. So if you do make a mistake, you don't necessarily have to stop playing. It's not like, oh yeah, you're done right away. You have a way to sort of kind of redeem yourself, but it will eventually get into a case of, you know, penalizing you. We're almost at the end. And we're at E. So as soon as we get to F, we win. As long as I get through E, we're going to be set. I think we're almost there, specific. Yeah, even with this cheery music, specifically, it's a question of, yeah, how much is your sanity going to be going? But, I mean, it's okay as far as it's just the case of, yeah, you have to kind of be used to this, and also, remember, if you make 3 mistakes, I mean, hey, this one's better than something like Dragon's Lair, where in that case, it's 3 mistakes and it's a game over. This one has 3 mistakes and you just lose a life, so a little better, but I mean, fine. It's kind of a quick shit right at the end. Damn it. Alright. I really don't like quick time events because they almost completely ruin games when they have them, which is why I haven't played God of War. At least the original ones, because I played a little bit of the PlayStation 4 game. Well, I mean, honestly, I think... Okay, let's see. How are we doing? Okay, we have 5 lives, and 0 does not count as a life. We'll try again. I mean, honestly, I think God of War is one of the ones that does it better, only because of the case of... Fine, if you're doing that, it does kind of... There's a nice viscerality to that, and also the fact that, hey, you know, when you make a mistake, it kind of does penalize you, but also the case that when you do it, it doesn't feel like, oh, it's necessarily like a binary thing, like, okay, fine, I made a mistake, I have to complete a certain area of the game again. Actually, I don't know if you ever played the game based on Spider-Man 3, at least the PlayStation 3 and Xbox 360 version, because I know it's totally different on the Wii and the PS2, and then on the portable systems as well. That's a case where I don't like the quick time events in that one, because you go through a certain area, you just have to quick time for not really much of a reason. When you do one mistake, it's like, oh, you just have to start again. It's not like Shenmue, where you have kind of a quick reaction to something, as far as it, or like, oh, it kind of draws you in a little. Or even God of War, because like, fine, with God of War, at least with God of War, you get the sense that, fine, if you hit that button press right, you can basically tear someone's head off and basically screw it off specifically. So you can kind of get that catharsis going specifically with it, unlike something like this. Fine, it's like, I just avoid, you know, I avoid not dying that way, or fine, going through. So I get that idea, as is, but right, I know what you're saying, Electros, I completely understand it. And as I said, it's certain games. It really is certain games where I'll say, like, I'll stick up for it. Maybe even Lucky's for some of those. I mean, fine, because we're going to see when we get to Resident Evil 4. And I love Resident Evil 4 to death when it comes to that. I love God of War, of which, honestly, those PlayStation 4 versions are really the only ones, or the PlayStation 4 game, and then God of War Ragnarok on PS4 and 5 are really the only ones you can easily show on this program without doing an off-screen play because of the nudity reasons. I'll have to see if maybe there's some kind of other avenue. I'll get to that, and as I said, I'll respond as far as that stuff when I'm done with this, because yeah, I don't want to give you all flashing light warning element going on anymore. Well, fine, if I put in the video here as far as the edit, saying like, oh, flashing light warning until you know, a certain point in the video, I'll give away when I get through it. Although, actually, I'll tell you what I'll do. When I edit this, I will put in flashing light warning up until this point. I'll basically put it in basically at the point of any time I get a death. So I'll basically have multiple. So at that point, I won't tip my hands like, oh, by the way, I'm beating this now. Because I realize I'll put in a flashing light warnings for certain things when it really needs it. But then it's a case of, well, is that giving away a detail of the game? Like, fine. Some cases it's unavoidable. In other cases, I'm going to say, like, fine, I don't care. I'm going to put it in just to give an indication. Actually, technically I had that with Mega Man Legends 2 last week, because I realized, hey, that meteor attack that Sarah does at the end of the game, I said, that's flashing lighting much more than I think I realized when I was sitting there with Nocturne and she was playing it. But I said when I was looking on the playback, I said, okay, this might be worth that. Fine, Wizard of War being a case. Okay, almost there, come on. I feel good this time. Yeah, bye-bye, not Star Destroyer. And since, remember, Disney didn't have Star Wars yet, so, yeah, it couldn't be Star Tours, because I love that ride. as far as Walt Disney World. I said bye-bye to the meteors. Yeah, they give you 3 meteors in a row, and I think we made it. Okay, we got it. Perfect. Okay. The simple button press is not so bad, but when you have to mash, that's no thanks. In fact, just talking about this reminded me of this video by Alpha Omega Sin. Yeah, who I had some kind of mean things to say about last week, but I will link to this specifically. I see nothing wrong with putting timestamps. Oh, yeah, sure. Oh, yeah, sure. Sure, no problem. Oh, you mean as far as, like, the feeling? No problem. Absolutely. It's either way. Or if you want to emphasize what that timestamp is, when I do the edit, I can also say, hey, by the way, this is the part of the video he's referencing. Oh, fine. When I do the link, I'll point it out. I'll look as far as it. We made it. But I get the idea. You're right. As far as what a quick time event is, and actually, before we get to Chip and Dale, because we're basically, we beat the game now, and we got the silver key, so all we need to do is walk back to the end. The Crochet Nerd 64 said that. In fact, when we played the Man of Medan has an option where you can basically make it so that you don't have a time limit on the QTEs, so it's not going to put that much pressure on you, but it's also the case that, fine, if you hit the button wrong, you still will miss it. Alright, fine, we get all 6 keys, we go in here. But I get that idea as well, so it's not an unfair case. But I guess in my case, it's also something that sometimes I see cases where maybe I've seen it in a case like, I don't really like it, but other cases like, I kind of like what they do because it kind of draws me to story. Actually, Resident Evil 4. I know we played Resident Evil 4. Oh wait, Proto-Rover, you say that specifically as far as that. Sorry, I thought Electros was saying that. Sorry, my mistake. I get that idea as far as that idea for it. I mean, maybe because it draws me in. I mean, Resident Evil 4, I know Proto-Rover, Electros, and DollyFinn played Resident Evil 4. There's a boss battle that is entirely in QuickTime events. Honestly, I love it. I absolutely love what it is, and to be fair, it is one of those cases you make one mistake, you die. But for some reason, it's one of those cases where I'm not going to give away where that comes and what the context of where that is. It's great, and for some reason, in that case, I just kind of got into it. It's also one of those things that kind of took me by surprise. Like, I'm sitting there watching a cutscene. It's like, button press, like, shit, I have to hit L and R on the GameCube controller. It's like, boom, and then get out of the way. So, in that case, it kind of drew me in, but other cases like Spider-Man 3. Spider-Man 3, I think, is a case where I'm not going to defend QuickTime on that one. I got the idea. Feel free to, thank you, not feel free to go into, fine, feel free to go into more, yes, but also thank you for going to. Alright, we got the keys. Mickey's doing the conducting. Yeah, gee, thank you. At least someone's on the ball around here. Yeah, we are. And I guess we'll see them again as far as Kingdom Hearts that way for it. And we gotta do Chain of Memories. I gotta figure when we're doing Chain of Memories. And I gotta scope that one. But either way, I better open the gate. The marching band's waiting. Alright, let's go and have our next parade. Fine, not much of a parade. This is the end screen. It is on here forever. So, there you go. In an hour and 13 minutes. That is Adventures of the Magic Kingdom. Final thoughts on this one is, it is a short and kind of uneven and cryptic game. I'm not going to lie. It is also one that it can be frustrating as far as a bunch of things, even though in some ways maybe I didn't make the look it. But I'm not discounting any of that. I get why this is not held in high regard as other Capcom Disney games, including the next one we're going to play. But it is a cheap one, so if you're kind of curious, there's some interesting stuff here. The quiz thing is interesting. And as far as games where you're kind of doing a exploration around a theme park, maybe this is kind of a low bar, but honestly, this is probably one of the better ones. I mean, I didn't play Kinect Disneyland Adventures or Disneyland Adventures, which is the non-Kinect version. The Kinect was on 360, the non-one was on Xbox One and Series X and S by extension. There's also Rugrats in Paris, which is on PlayStation and Nintendo 64. I was kind of on that. I played it on N64, which it has horrible audio compression, so if we play that, we'll play on the PlayStation. And of course, there's also Universal Studios, Universal Studios Theme Park Adventure, which is on the GameCube, which launched with the consoles, worth pointing out. And you're basically going around, walking around, picking up trash to get money to buy hats to go on rides, because Woody Woodpecker says, yeah, there's a line, you can't get in the line, you can't actually do the ride. And then you have to also have a quiz. They do have a quiz in that game, too, which honestly, for me, might be an interesting one to do, just because of the fact that, from what I understand, they go into extremely obscure stuff when it comes to Universal movies. Fine, there's a question about Backdraft, which I know only because I hate that movie, with Fiery Passion, pun intended, for sure on that one. But other questions about, if you're familiar with the movie Two Mules for Sister Sarah that had Clint Eastwood in it, it's like, they asked a question about that on the GameCube in 2001. I'm like, okay. And it doesn't look that great. It looks like an N64 game. Honestly, I think Nintendo 64 games I've seen, there's some I've seen that look better than that. So, fine. By low bar, this is decent. It's cheap, too. It's not a case you're spending like $400 for this. If it was, it's like, don't bother. if you're curious, it's not a bad one. But, yeah, I get why it's got the reputation it has. I'm not going to necessarily argue against it. But the power-up system is interesting, so you can kind of make it a little easier yourselves. Like, just collect stars, farm stars, get lives going up. So, in fact, that's the reason why we didn't see a game over. I cannot believe we did not see a game over doing this. But, yeah, so there you go as far as what it is. So, yeah, that was our first shot in this set. Since this game was so short, I'm gonna have another game. So we're gonna be doing Chip 'n Dale Rescue Rangers for the NES. So, alright, we're gonna try one thing specifically for this. So, I have my NES next to me. Turn it off. You had to hear that it's turning off. So, I have Chip 'n Dale Rescue Rangers, the cartridge here. So, I have a front-loading NES as we're pointing out. In fact, you're gonna be hearing the sounds of this. So, there you go. Pull it out and switch game. Okay, so it's worth pointing out. I want to go into this a little. I did, today, make sure that I used my NES cleaning kit, which I'll have pictures as far as what this is. In fact, I'm going to read off what this is. It basically is the only NES thing I got in box still. But basically, Nintendo came to a point where they realized the NES is not reliable, unless you get the top loader units, in which case it's much more reliable. So there's like, hey, for years, if you look on the back of an NES cartridge, it says, do not store extreme temperatures, do not immerse in water, do not clean with benzene, thinner, alcohol, or other such solvents. Now, when we bought NES, as far as this, in 1994, from an old toy store that's now, unfortunately, long since gone, they said, hey, if you're having trouble with this, use isopropyl alcohol to clean this thing. At first I said, wait, Nintendo says don't do this. So at first I said, no, I can't do this. But then we realized, hey, we're having trouble with most of the games running. So I said, okay, fine, we'll do it. And then also I found years later the NES cleaning kit, which tells you that you can, quote, avoid empty, scrambled, and flashing TV screens. The NES cleaning kit maintains the contact points of your control deck and game packs for peak performance. Regular use can extend the life of your NES system. Correct minor TV screen malfunctions caused by dirty connectors, because that 72-pin connector inside of the NES, my god, is that something that gets dust on insanely easily. And to the point where people sometimes just replaced the one in their NES. Avoid empty, scrambled, flashing TV screens during gameplay. It's quick and easy to use. What it is, by the way, just to give you a sense, it's kind of a plastic cartridge, sort of, that has a handle on it, that has like a felt pad that kind of connects, actually kind of comes apart. In fact, I have mine out. I'll take this apart just to give a sense, like, hey, you're hearing this plastic going, what the fuck is this? And then we'll get to Chip 'n Dale. It's like that. You basically take that out. You basically rub out the rubbing alcohol and water sort of over it. You turn your NES off. You unplug it. You make sure you do all that. Then you basically put it in the system and you basically rub it back and forth over and over again as far as it. Let it dry for an hour. In my case, I said, fine, I get to let it dry for an hour. I get to play more of the Super Mario RPG remake that came out yesterday that I am adoring, by the way. And then I isopropyl alcoholed both these games, Adventures of Magic Kingdom and Chip 'n Dale Rescue Rangers, right here. I have my bunch of Q-tips as well. I didn't isopropyl alcohol this one again, but I am rubbing it with the alcohol, or not with the alcohol, with the Q-tip, just to make sure, like, yeah, get any of the dust off this. Any of your old systems, especially in the cases of this is what you want to do. And it's like we mentioned last week, we had all these problems with the Game Shark for the PlayStation. Sometimes when it comes to games, you sometimes have to troubleshoot your stuff. You sometimes might have to get some help as far as what it is. So with the NES, that is a fact of life, especially if you run one of these things. So, all right, I have Chip 'n Dale Rescue Rangers here. We're going to see if when I put it in the console and you put it in with the NES front loader, you push it in, push it to the end, you push it down, you get that nice little hinge going down as far as the spring, because it's spring loaded, and the little push down on the top left of the cartridge, which is on the right when you have it in. Close the door feasibly. I'm going to do that way. Now, the moment of truth. So now, I swap the game out. I also have something more interesting picture-wise when I edit this. Just like, fine, you're seeing this no signal. It hasn't cut signal. This is the reason why. Also, because, like, let's give an explanation. Because, hey, we've done troubleshooting of the game stuff on our program before. Did it last week. We did Metal Gear Solid on part 2. We're doing it now. So, moment of truth. Let's see if this works. Holy shit, it does. Okay. Okay, that was lucky. Okay. Somebody's watching out for me. Okay. Perfect. Okay, we have to play with Chip 'n Dale Rescue Rangers now. So, there we go. So, where's my NES controller? Okay, it's right here. Perfect. I said remember. So, alright, here we go with a little bit demo. Let it go. And it shows the two-player. We're not seeing this. I'm playing this game solo. Got Chip 'n Dale, who, of course, it's based on the TV series from the Disney Afternoon from the 1980s. It's basically a platform game. Pick up boxes, apples, and things, and you toss them at the robot dogs there, which were created as far as the show is concerned. Let's go into this. I'll talk the theme song. I know we're going to talk the theme song. Trust me on that. on the TV show, they were made by Professor Nimnall, who I don't think is in this game. And this game, by the way, the storyline is loosely based on the Categories Not Included episode. By the way, when you're playing 2-player, you can also pick up the other player, and they're running upside down. Which is kind of a great case to this specifically. But yeah, so in this case, the plot is, we're going to see this in a second, Mandy, the young girl, she is in a case of saying, like, my cat Spunky went missing, and kidnapped by, the robot dogs. They're showing this demo, which is going for quite a bit of time, as it is, for this game, which came out, by the way, on June 8th of 1990 in Japan, and then June of 1990, so about the same time for US as well, on NES. And for Europe, it was December 12th, 1991. It also technically got an arcade port on the NES PlayChoice 10 unit. And it is available modern now in the Disney Afternoon Collection, which is on the PlayStation 4, Xbox One, and PC. And you can download the Xbox One version on Xbox Series S and X, and the PlayStation 4 version on PlayStation 5. If you're not bought that collection yet, you probably should, because it's $20, and there's games in that are really expensive, and they might delist that game eventually because of the license that's probably going to run out eventually, and never got a physical rrelease. And much to the chagrin of Nintendo fans, it never got a Switch release either, so that's that case. But either way, that's the idea. I'll go into stuff with the people who made this, because again, it's kind of a skeleton crew as far as the developers of what I was able to find. And honestly, I'll tell you this, I tons of look at Moby Games for this, as far as like, what are the people who made it. They didn't have much. Honestly, the Wikipedia page had a better element as far as who made this. It was Darling Waddington who produced it again, who produced Adventures of Magic Kingdom, which you just saw. But this one was designed by Masayoshi Kurakawa, who wrote Tamba for the PlayStation and its sequel. We're going to play that eventually. I just have to get the copies of that and get prepped for that, because I know Montreal wants to see it. He also did planning on Mega Man 3, Mega Man X on the Super Nintendo, and Mega Man 7, which we'll come back to next year. And also did planning support on Deadly Premonition, which is on Xbox 360 and PlayStation 3. I think there's a Switch version of that now. This very weird horror game about this detective who loves quoting movies, and it's something that's been very divisive as far as a game, as far as, like, this seems like it's held together with duct tape and glue, but it's also kind of a fascinating one from what I've heard. I've not played it, but it is something I've kind of wanted to play. And it was designed on Extermination, which is on the PlayStation 2, which is a survival horror game, kind of the Resident Evil direction, Actually, the first survival horror game the PlayStation 2 had for Resident Evil Code Veronica X. Let's see. The music you're hearing here, including the rendition of the theme song, was done by Harumi Fujita, she did music for Ghosts and Goblins on NES, and also Final Fight, as mentioned, with Yoko Shimomura, as well as Skyblazer on Super Nintendo, Tamba, and also she did the Estelle music the music in the Estelle levels in Streets of Rage 4 and Windjammers 2. And she also did the music for Magical Tetris Challenge on the Game Boy Color. I never played the Game Boy Color version, but that's that idea. And we're seeing a little bit of an element on where we're going to go. As far as the game itself, it was the second Disney game for Capcom after DuckTales, and it was a big seller for them, selling 1.2 million units, which for NES standards, that was a pretty big deal. And it was their fourth best-selling game on NES as far as Capcom was concerned. And we mentioned Nintendo Power's Best 100 games in their September 1997 issue. Last year, we showed off the Magical Quest starring Mickey Mouse, which they had ranked at number 80. This one they had ranked at number 79, right below Magical Quest starring Mickey Mouse as it was, saying, quote, and I'll picture this when I edit, Chip and Dale battled the Fat Cat and Ninja Squirrels in this side-scrolling action game. Capcom lived up to its reputation for superior play, control, and graphics. The Ninja Squirrels should have had their own game. I guess they forgot about Zero the Kamikaze Squirrel for the Super Nintendo and Sega Genesis, where, okay, I guess he's kind of a ninja. That was by Sunsoft. It was actually a spin-off of Era the Acrobat, and I don't know how the hell this happened. That game costs like $300-$400 now. Somehow. And also, one last name as far as the credits. It was produced by Takura Fujiwara, who actually we've talked before. He produced DuckTales. He did advising on the Super Nintendo version of Aladdin. He was involved as far as the Magic Quest starring Mickey Mouse we played last year, and did game design on a couple of arcade games in Namco, specifically Commando, Bionic Commando. Fine, Commando is its own thing. Bionic Commando is its own thing, and it's different from the NES version for the arcade game. And directed Tiger Road. He also directed Tomba on the PlayStation, again, so we come back to the Tomba element. And Ghosts and Goblins Resurrection, which was on the Switch. And he also did planning on Strider. So yeah, that's the idea as far as your Chip and Dale element for it, for who made it. I think with the demo going through, we can get ourselves set. What do they say about Chip and Dale? Sometimes some crimes go slipping through the cracks, but these two gumshoes are picking up the slack. There's no case too big, no case too small. When you need help, just call Chip and Dale. Rescue Ranger, Chip and Dale when there's danger. I don't remember the rest of it. I'll have the theme song linked as far as below because it's a kick-ass theme song and a great 8-bit version of it. But yeah, that's the idea of Chip and Dale. Yeah, they used to torment Donald Duck back in the day, but nowadays, or fine as far as this game, Chip said, I'm going to take the outfit of Indiana Jones, and with Dale, he's like, I'm going to have the floral print shirt of Magnum P.I., and yes, they did say that was the intention as far as what these characters were looking like. They said, fine, the police in town, they have a lot of stuff they're doing. They tend to not take care of everything, as always is the case. So fine, the cases of stuff, they're probably busy with stuff like murders and burglaries and things like that. But fine, it's like, fine, missing cats as far as any of these other things. The smaller crimes other people are not handling, they'll do it. And they'll have their help with a bunch of other friends of theirs. I love the show, by the way. If you've never seen this program, it is on Disney Plus. I believe the whole series is on DVD as well. If you do not have Disney Plus, is terrific. And there's also a great movie that came out about it last year, which was kind of a mixture of a live-action and CG thing, almost like a Who Framed Roger Rabbit, that is by, actually, a lot of people of Lonely Island, who did stuff for Saturday Night Live, like, Dick in a Box and other stuff like that. And, of course, I'm on a Boat, if you're familiar with that song, as far as it. And it's surprisingly funny and clever and very biting, as far as how it is. But yeah, here's the NES game. There are two of these. This is the first one. It does not cost a lot of money, unlike its sequel. But we're playing through this. We're playing as one player. You can play as Chip or Dale. I'm going to play as... Yeah, let's look at the Indiana Jones element going. Let's go Chip. Hey, it's Indiana Jones is now a Disney franchise, so fitting. Which means that any other game as far as Disney stuff that seems like it's, you know, kind of on the offskirts can fit in this weekend. And chat, if you have requests of what you want to see for the Disney Game Showcase, the Disney Game Show going forward, feel free to let me know what they are. We can get to them for sure. And also, don't think, by the way, that just because we have this show, we're going to not necessarily be in a case of saying, like, oh, we only do it on this weekend a year. We'll do it other times, specifically. Alright, so, here's our story. So, okay, gang, we have a new assignment. Our cute little neighbor Mandy has lost her kitten, who they don't name. She is named Spunky in the television program. So, of course, it's a job for the Rescue Rangers, so there you go. And here's Gadget, who on the show is voiced by Tress McNeil, who also voices Chip. It's worth pointing out. I'll go on ahead, Chip, and scour some things that might be help while we search the city. Yeah, because on the show, if you've ever seen the show, Gadget's basically MacGyver, pretty much, in the sense that she can make all these advanced things out of, like, paper clips and buttons and things. Except in a lot of cases, like, yeah, I make a car, it was like, where are the brakes? It's like, I didn't have time to put the brakes in, but it's like, she kind of takes it as an excitement. So there she is. And Chip is like, yeah, I get the idea, because, yeah, Chip and Dale like Gadget, for sure. But, of course, we also have over there, Monty, or Monterey Jack, as he's known, who's kind of the veteran, who has a bit of a Scottish accent, and I learned the other day, I was doing my notes on this game, in the game, or fine, in the TV show, I should say, he's voiced by Peter Cullen, who voiced Optimus Prime on Transformers, and also Eeyore on The New Adventures of Winnie the Pooh, and some of the early elements of Winnie the Pooh elements. Nowadays, it's not him, it's Bud Lucky, as far as voicing Eeyore. But yeah, Optimus Prime is Monterey Jack as far as that. Of course, he's like, yeah, we have to take care of everything, Chip. And in the movie, he's voiced by Eric Bana, who is the Hulk in the movie that came out 20 years ago. Which, maybe not hot take time, that is the better of the Hulk movies, between that and the one from 2008. Yeah, just like my Unleashed stuff. But, yeah, there you go. But anyway, so, and Zipper, of course, who is, of course, a little bug who never speaks. I believe he's voiced by Frank Welker on the show. If that's not right, I'll put the name of who actually voices Zipper that way. And it's Corey Burton who voices Dale. It's worth pointing out. Right, so fine. Zipper and Monty are going to go out and try and find out where those mechanical dogs are going. So, mechanical dogs? Piece of cake, Chip. We'll get right on it. You can depend on us. Let's go, Zipper. Sorry. Okay, there you go. You learn something new every day. Yeah, you do. That's also why I'll take the notes for the show, because I've sometimes realized that it's like, hey, I'll take the notes as far as what the game is, and I'll just look and realize, wait a second. This show I've seen for years. I grew up on this program. I didn't know there was Peter Cullen as Monterey Jack or whatever else it is you're elementing as far as things learning new as far as it. Alright, yeah, you can depend on us. Okay, so let's get going. Okay, so here's the deal. You're moving left and right and jumping with the A button. Fine, move left and right D-pad, jump with A button, you crouch with down D-pad. When you pick up an apple, you pick up an item with the B button. He's sweating like that. Means his jump is inhibited, so you have to toss it off. You just go left and right, pick up the flowers. You get 100 of those, it's worth a life. The manual is wrong. It says that it's 50. So yeah, the NES manual is incorrect when it comes to this. Now expecting him to say chipmunks roll out. Yes, I agree with that. Chipmunks roll out. Okay, there we go. So there you go. There's Peter Cullen as far as it. Also, we've talked Transformers enough on this program. We need to play a Transformers game. Which one do you want to see first? I'll take chat's element as far as that. I want to show the PS2 game by Atari at some point, but which does have Peter Cullen voicing in it. But yeah, chat, make a choice. We'll show off whichever one you want. I know, actually no, like first I know you said you want to show off the bad game case for Beast Wars Transmetals on N64, but I'll take other ones as well. But either way, okay, you go around, basically pick up the boxes. There the doggies going clink, clink, clink. Just hit them that way. I pick up the stars. Let me see. Let me look at the manual again. I was putting up on top of my NES. I was like, I gotta be careful. Don't touch that thing. Yeah, if you collect 20 stars, you get a life. The manual also has that wrong. It is, it says 10 in the manual. It's 20. Basically, anything in the manual says as far as items you need, it's double. Okay, basically just go around, pick up boxes, and toss them. It's worth pointing out one other thing, which is hit down D-pad while you're holding a box. Yeah, right, nice effect there. It's like, yeah, you crouch down, and he's blinking with the eyes. If an enemy runs out of the box, they die. So consider this a preview of Metal Gear Solid 2, except in that game where there's like, yeah, what's going on with that box? This case, the enemies touch it, they just die. Like, they don't know what to do. They're allergic to cardboard or something. I don't know. Or allergic to wood, if they're like wooden crates. Fine, I guess they must be, because they hurt, and you can feasibly get yourself hit with them yourself as you go along and pick up the flowers. By the way, hit the select button. This is your information screen. You have F, S, and P. F is your flowers, total flowers you got. S is the stars you collected, and P is your players, so the number of lives you got. As you go around, you have these treasure boxes that have something neat inside them. You also crouching on down on D-pad. Hit this, there's Zipper. You're invincible, and he'll go around and kill everything on the screen, so just keep walking with him. You don't get him much, but when you get him, you want to basically just rush right through feasibly, but also see the game kind of slow down a little bit, and pick up the acorns. That's full recovery of your health. You have 3 hits, which are indicated by the hearts up there on the upper left-hand corner of the screen. Also, there's other items around. We'll see them later. I know there's a power item. Pick that up, and you can basically pick up heavy objects without having your jump ability inhibited. You also have metal blocks. Crouching case, yeah, they'll run into that, and there they go. But in this case, you also have to be careful of the electricity going on. Yeah, pretty much pick up as far as that. Be careful as far as how it is. But yeah, if you do this, you'll be okay. But not to say this game is going to be easy necessarily going on, because it gets harder later. But basically, that's kind of what you gotta do. And in 2 players worth pointing out, yeah. Wait, what the hell happened? Oh, hold on. Actually, I want to put the test. Hang on. Okay, so fine. The electricity knocks the box away, too. Also, there's the B. Yeah, I actually had on the test play going on constantly during that. Oh, shit. Hold on. I want to look back at that, because I don't know if I actually hit him, or he hit me. Okay, I unfortunately have to go back to the beginning. Your checkpoints are when you go into a building area, which is actually right there. So unfortunately, I gotta do this again, but that's fine. You just keep picking up the flowers and pick up the stars. Just, as long as you pick up the box and keep tossing them, there you go. Yo, Chippendale, chipmunks in disguise. Oh, how did I not get hit by that? You saw that, right? It looked like I crouched afterwards. Okay, fine. There you go. So that's the idea. So fine, we're coming up with the narrative as far as Chippendale. Fine, maybe that's the idea, because remember, Chippendale were mischievous as far as the Disney lore initially. And by the way, if you jump in certain areas like DuckTales, you'll get a specific item. In that case, it's just a star. Yeah, in this case, he doesn't know what to do. He just hit the dog's way. So yeah, there you go. So I mean, maybe it makes sense, because yeah, like, I was kind of questioning the idea, like, yeah, they were giving fine, they gave Donald Duck trouble, yes, but they also gave fine, they gave Pluto trouble as far as Mickey's first. No, no. Was it Mickey's First Christmas? No, no, maybe it was. No, Mickey's Christmas Tree. That was the name of the cartoon. Or like, yeah, they're in the tree, they cut it down, and then Pluto's like, no, I want these things out, and then he destroys the tree. Specifically, okay, so at first it's like, wait, can I get through that? Alright, but as I collect more, and by the way, it's also worth pointing out, when you jump, as far as this, the screen scrolls up, and if I fall down there, that's the bottomless pit. So yeah, it's like Castlevania or Contra or something like that. Okay, so fine. I'll be a little more careful. The reason I did that, because at first I said, hey, wait, the electricity stops the block, which I guess makes sense, because basically it's pretty much programmed to take a hit, or fine, stop a hit when, fine, the robot mice walk into you. I'll try and see if I can't find, fine, there's an acorn. So yeah, basically if you're in trouble, like, and running out of health, find boxes, just pick them up, toss them. Okay, so I'm also wondering why that one, because I've always seen it go off screen. But I never really noticed, because before it's like, I crouched, oh, fine, okay, that's why. It sort of goes off of the, exposed part of the wire, gotcha, okay. Alright, and I'm getting close to 100. By the way, when you get 100, it does not actually give you the life right away. I'm at 74. It'll come in from the screen on the left, so you have to make sure you pick it up. And now, okay, we did get checkpoints, so when you go into a room like that, you get that. Yeah, so he came back there. Ow. Okay, so yeah, not too bad. I mean, fine. I guess I'm making this game look harder than it is because I'm getting my ass killed like crazy, but... Well, fine, once, but still. In this case, you don't stack blocks, which you need to do with the steel ones, which do not bust. I know there's an acorn in one. Also, when you're on a platform, it's worth pointing out, well, first off, you die. Pick that up, there's an acorn. When you're on a platform, hit down and jump, you can jump through it. Alright, so here we go, let's hit the box. And here you get cheese. So yeah, Monterey Jack appears and he busts a door down. That's basically the idea as far as his element. Alright, we got the first boss here, which is the robot of, Christ, what's his name? The professor guy. He throws electricity. There's gonna be a flashlight warning when I hit him. Sorta, kind of. You just pick the ball up, toss it up. You can toss it up, by the way. You can press up and D-pad and hit the B button. You throw up, down. Fine, you can throw... Okay, fine. You can't throw down. By the way, if you also get hit by something, you hit yourself with that, you get stunned. It does not hurt you. But yeah, 5 hits and he's dead. Negative bonus game. It's worth pointing out the life is in the red boxes. It's random which one it is. It's either the one in the middle on the top or the one at the bottom. Okay, here we go. So, also, we're getting a little bit of twist on the plot because, as I mentioned, the plot of this game is based sort of kind of on the Categories Not Included episode, but that was Professor Nimno. Okay, so there's his name. Fat Cat was not involved. Here is Fat Cat. So, of course, remember on the TV show, Fat Cat was voiced by Jim Cummings, who, of course, was the voice of, well, Pete and Winnie the Pooh, and Tigger, and a lot of other cases as far as that. Darkwing Duck, of course. So, here he is. I tricked you, Rescue Rangers. The kitten was just a clever trap to lure you here. And he has that thing with the whiskers like the mustache. And he's smoking. By the way, this game does have a alcohol. It has a tobacco element in it later. I already caught your precious gadget. From now on, she's inventing things for me. So there you go. You'll have to take her from my casino if you really want her back. So yeah, Fat Cats and all that stuff as far as making money. Stuff like tobacco and gambling as far as how it is. So alright, here we go. Of course, we do have the old flying contraption of the Rescue Rangers, although it's all blue in this game. I'm going to talk about the color limitations, but either way, you have a bunch of zones you can go. You have a choice of direction to go, and it's also worth pointing out you can not go through every level. We are going to go through every level, though, because I think it's worth running that way, as far as to show this game fully. Basically, all you gotta do is move left or right, or up or down to an area. As soon as you go to a certain area, you go. So you're in the treetops. It's a great piece of music. I love the music in this game, but okay, there's some health. They give you 2 of them here, I guess because you're running 2-player, or potentially could be running 2-player. And it's also a case where the music is short, but fine, we mentioned this, I think it was, oh, actually, no, it was, part 4 of Mega Legends 2 we mentioned this. We were saying that, hey, what are some games with really short music loops that still sound really, really good? We're not gonna consecutive them. Actually, this is a game like that for sure. But as you go up this tree, it's worth pointing out, as, Nintendo Power mentioned, the Ninja Squirrels, here they are. Basically just pick the box up, let them run into it. And then he ran into my box. He ran into my box, I don't know if I can have a count to how many times they run into my box, but either way. Also, this game sort of has a little bit of an element with the scrolling stuff with the graphics too, kind of like Adventures of the Magic Kingdom did. But honestly speaking, this game kind of feels a little better as far as that. It doesn't tend to flicker or have those glitches as much as Adventures of the Magic Kingdom did. And, fine, spoiler warning, if you're picking one of the 2 games to play of the ones we're showing tonight, this is the one to pick up, for sure. Because it is a lot of fun, it fits the Enterprise well. And if you like this, there's the sequel, but get Disney Afternoon Collection, otherwise you're paying like $300, $400. Okay, we're at the end already. We have the bird. He has the elements of shooting the feathers off. He'll also come down. He just toss the ball right up at him and hit him. Not too much really to these bosses, but it's either way. I mean, as I said, as a child, going back to my memory, because I said, fine. If my brother in Inherit Knox case was saying, I rented Adventures of the Magic Kingdom, I rented this game. So, with this game, I was like, I love my Chip and Dale Rescue Rangers, so I played this. Okay, I get up there. There you go, got a life, perfect. If I love that case, like, let me play this, but I was not very good. I was hearing that case constantly dying, and I was getting game overs. But either way, as I said, I kind of got used to it eventually, and then cut case. Alright, so here's Gadget. Golly, guys, don't worry, I'm okay so far. I rigged up this wireless phone when Fat Cat wasn't looking. and I sent a carrier pigeon with a map that shows how to find me. So yeah, I told you the MacGyver element. Remember, this is 2023 we're playing this game, as opposed to 1990s. Like, yeah, remember when wireless phones were advanced? Alright, so she'll tell me, like, you need to shut off some of the water pipes to get through Zone B. Just jump on the tap. Zipper's waiting to lend a hand over in Zone C as well. Uh-oh, gotta run. Alright, so, fine. Gadget, we'll see you later. So, yeah, Gadget, I guess when you think about it, fine. She is sort of the damsel in distress in this game, but not exactly, because, fine, she's building stuff to communicate with us. She's giving us hints. So I guess in a lot of ways, it's almost like, going back to, like, the Mario RPG element, since that came out, as far as this remake yesterday, the Paper Mario games, where, Peach is basically just communicating with Mario the whole case, get some help. And when you have a completed level, you have the RR, the Rescue Rangers insignia, and you're done with it. Okay, so Rescue Rangers, away to level B, or Zone B. And get this great jazzy piece of music going on. Yeah, I love this music. Fine, I'm just gonna say that every piece of music. This is a fantastic soundtrack. As you go into the restaurant, okay, fine. There is what happens when you get that. So yeah, the star comes out, and you're all set. So yeah, there's rats all over this restaurant. So yeah, this place is not up to code, but we are going to be okay at that. Fine. Actually, I don't know if they've ever gotten into a case as far as the Rescue Rangers. I've seen most of the show, but I don't know if I ever got in a case of, like, doing stuff with sanitation. I mean, the closest I guess they got was the one episode where, I don't remember the name of this one. They basically were involved with a cult that was about, like, this fizzy soda drink. As also you have the enemies there who are named, by the way. And you don't have a time limit, so I can pull the manual out as far as this. We do have the names of all the enemies in here. And also an advertisement for the game based on Willow that Capcom made for NES as well. The, Popper Mouse. So yeah, and I'll have that on board as far as what that is. And I'll have a link list item for the manual for this. I mean, fine. This game is not hard to find, even as far as, like, with manual with it. Ow, I don't even think complete this game costs a lot of money. And complete on NES is a weird one. Okay, so as the Gadget said, you have to be careful of the faucets. They will hurt you if you touch them, so don't touch them. You just jump on the faucets 3 times, and the water will go out. It is a great effect. Look at that. That does look really, really nice. Okay, so yeah. Yeah, pretty relaxed, pretty fun as far as that. Yeah, and as far as this chat, feel free to go into elements as far as Chip 'n Dale Rescue Rangers, or Chip 'n Dale, or other stuff, NES and Capcom, or Capcom alone, or NES alone. Feel free to go into that as we go. Or other elements of QuickTime events. Yeah, this game doesn't have QuickTime events. That's the other thing. Like, fine. So, like, for severe case, like, not liking QuickTime events. Yeah, this game. Although, fine. You have it, as you mentioned, since you have the Disney Afternoon Collection. It's a fun one. Alright, so there we go. Got another health. By the way, what you do is you gotta be careful not to jump in the pots there or get yourself hurt, but also with those things that also you have bombs you can toss and get them out of the way that way. Alright, so what's in here? Okay, here's the power juice. What do they call this thing? Yeah, fine. This is the benefit of having the instruction manual on board. They call it... Fine, those are black balls, actually, not bombs. They are... Does the manual not explain what they are? It's a short manual. It's not a long one. It's only about... 19 pages. Yeah, okay, the manual doesn't call them. Fine, I'm calling them a power potion or a power drink. What it is that when you have that there and it lasts your whole life, by the way. And yeah, these things, what the hell are these things called? Dits. Yeah, they're called, these are the Ditses. They turn into Chip 'n Dale, so they'll basically be on screen and they'll transform, which is a great effect. It looks really, really nice. But yeah, right there, fine, I should have shown that, which is when you pick up a heavy item, like the apples, you do not have your jumping ability inhibited when you have the power stuff. Alright, so there you go. So I have to kill myself that way as far as it with chips. Like, that's fake Chip. It's like fake Nikki in Pokemon Sword and Shield, as it is. Whoa. Yeah, what they'll do is, yeah, they'll shoot out the party poppers. They can hit you if you're too close, but if you're far enough away, they'll just shoot up. Alright, we got the rocket here. You just toss that out, and be careful of the alien things it shoots out. You can also kill this way. Also, it's worth pointing out that the shuttle will go in different directions, so you can kind of get it on the rebound a little bit if you're careful, but I'm clearly not being. I think you can kill those things, but it's not easy to do, but fine. Okay, got them. And now your hitbox turns off, so yeah, they can walk right through me, and I'm fine. Awesome. Okay. Yeah, and I didn't know this as far as the zone clear. By the way, it stops when the music ends. But they also give you a lot of... They don't give you much time. So first I thought, oh, you have to pick up all the boxes. But then just go for the red ones. That's all you gotta do. Careful, guys. Just saw Fat Cat set some tough-looking characters in Zone D. Also watch out for falling iron balls. Throw something at the switches to stop them. Alright, thank you, Gadget. Yeah, Gadget's always helpful as far as this. Let's go to the library. Also, apparently some of those items... Okay, fine. Apparently that's a... Okay, you saw that hitbox, right? I was standing over that damn thing. I didn't collect it. And I went to the side of it, and there it was. I also have the picture of what was it that actually made me collect it. Because I'm... Okay, I'm gonna be very... Fine, okay. It's happening again. Okay, so I guess you have to jump on them from below. Fine, not that one. I was just finding a Racket Roo there. He tosses the tennis balls out. And it'll be on a little bit of a timer, so you can toss them. And he takes multiple hits. It's worth pointing out we're starting to get enemies that take multiple hits. And I love that animation. It looks terrific. It's like Mega Man almost. Because remember, Mega Man, especially starting with Mega Man 2, which came out the year before this, had elements of the character sprites of the enemies really having a lot of frames of animation. And it looking really, really good. And being like, oh, look at that. That's exciting to see. Even the detail of its ears kind of just flapping in the wind. A small thing, but yeah, for NES, I mean, look, Capcom knew exactly what they're doing on this console. Which is why most of the games of theirs are things of legend and kind of make stuff like Adventures of Magic Kingdom, even though I don't think it's bad, and Mickey Mousecapade maybe stand out a little more. So like, yeah, fine. You have stuff like this, you have stuff like DuckTales, you have stuff like Darkwing Duck. Those games are awesome, and then you realize, wait, no, every game should be as good as those. And unfortunately, it's not. But one thing we're also going to do is... Fine, I can walk right underneath him. But in this case, what I'm going to do is... Also, it's worth pointing out, I think... I want to try something. Okay, fine. The box hide thing also works on the tennis balls. And they do go through the tennis balls, so it's not a case like, oh, you throw it, it's just going to go into the tennis ball and you're having a problem. Like I said, yeah, that's the thing. Like, when you have so many games of a company like that, and they stand out so great, the ones that are not great stand out that much more in a bad case. Ow. I mean, that's me with Super Mario... Well, not with Super Mario, with Sonic Superstars. The more I've been thinking about that game, the more I kind of have really grown to resent that, I'm not gonna lie. Even though it's not a horrible game as far as how it plays, I guess. But honestly, that's one of those cases where it's, ow, okay, that was lucky. Me getting the dive down right when it was there, and then the tennis ball not getting rid of the box. Like I said, it's one of those cases where its mediocrity really has offended me much more, to the point where it's like, yeah, it's highlighting almost everything that's wrong with this franchise. In fact, I'll even say it, I think maybe more than even really flat-out bad games in the series like Sonic 06 and the Sonic Boom games, or even Sonic Forces. I think I'd rather play those. And the Sonic 4 games, honestly, I like those way more. Especially 2, when you do co-op for 2, which Nocturne's gonna call dibs on that one, because I know she loves the co-op. I do too. In fact, it was that case with her that I started to kind of like that game. I was like, I was not feeling that when I played single player. When I played a co-op, it was great, whereas with Sonic Superstars, from what I understand... Look, I'm watching these Super Gaming Brothers play they're doing in that game, doing 4-player. I said, it's broken, basically what it is. The first, like, we love Sonic co-op on this program. Nocturne and I have shown that off with, with Sonic 3. We're showing with Sonic Mania. And I guess we'll show part of it with Sonic 2, I guess, at some point, as far as showing that aspect. It'll probably be a separate play, I think, because Protorova called dibs on Sonic 2 to run it. And I don't think I can get through that. Uh-oh. I'm in trouble. Can I jump over him? No. Okay, that was my fault for the thing with boxes, so I trapped myself. And how am I doing on lives? Okay, I got tons, so never mind. I guess because I'm getting all those lives as far as the bonus games. But yeah, it's one of those things that, yeah, fine, that's a problem as far as something like that. So fine, against other Sonic games, it's kind of standing out as a problem that way. And even like the physics, like, yeah, people saying, oh, it's the Sonic Mania physics. No, it's not, because in Sonic Superstars, you glide with Knuckles, he does not speed up. The spin dash does not speed you up very much. The drop dash does not speed you up very much either. It's really only if you're playing as Tails where you can kind of get things going as far as the speed. And also, yeah, the boss in, it's not Egg Station, whatever the last level is. I'm going to come out and say it. Worst boss in Sonic game, and that includes Sonic 06 and any other really bad Sonic game you care to mention. I hate that boss so fucking much, and I'll show that when we play that game, because I think at some point I'm going to show it. I bought it at Series X. It's not a case like, hey, it's a problem as far as other systems. Although I think even the Switch version apparently runs decent. Alright. Fine, okay. If nothing else, I'm also showing what maybe you shouldn't do with this game now to get back to that, which is... Fine, you pick up boxes and toss and find items underneath it, but it's also the case that, fine, I screwed myself out by saying, fine, just pick up every box instead of keeping the 2 I needed to get rid of Racket Room to get through this and get to the next section. So yeah, there's a bit of strategy to this game when you really think about it. And 2-player is also a weird one. Although, honestly, I'm not gonna lie to you. 2-player on this game is not that great. Actually, I think I asked Nocturne at some point if she had played this game. I actually forgot that I did actually have her play this game, and we did try the co-op, and we were not having it because of the fact of the way the screen's scrolling, the fact that you have to kind of handle stuff with items, and there's zippers, so let's get running. I mean, you can pick the other player up, so in that case, I'm glad I showed the opening demo to get that indication, because that's the only element 2 players are going to see. But yeah, it just felt kind of weird. It's almost like, yeah, this seems like it's better designed for 1 player, and I don't know how Chippendale Rescue Rangers 2 is for the multiplayer, because I have not played that game for its multiplayer. And some levels, by the way, do not have a boss. So as long as you get to the end, you're done. So there's Zone C. And by the way, underneath the ones that are not the 2 red boxes, they're flowers, or stars. Alright, so what's Gadget have to say next? Careful, guys. I just saw Fat Cat send up some tough-looking characters Zone D. Oh, this is the same thing she said before. Okay, so fine. Her dialogue in Zones B and C are the same. I actually did not know that, or I did not remember that. Okay, I guess it's because you have Path to Ghost, because you could feasibly say, no, we're not going to go through some of the zones, but since we're going full play on this game, we are absolutely going through all the zones. And now we're in the toy store. But in this case, also, you have boxes that come to life. It's also worth pointing out one thing, which is that you're saying, how do I tell what they are? Well, I'll let you know. See the boxes here, as far as what they are lying on the ground? They're brown like that, as far as like a light brown. When you pick them up, they turn red. Basically, that's a tag to give an element that's active as far as a hitbox, pretty much at that point. So if you look for the red boxes, or the darker brown boxes like that, that's how you know when it's a trick box. So in that case, you can use that to your advantage. So like, okay, there's one there, so you can kind of do a read. Kind of a little thing, but alright, there's another life. Yeah, you can get lives like crazy as long as you just keep picking up the boxes and getting the flowers out. Well, in this case, yeah, fine, throw the box up, but, alright, fine. Also, thank God you have that jump through platforms case as well. Yeah. Alright, there we go. And actually, this is one of my favorite pieces of music in this game. Well, fine, there's a lot of great pieces of music in this game. Yeah, it's good stuff. It does fit, I mean, because except for the... Honestly, except for the, what is it? Except for the opening, only the theme song, that's the only thing that's from the show. It's worth pointing out. In this case, just toss the boxes at the clowns. Yeah, sorry, Crusader64, I know you hate your clowns, but in this case, yeah, just toss them. But fine, they may look cartoonish as far as that, so maybe it'll be a better case, but either way. But yeah, as I said, despite the fact that this soundtrack is not stuff that's mostly from the TV show, except for one case, well fine, they remember the one case. Also, you hit that thing with that, it spins around, and then if you go through it quickly enough, it won't do the, you know, the knockdown thing of saying like, hey, you know, I'm gonna be in a case of knocking down through the platform and hit you. But, yeah, even so, they still came with great pieces of music, as we're seeing. Did they not name this one? Okay, fine. I guess the manual does not name all the characters. But fine, this rabbit here, he's, you know, moving out, or, basically, yeah, he's basically, I guess, pulling the rug out from under us, and yeah, that will hurt, so I'm trying to stay away from that. Whoa. Also, point out, I want to see something, can he... Okay, fine, I guess I got far enough. Okay, no, fine, then the rug, thing coming out, yeah, a box protect, whatever they call that. Do they call that anything? Yeah, I'm gonna sense. What's the official continuity as far as what this is? I guess they say, like, fine, duck down, you hide in a box. They basically, like, it's hiding in a box. So fine, I can come up with whatever name I want, really, for it. So fine, the box hide. Also, as you have these things, they punch the boxes, so they knock them out. These do have a name. They are called the... Okay, fine, oh. Well, actually, no, the Rhino Runner? Is that what they are? No, maybe they aren't. Okay, they are, maybe they are, maybe they aren't. If they're not, I will give a sense. But yeah, they'll punch boxes, make sure you hit it. And as Gadget said, hey, careful of the switches. Just pick a box up and throw it upwards. And they will stay off, it's worth pointing out, but you also have to be kind of careful because, yeah, they'll go off at a bit of an interval as far as the iron balls coming down. Also, in this case, it's a little bit of a trick, so don't jump on that one, because if you do jump on that, the switch goes, but then also in that case, you can do it reverse. So if you turn the switch on by accident, you can also toss the box up to turn it off if you want. Alright, but in that case, yeah, he'll go away. Those things will come down, I guess, like piano keys. But yeah, they will hurt you if they touch you, so don't let them touch you. In case they only give you one box, you gotta be careful. Ow, shit. Oh, star. I got it before off screen. Unfortunately, since I don't have a box, I have to basically walk underneath. So yeah, you're not gonna have a box for everything. It's worth pointing out. So yeah, you do have to let your platforming skills, you know, guide your way. Which, for me, growing up on platforming games like this, yeah, this is like my bread and butter. So in that case, because I played, like, that was my dominant genre. We talked this before on the show. It seems like most people on this show, their dominant genre is RPGs, which is fine that way. Or no, it's good that way to hear that. But it's also a case of, yeah, what's the dominant genres of people who come on this program? Or people who have been on the chat. Actually, DollyFinn's case is puzzle games. We're going to see next week with our great puzzle showcase that she's going to be on for, by the way. But yeah, in my case, I was born and raised on platformers, so I know exactly how these are. Although, as I mentioned before, it's a case where I will not discriminate between any game, of any game in the genre. Any game you want to see, or any game that's around, I'll give a fair shake. As you basically hit the orb there, as far as like the... I don't know, are we going to say those are robot nipples? Fine, they're lights. Basically, you have to hit where those are when they pop out, but they also pull back in. And be careful of the bouncy balls that come out. You will usually have an opening, and they will go in a certain area. Fine, they'll go in enough of an area you can kind of get through. Okay, it's also not... You don't have to hit it dead on. You can kind of be a little off. Basically, hit him in the chest. That's pretty much what you gotta do. Yeah, if you're too high, yeah, it'll miss. Got him. Yeah, most of the bosses are the same thing, it's worth pointing out. So there's not... That's not necessarily the highlight of this game, but they're still fun as far as that they are, because you do have to learn a pattern. You have to kind of get set. Got it just in time. Fantastic. Okay, so, what's next for Gadget? I left a boat for you guys to use to get across the water in Zone E. By the way, I nearly fell into a hole in Zone F. Wait a second. I want to ask you a question. How'd you almost fall into a hole in Zone F if you were kidnapped by Fat Cat? Unless Fat Cat is like Bowser in the Super Mario Brothers games, like taking her to different castles, different areas. I don't know, maybe he's just taken away through and like, fine, Gadget, follow me, but then she almost falls into a hole. It's like, yeah, be careful, Gadget. So watch your step. Alright, thank you. So let's go to Zone E. Okay, I don't remember this level very much at all. I guess this is the backyard. And you get the wood carvings going on. Also, in this case, yeah, the boxes are much darker as far as how they are, but there's also the cocoons. Also, I want to see one other thing, which is... Okay, fine. You can't even touch the side of the fence. Okay, fine. I have the power thing, so alright, fine. At least I get to show the power potion or whatever that is. Yeah, because this is supposed to weigh you down. You can tell it's weighing you down because you have the sweat bead on you. But if you have that, as long as you're going, you're set. But also, in that case, yeah, they're coming from the bushes. So yeah, be careful of where the eyes are. Also, just pointing out, not every level has a unique piece of music. But yeah, they're a good piece of music, so you keep hearing them, and you're going to enjoy that. Also, yeah, they can't be hit just by the eyes. You have to wait for the ants to come out of the bushes. Or just get ready with the thing with the box side. So, yeah. Also, yeah, with tons of boxes, what's in these? Maybe there's something good for an item? Okay, fine, there's stars. By the way, how many stars have I gotten? 20. Actually, I think... I'll test this if I get another death. I think you lose stars when you die. At least I think you do. Or I just haven't been finding many. Alright, there's a, okay, there's a life, star. So I gotta be careful with this, because if I go too far off screen, I'm not gonna be able to get it. And honestly, I gotta tell you, I don't remember this level very much at all. Fine, okay, yeah, bouncing box, there you go, and... Okay, I probably should say that. You know what? What's my life looking like? Do I really want that? Yes, I do. Fine, take the hit. Oh, inches, damn! Okay, fine, that's what I get for being greedy. Alright, I have 9 lives. We'll be fine. And parts, honestly, of this game, they're going to be hard enough that I'm going to be glad I have them all. Not insane, but there you go. But alright, Gadget does have a boat. Actually, for the TV show. The boat that has, like, the fans on the back of it. Actually, I think it's in the intro of the show. There you go. Basically, just move left and right on the boat. And you can't jump out of it, so you have to go through the end and see the nice element of the fountain. Because I guess that's the other thing. The Chippendale Rescue Rangers show is all about scale. In the sense of, fine, all these big things, or these normal-sized things in the human world are really small of them, so you gotta be careful that way with that. Oh, right, pick this up. Oh, right, I forgot! Okay, now I remember this level. Yeah, because there's a preview to whenever we play Minecraft for this program, because, yeah, we get to pick up the hammer and hammer out the blocks. I'll see if I can hit these out. Also, let's see if there's anything hidden in all this. And you do have infinite usage of this, and I guess you can use this on enemies if there are enemies around. I don't know if there are. Alright. Okay, I'm glad this is working well as far as the NES. Also, just go back to that, because I've sometimes said, like, I want to play, like, I want to do a showcase for NES. In fact, I said, I want to do a bunch of game show games on this, but I said, the swap-off is going to be something that's not going to work well, I don't think. Alright, fine, I'm in perfect, shape. Yes, yeah, hit the box with the hammer, there you go. And also, I am stuck with this. I don't know if I'm stuck until I take a hit or what, but either way, got it. Oh, fine, I'm stuck until I get to the next area. Also, can I find an acorn? Because I am in trouble with my health. Yeah, really, you don't find... Okay, there's one. You don't find a ton of these. Oh, okay. So there's, yeah, the shifting sands. Oh, shit. Yeah, kind of a preview to Super Mario Bros. 3 when Nocturne and I do that one. Ow, shit. Fine, they call them black balls in the manual, but they are bombs. They blew up. You saw that. Alright, there's a star. Yeah, I'm not getting many of these, I'm realizing. Anyway, here we are. What's... Oh, there's health there. Okay, fine. Fish with electric fish. Yeah. Also, fine. He's shooting out a lot of those, lightning bolts. So actually, I guess it's not easy to fight him. Actually, also, I'm not gonna lie. Ow, shit. I didn't actually practice this level of the game when I did the practice this a couple weeks ago. I just figured, like, fine. This game is not too hard, so I can manage it. Also, it's worth pointing out one thing, which is that for this boss, it might be worth potentially getting the ball hitting yourself, because when you're in that dazed state, when you get hit by that, you are invincible. So in that case, yeah, it might be okay. Fine, okay, sorta, kinda. Also, you can get him on the rebound. So sometimes hitting him that way might be good. Oh, crap. Yeah, I might be running out through all my lives on this boss, but alright, how many lives do I have? 8. Okay, also, I never actually knew that the, sprite, or the picture in the pause menu, flashed. Okay, fine, there you go. Just toss the ball up and, hit him twice on the rebound, you'll be good. Now to get those lives back. Yeah, it's usually the top one, but I've seen cases where it's in the bottom one, so that's why I go for the bottom one as well. Watch out the pipes in Zone F2, they change size. Alright, fine, let's, take a look at what Zone F's looking like. Alright, so... Yeah, the orbs will just keep coming down, so in this case, that's that. Okay, fine, I take that back as far as the power thing. I think the power thing lasts until you get a game over, because I didn't get another one, and I haven't gotten a game over yet, so... That's been a good case. I think that's gonna change near the end of the game. We're almost at the end. Not that this is a long one, either. Same way that, Adventures of the Magic Kingdom is. So I honestly haven't died more in this game than I have with Adventures of the Magic Kingdom. Well, fine, except for Space Mountain. Yeah, because Space Mountain probably is the hardest one. Well, fine. Actually, before I kind of knew what I was doing, honestly, what was it? Pirates of the Caribbean was the hardest one. Alright, so fine, the Mega Man block thing. Remember the dude? It's in this game, too, so, except in this case, it's, extending out. Here's also one thing, I don't want to get box happy here, because, since the screen scrolls up that way, yeah, you have to jump, and sometimes you do have to jump on the box. In this case, you basically want to wait until it goes, and then jump at the right time. And then jump upwards, and jump on the box here, so in that case I can kind of be safe. Ooh, that's close. But I'm safe now. Okay, I'm glad that it worked out, because I was kind of nervous looking at that. Yeah, because unlike Mega Man, if you fall down here, you die. Let me see, is there any hidden, pickup here? No, there's not, and that's the end of the level. Yeah, you do not have to, yeah, you do not have a boss here. I got it, good. Alright, so I'm getting tons of lives at least, so that's a good case. Good work, team, you're almost at the casino. Yeah, that's, over G. So let's take a look at G. So here we are at the casino. Oh, sorry, hit start. Start, by the way, is your pause. Okay, so yeah, I have 10 lives. We're gonna be good. You get this great element as far as going in the casino. So yeah, there you go. And that was Wart, by the way. He is, Lizard will throw his hat. So it's like Odd Job, from, the James Bond movies, or Random Task from Austin Powers. Or other cases, but there you go. So he's, in the case of that. Boom. So yeah, fitting, I guess, the idea to get the lizard cases going on at the casino. Oh. he has not thrown his hat at me. Maybe he doesn't throw his hat. Actually, what the manual said. The manual said he does say he throws his hat, so he just hasn't done it yet. Alright, there's another life. So yeah, you can keep getting lives. So this game is very forgiving that way. And then you just say, like, fine, screw this, I'm jumping off screen, I'm gone. So yeah, if you know what you're doing, you can kind of just keep this game going as far as the way the lives are working. Also, I guess those are quarters that are going around. Fine, this is back when, yeah, they're using coins for, you know, gambling. That's not happening anymore, usually. At least not when I've seen it. Oh! There we go, so there's more stars. Yeah, so it is like DuckTales, as I mentioned, where you have, items that appear when you, jump to a certain area on the map, or on a screen. Oh. Okay, fine, the bomb blows up if you hold it too long. Alright, so here we go, we have our alcohol moment. So yeah, this is an NES game that has references to alcohol and, gambling, and as I mentioned, we're gonna have tobacco element later, because as I said, fine. Because in the show, Fat Cat smokes a cigar. So, and they kept that for the game as well. And it's worth pointing out also the re-release of it in the Disney Afternoon Collection does keep that, so it's not like he's like, oh yeah, they took that out. Which I'm also noticing that case with the Super Mario RPG remake that came out yesterday, because the person said, what are they going to take out as far as certain things for changing for a modern case? Not much. Most of that game is translated the same as the Super Nintendo game. Other things they took out probably for legal reasons. Like, I won't spoil too much, but they did take out the line about, who do you think you are, Bruce Lee? You can't just go in there with your fist flying. Or, fine, they also took out the reference to, Vogue My Madonna, and I get why they had to do that, probably. Then again, we're playing Earthbound, and Earthbound is a case where they have reference to other stuff, and they didn't have to take those out, so, fine. Don't ask me that way. As I mentioned, also, the Japanese version of Super Mario RPG already had a bunch of references to stuff like Dragon Ball Z, Sailor Moon, and Neon Genesis Evangelion, which were not in our version. And I don't know if they're in the remake. Or fine, if they're in the Japanese version of the remake, I should say. Okay, so yeah, in this case also, they will give you these blocks here, because you need to use these to either get all the flowers here, but also to make easier passage going across this. Also, that one right there... Fine, I was gonna say, how do you get that? I guess I answered my own question. Kinda, well... Yeah, is it worth it? No, it's not worth it. Well, okay, one thing is worth it, I'll say. Pick that up, bring that over. And stack that to get whatever's up there. Oh, and also these blocks. So in this case, yeah, we're doing block stacking. But I also have to have enough of a case where I can get my jump distance. There we go, got it. Perfect, wife. Well, actually, fine. I guess they tend that. Alright, fine. In this case, you also have them... Shit. Hanging on that, but fine, I can make that jump. Alright, so here we are in the casino with not Fat Cat, but a cat. I guess Casino Cat is the idea. Ow, shit. You also have the, tax on the ground. He keeps throwing the coins out. Looks like that barely hit me. You still have to pick up the orb and toss it at him. But fine, I'm dead. I guess it's teaching kids, gambling is a bad thing. Fine, if you're an adult, gambling is fine, assuming you don't let it go too crazy. I mean, fine, because it's like drinking alcohol or something, you know? Yeah, just keep doing that, and just avoid hitting the tax on the ground and don't hit the coins. There you go. Then again, being hit by a coin fucking hurts, so it's probably right that you don't want to get hit by that. Got it. Okay, so we did find Gadget. She's here. We got her bouquet of flowers. Thanks, guys. I knew you could do it. Fat Cat just ran off. But you can chase him with my rocket. Okay, so we did save Gadget already, so she's not... Okay, so this is also what I meant when I said she's not quite a damsel in distress in this game. Because yes, she is kidnapped at the first level. But she's giving us help, and we save her now, and this is not the end of the game. We have a couple more levels to go. So we're taking the rocket off. So we're going to space. So fine, both games are going to space. Or actually... wait. Oh, fine, we're going to space, and we're coming back down. So it's like the intro of the show, where it shows her in the spacesuit floating around with the jetpack. Fine, it's not going to space. We're going to zones H, I, and J. Fine, we're going up in a rocket to go to the sewer. Which this level can be kind of tough and kind of annoying, and it also is a case where I am bad as far as picking up the boxes here. Also, you gotta be careful of the crabs here, because they shoot out the bubbles, and they can hurt. Ah, shit. So sometimes you want to hold a box, just in case, you know, he comes out and he tosses something at you, or just like, yeah, toss it from below. Also, take the steel blocks with you because there are cases where you can use these to get to items caches, like right up here. You can't make this jump normally, but if you have this, you can jump up here and grab all the flowers. So yeah, they are going to reward you for being able to kind of hang on to your items or hang on to the boxes. Or that box, boom. Also pointing out, I guess I should have probably mentioned this, yeah, you can't throw the box or the steel crates any further than right ahead of you. Also, yeah, I forgot, the ninja squirrels are back. So basically what you want to do is, fine, as you go up, they're going to keep coming that way, so just, hold the box, or hold the crate. And, basically just, crouch underneath it. But yeah, I am getting hit a lot, and... trying to remember where the, what was it? The acorn is here, because there's an acorn here. I remember because in my test play, I was dying here constantly. Let's see. Okay, so fine. Let me grab... there. Alright, okay, fine. It is like Mega Man that you have respawning enemies. Okay, so far so good. Okay. Oh. Okay, fine. Okay, right here is actually probably a good place to use. I'm surprised I carried this whole level, but... The only thing is I'm afraid to make that jump because I know one of the ninja squirrels is there. Yeah, right there. If I'm carrying this one the whole way through the level. Okay. Or this section. Okay, good. At least I got the second part, because, yeah, if I die here, at least I come back here. Oh. Alright, there's a fake chip again. Yeah, but here's the thing, is like, yeah, I've been saying, like, hey, sometimes you don't want to pick up all the boxes, but fine. I'm not following my own advice only because I said, I'm gonna die if I don't get some health. In that case, I'm not gonna be able to get up there and get whatever's in these boxes. Actually, I think near the end of this level is a, what is it? Okay, there's one right there, perfect. I knew there was a acorn coming up. Actually, there are two variants of the acorns. The one like that, that's just normal like that, will cover one of your hearts. The one that is flashing covers all your hearts. Like, that was that one, perfect. Yeah, perfect timing. Yeah, I don't even know if I'm gonna get 50 stars at the end of the game. I'm getting more of the flowers as is, but either way, I'll take that, I'm fine. I'm getting tons of lives. I mean, fine, I have 13 lives. Actually, 14, because I think 0 counts as a life in this game. Unlike Adventures in the Magic Kingdom. There we go. Perfect. And there's no boss here. I think there's on the next level, and there definitely is on the last one. It keeps appearing at the top, which, as I said, it usually does, but I've seen it appear on the bottom, too. Okay, so Gadget's not kidnapped now, but we do still have the same picture. I'm going back to headquarters, so don't worry about me. Watch out for the fans in Zone I. Yeah, these are annoying. They could blow you away. Also, you have the ants that are hiding in the cups now. Like, yeah. Okay, yeah, now you have these guys. Not named. But what they are is they're like little pelicans. Yeah, come on. I'm gonna toss from below. If you throw the box in their mouth, they'll spit it back at you and you can get stunned. It doesn't hurt, it doesn't kill you, but it's still a case of... Fine. Oh, let me show this. Like that. Fine. If you do that way, he hits you. And then what you have to do is you either have to hit him from below, or you have to make a very specific jump, or take a hit. I usually don't... Oh, okay, fine. In that case, you can hit him from behind in that case. Basically, don't hit him from the front. Also, the fans are blowing you away, so you have to keep walking. I take a box, because also here's the other thing. Those things will appear around the fans. So you gotta be careful. So in that case, yeah, I also had to jump there, but also there's a little bit of distance where the fan will not hurt me. Yeah. Consider the preview, we'll get to Mega Man... it's 9 that does that. I think it's, Galaxy Man stage that's like that. Okay, do I want him dead? No, not completely. Fine. I do want him dead, but he can just stay there. It's him I want dead, and also you have to kind of time this. Okay, yeah, because if you hit him right in the foot, like I just did, he won't spit out the box. But you have to be very precise doing that hit. Uh-oh. I don't have many boxes left either. Okay, there you go, perfect. Yeah, so yeah, they are starting to challenge your skills for sure. So it's a good ramp up. So as I said, this game is not insanely hard, but it's also something that it will challenge you. As I said, as a kid, I had to kind of manage that. Also, I'm glad I showed that. That's a glitch. If you go through an area while carrying a box, either Chip or Dale come in holding their hands up and there'll be nothing in their hands. Okay. Yeah, we're almost done, actually. Yeah, because this is gonna be a short show, although, actually... I'm gonna try something. I kinda... Ow, shit. I have a little bit of a... Okay, Dipper. Yeah, just go. And health. Okay, that was way easier being able to go through that with her. But also... Or with him, I should say. Yeah, Zipper's male. Shit. Also, yeah, if you touch the side of the tax, you get hurt. So, yeah, be careful. Okay, yeah, the boss here. Right. When he's in the center, he splits off and he killed me. Yeah, which was not an unexpected case. Yeah, you have to kind of be off on the side, know where he's gonna, you know, split off. He splits off the same way. He'll come in the center, stand right about there, and you will not get hit. But it's hard to remember what it is. Or fine, that's the other thing you can also do. Use the I get stunned trick, and if you can keep your stun state up long enough, you will not take a hit from that. Alright, I got him. Going way better than I thought it was going to. Alright, last level's coming up. Alright, one last life for it. Alright, here we go. So we reached Fat Cat's home base. Alright, go get him, Rescue Rangers. Yeah, no problem. Okay. Yeah, just one more bottle of water. That way, we're ready. Okay, so this is the last level. This is also where I really want to be careful running the stuff with boxes. So since those ants come by, and then they'll come by, they'll charge into the boxes. You sometimes gotta be careful or jump out of the way of them. And you have conveyor belts, or you miss the jump. Yeah. So in that case, that was my fault missing the jump. But that's also why I have 14 lives. Yeah, but sometimes you want to be ready with a box for when they come by. And for this one, you can jump below them. So yeah, in that case, just do that. Like, I don't need that, but fine, I'll take it. Ow. Okay, fine. In this case, I guess it couldn't jump down. It was hitting A and wasn't doing anything. Or down an A and wasn't doing anything. In this case, yeah, it's going to push me forward, so I gotta jump. I got it. Whoa. Alright, got it. Okay. Now we're going to the left. Okay, yeah, those are the enemies that are shooting up plungers as guns. That's the idea as far as some of these early Disney cartoons, or find some of the Disney afternoon stuff. It's like, yeah, they were family friendly, yes, but it's also the case, like, yeah, there's gonna be a little bit of a menace that way. And even though they're shooting out plungers, like, yeah, fine. You probably don't want to hit by a plunger. They hit you with the wood, that's gonna be a bad case. Or fine, just gonna be disgusting. So it's like, yeah, we don't know where that's been. By the way, here's the axes. What you do here is wait till that one goes to the side, then there, and then jump over. And there's an item there as far as a star. Do I really want it? Ow, yes, I guess I do. Ah, shit. And also, you do not have a whole lot of recovery time. You do have some, but you can feasibly get yourself hit multiple times if you're not careful. Okay, fine. There you went. He threw his hat. Perfect. I'm glad I got to show that. In this case, I may as well just gotta carry the box. Yeah, just walk in my box, my friend, and he's gone. Just get out of the way, because, yeah, they're not smart enough to follow me. But they'll be still a trouble case of that if I'm not careful. Although, I think there's a acorn in one of these. Okay, fine. There's certain areas where the screen will still scroll and you can go back. Actually, I think it's here. Oh, because I have to hit that, but I also... Oh, wait, I have to hit two of them. So, right, there's the acorn. Alright. And that one I can't get, but I'm okay with it. Because I have 793 flowers. Damn. Okay. Yeah, and I want to hold a box for this. Yeah. Yeah, because they take 2 hits. Boom. Ow. Okay, yeah, it looks like I didn't get hit by that, but it was, I guess, close enough. Shit, no. So fine, I have to crouch, or I have to just say, like, fine, I'm gonna run and take hit. And yeah, when you die, you have to come back here. So, yeah, you have to go back a little bit. So this game is gonna penalize you a little bit for that. Not bad, but still a case of fine, I have to do this again. Oh, I got a life. Okay, I guess it was a life, thing. And there's another one. Got it. Yeah, I'm getting lives like candy as it is, but still, it's... Yeah, I'm glad I'm getting as many as I am, and I don't want that right now. Yeah, just a little more to go. Yeah, they'll walk away, so like, I just want to hide now, and I guess just because of instinct. Alright, since I don't have cases of, health concern... Yeah, I'll leave the acorn. Okay, so now for this, what I'm gonna do is I'll try it this way. Fine, the other thing you do is, yeah, let him do that. Yeah, let him kill himself. Yeah, do it quick enough. Okay, I couldn't crouch, so you have to be really quick tossing the box at him. Let's see. I thought in one of these is an acorn. I could really use one now. Alright, there's a hidden star. Okay, so in this case, fine. I'm gonna toss that idea of not picking up the boxes out. Fine, fine. This is how I play this game generally. I just pick up all the damn boxes, but there are cases where, fine, the game's saying, no, you can't do that. But I don't think there's one of those places. Fine, just let me get in there. That's all I care about. Alright, here's Fat Cat. Okay, this is the final boss. He does, yeah, there is a cigar. Cigarette smoke kills you. Just like in real life. But either way, what you do is pick up the ball and just toss him. You're just sitting there. Alright, one more hit, I think. And he's dead. So yeah, he's not too hard, but because of the way the cigarette smoke goes or the cigar smoke goes out, that can hurt. And yeah, you have a very tight core to hit that. Alright, we got him. And that's the end of the game. That'll teach Fat Cat not to mess with the Rescue Rangers. Well, technically not, because he keeps coming back. But either way. That's your perspective as far as Chip 'n Dale Rescue Rangers. Golly, I don't know. Something tells me we'll be back. Okay, fine. Gadget's right. She knows, because she's the smart person in the group. She's the one who makes all the inventions. She knows. Well, if he steps on a line again, we'll be ready to put him right back in place. Right, gang? Okay, there we go. I can't get over the Peter Cullen thing either. Right. So yeah, this is the only time Chip speaks in this, or not Chip, Dale speaks in this game. Yes, sirree, there's no stopping the Rescue Rangers. And there you go. Alright, there is Chip 'n Dale Rescue Rangers for NES. Final thoughts on this one for me is, it's a nostalgic favorite of mine because of the show, but it's also a case of when I came back to it years later, I really liked this. I had a lot of fun with it playing, understanding some of the elements of it. It's challenging enough that as I was growing up, I played it and I was able to get in a sense of being able to be feeling satisfied when I beat the game. It's hard enough that it's going to challenge you enough when you're starting with it, or if you're young and playing this game. When you overcome it, it feels satisfying, it's fun, it represents the TV show it's based off of well. And it sold 1.2 million copies for a reason. This was a very big seller for Capcom, the same way that DuckTales was. And it's a great representation of television show. And we've sometimes said this, when it comes to a representing element of license, how well does the game really manage that? And Chip 'n Dale Rescue Rangers definitely manages that well. Which you can't sometimes always say, some cases a case of it, but hey, with Capcom around, Capcom, generally speaking, got some good stuff going. As far as how that is. And just like with, Adventures of the Magic Kingdom, that is the end of the game. It is a case where you have to reset in order to go into the end of it. Now, this could be the end of the show. And it should be, I guess, because we finished both the games. I told you these were short. That's why I said we're doing both of these. But I've got a little something extra planned. I said, you know what? This is going to be short, but I also thought to myself, I said, you know, I looked at my NES collection, which honestly is not a large one. I realized I had 2 other Disney games that I didn't... Not that I didn't remember. I knew I had these. But actually, the 2 Disney games I've been requested for the show for, we're not going to play them exactly as far as going all the way through. I'm also rolling the dice because I'm going to be doing a cartridge swap out. And both of these games are games I bought specifically, and even after cleaning them, and I ran isopropyl alcohol on them actually before I did the show tonight, just in case. We're gonna try and get these running. If I can't get them running, I'll try and get something working just so I can have some music to talk over for talking schedule and all that. What I'm gonna do is I got my Q-tips out. I'm rubbing these once more just to make sure. Because I'm gonna show a little bit of these. If I can do this, I will do this. We'll give a little bit of preview, a little something extra. I've always said this. I did. When it comes to the show, you get more than what you expect. And these are 2 games that I have been requested specifically. So I'm going to try, and they do go a little bit, fine, one of them goes into a case of something we were talking about earlier, as far as the black sheep of the Capcom Disney games. We'll start there, actually. We'll try to start there. So, off the power. There you go, Chip 'n Dale Rescue Rangers. Next time we come back to this franchise, it will be with Chip 'n Dale Rescue Rangers 2, which is on the NES. I'm going to be using the Disney Afternoon Collection on the Xbox One, but I'm running it on my Series X to play because of the fact that game costs $400. And it has more stuff going on in story. It's a fun game. It's just one I have not played through as massively as the original, I guess because of it. And that was a late one for NES. That was December of 1993. That was one of the very last games to come out on the console officially. And at that case, we'll be using that. So that'll be the next time we come back to that. At some point, we should show that Disney Afternoon Collection off a little more. We did do a little bit of a preview on TaleSpin. We should show Darkwing Duck, because it basically is Mega Man 5, or I guess, because it came out before Mega Man 5. It was between 4 and 5. So I guess that's Mega Man 5, 5 is 6, and Mega Man 6 is 7. And that means then at Mega Man 7 is 8, 8 is 9, 10 is 9, 11 is 10, and 12 is 11. I guess. But, alright, we're going to give this a shot. Let's see if I can do this. Or if nothing else, I can at least show you. I was like, fine, I've talked up the idea. It's like, hey, this is going to be preview next week's show. It's like, the NES is not going to work for the games I swap out. Let's see if I can show that if I can't show these games. And if I can't show them, I'll tell you what they are, because we've mentioned them on the show before. Let's play the first one. Let's see if I can get this thing working. Please let it work. Holy shit, it worked. Okay. I think it worked. That thing at the bottom looks weird. I'll see if that's something with the game. Alright. Yes, this is Mickey Mousecapade. This was published by Capcom. Was developed by Hudson Soft. Came out in... I didn't take notes on this, honestly. So, fine. This is going to be a little bit of a preview. If you've ever seen the Game Grumps program, they did a play of this that is very widely watched. Case of it for a reason, sort of, kind of. Edwak, who's going to be on the show, and flashlight warning, by the way, on this part of it, I should say. He said he kind of wanted to show this off as far as, like, a Bad Game Thursday case, as far as the show. So I bought a copy, and I said, I'll hold this game for you, as far as being able to kind of show this, if you want to be in on it. He's been kind of a little non-committal as far as does he actually want to be involved when we do the show, or actually play this feasibly. I don't know. I'll follow up with him more as we go. I'll probably put this question to him again when he's on the show next, which is going to be on February 23rd, I believe it is, which is when Nikki's going to do her next set of games. The Pajama Sam, No Need to Hide When It's Dark Outside, and Putt Putt Goes to the Moon. I'll go back to that, because he's like, hey, I heard this game is bad. Basically, I think he wanted to do, like, a take of the Game Grumps show with us. And I'm like, okay, great. Sure, let's get into it. So I bought the game. I actually let him borrow my copy for a while. He didn't have time to play it, because I know he was really busy, as it's been. This was, I think, about a couple years ago. But he's like, fine, I didn't get to play this. I take it back so I don't forget about this, because, like, I've had this for a while. Okay, fine, it came out in 1988. So fine, this is the older game of the potentially 4 we're looking at. But yeah, he asked for this game, so I'm going to give a little bit of a credence to what this is. I have not played this game much, just to give a sense. To be totally blind. Yeah, in this case, what you do is you play as Mickey and Minnie. Minnie and Mickey look weird. But yeah, happy birthday, Mickey Mouse, for sure. And there is Mickey Mouse and his wife, Minnie, for sure. Oh, as like you mentioned last year when we played the Magical Quest, I'm going to pause quickly. Let's start. I don't think there's a time limit as it is. Yeah, Wayne Allwine and Russi Taylor, who voiced Mickey Mouse and Minnie Mouse respectively, were married, and they've since passed, unfortunately. They gave us a lot of great memories. Okay, here's the deal of how this works. You're controlling Mickey and Minnie at the same time. Move up to right. A button is jump. They both jump, but there are cases where Minnie will not jump. Usually I think it's when you're in front of a ladder, I think. But I don't know. It says key, so I have to find a key. So, yes, this is, Hudson Soft developed this. The people who made Bomberman, as it was, and also made Mylon Secret Castle. I never played Mylon Secret Castle, despite hearing the stories on that one. At this point, you basically just go around the house with all this weird stuff that wants to kill you. The cats and things. There's a chandelier. It'll fall. A flashlight warning whenever I pick up a chest. I didn't actually remember it had that. I will absolutely have that in. We're not going to beat this game. At least I don't think we are. If I end up doing... You know what? I'm not going to beat this game. I'm going to intentionally say, like, no, I'm not going to beat this game. Just because I said, fine, you know, I did not come prepared with notes as far as all this, what this was. I said, let me pull this out, because I said, fine, how's this going to go? I just want to see that. So, yeah, basically just walk along. I guess the Game Grumps' perspective on this game was, yeah, you better make those jumps precisely with Mickey and Minnie. So it's almost like Sonic and Tails in Sonic 2, or some of the Sonic games where Tails is behind you. And so they're going to bounce, so you have to sometimes walk underneath. And I think if Minnie gets hit... Okay, no, it doesn't count as a hit. Alright, flashlight warning when I open this. Because Jesus Christ, that's bad. I did not know it was that bad. Ow, shit. If you get hit, you lose health on your health bar, which is up at the top in the center. You have your number of lives, which is number 4, and 0, I guess, is points. Oh, right, I forgot. You have a weapon. Right. Hit the B button. Toss stars. I don't know if these things are limited, which I think is why, as I said, I just am doing this as a little bit of a preview. But since he wanted this game, or Edwak wanted to show this game on the program, and he said also, I think you might want to be on it. I said, I'll follow up with him, because, like, he did say when we played Spyro the Dragon a couple months ago, he did say, quote, I want to be the person on the show who's not you, who has the record of the most games beaten. Yeah, except in this case, yeah, the cat's hurting me. Just keep tossing those things. At least they're only taking out one, so fine. I guess there's something health-wise I picked up in the element. Yeah, there. So fine. Going back to the Mickey Mouse thing, it's like, ow, fine. The stars don't hurt everything. Or fine, they sort of hurt what is it? The spiders when they come down. Yeah, there's the brooms from Fantasia. I guess the but I guess that, yeah, we're gonna be in trouble. But I don't think they're dying to my stars. So fine, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna wait. Sit. Oh, whoa, whoa, whoa! What the hell hit me? I don't think anything hit me there. Shit. Oh, can I get that thing hit? Come on. The music's not bad. As far as who did the music, fine. We'll mention that when we play this. Or chat if you know who did the music for this game. I'm gonna assume it's a lot of the Mile and Secret Castle team that worked on this. And the only reason I'm gonna say that is because some of the graphical style is the same. Some of the music kind of sounds so similar. And there's some cake. Yeah, because a lot of the Mickey Mouse games, they do have cake you pick up for health. And flashlight warning on the chest. Again, I'm sorry. Fine, this is also going to be the case of fine, when we do this game, I'm going to put up flashing light warnings, and I'll know explicitly that way, too. And I'll say that to Edwak, like, it's fine. I said, don't think that just because this game has flashing light warnings, and there's a lot of flickering, that I'm going to say, like, no, we can't play the game at the show. We'll show it, I'll just put the warnings. I mean, I got to show Skies of Arcadia, and because I want to show it. The game is fucking awesome, and I know it costs a lot of money. Shit, no! But it's also the case that, fine, I'll put the warning out if it's bad enough. Look, as I said, I don't have flashing light warning sensitivities myself personally, but if it's the case where I'm noticing, shit, that's strong, I'm gonna put a warning in. I think it's common courtesy, quite frankly, but sometimes you get that and it goes to the sense of, like, why has the game not been re-released? Okay, I guess you can kill the brooms. I was not right in saying you could not. Also, I guess Minnie is able to go that way. Okay, fine, it's not too hard if you're able to kind of get the jump going. What the rhythm is specific. Honestly, I'm not doing bad. Right, there's a witch. So yeah, there's a weird case. Like, all these weird things that Mickey and Minnie are going on. But in that case, I'm just standing on a ladder. But Minnie is not caught up to me. Oh, they look really weird when they get hit. It's like, yeah, like, ugh. It almost looks not exactly bootleggish, but also the case. Oh, shit. Sorry. Yeah, I'm gonna kill my audience. Sorry. And I'm also gonna kill you again. Also, what are in the chest? I don't even know what they are. Select doesn't do anything. Start is that. They just go around. Fine, it is like Mile and Secret Castle. You're tossing out the bubbles in that game, from what I've seen of it. But, alright, fine. Alright, because I have to get the key. Right, that's what I gotta do. So I have to go back to the start. Okay. So I have to survive getting back to the beginning, which is okay, because fine, it is like, it's like Castlevania. Those candles or those lamps there. Hit them with the stars, and they might have items in them. I said, we'll demo this a little bit, not too long. I'll probably go through the first level. Ow, shit. Fine, I guess I'm turning this into Game Grumps play, without knowing it, but fine. I don't know. Maybe I'm also doing decently on this game. It's the Superman thing. It's like, because I haven't, fine. We, in air quotes, have not shown that game off yet. There's a case, actually, it was the Spyro play. I said, fine, I'm putting an edit in for this. When Nikki said, put in whichever one looks really good. It's like, wow, that looks great, or wow, that looks awful. I said, fine, for the awful one, I'm putting in Superman 64 footage for that, just because. And it fit because, hey, we were talking about, that was our ode to Clancy Brown when we played that. So I said, okay, fine, it fit. So fine, but with that game, as I mentioned before, people said to me, like, how are you competent at playing this awful game? It's like, I don't know. Don't ask me. It's like, maybe it's just I picked it up or something quickly as far as understanding it, and then I bought the game. It's like, fine, we should show that. We will, eventually. But either way, I mean, fine. It's fitting we're showing this also because I said, this is the case, and I'm also going to try the next game. I don't know if the next game is going to work, though. I'm not going to lie about that, because, just to give a little idea as far as the next game, I'm not going to say it yet, but it's also a game I've been asked for. It's a game that I know that somebody has said they've wanted to see. They've actually wanted to call, they've called dibs on this game, I think. And it's also something that, just to give you a little bit of a hint, And I guess there are a lot of cakes in the lamps there. So I guess it's fine that way. Not awful of what I'm playing so far. Yeah, somehow I haven't died yet. I don't know how. And I have not played this game much, as we're pointing that out. But yeah, it's also something that is a Disney franchise, technically. Alright, fine, we got the key, and we get to the exit. So fine, basically just go where you are and go in the exit, and flashing white. Jesus Christ, okay. Okay, fine, Mickey with a smile looks sorta right, but it also looks weird, like, that looks bizarre. As we're pointing out, I don't think there was another Mickey Mouse game on NES. Like, fine, we saw Adventures of the Magic Kingdom. Like, that looked like Mickey Mouse. This one's like, not quite. Fine, we're going to the ocean. So fine, I'm gonna get somewhere safe, and I think we're going to move on to the last thing, and then this will be what closes the program out. Oh, shit. Okay, fine, one thing I guess is worth pointing out is that when you get hit by something in this game, you do not have a knockback hit, which is interesting. So, you're like, hey, I didn't like... Fine, we saw myself getting knocked back when we played Adventures of the Magic Kingdom. And fine, there's a gem. And fine, actually, no, oh no, Chippendale did it. Ow. Actually, this is the furthest I've ever gotten playing this game, just to give you, indication. I do not know how people can play bad games. I barely have the patience to play games I enjoy. Well, I mean, here's the thing, because we've sometimes said this before, the idea of, as we're hitting the crocodile and flashing you, sorry. And that's the end of the level, shit. Fine, we'll go on, we'll go on that discussion when we go to the woods, just because, here's the thing, I mean, because I'll say this, I'll ask you this question this way, which is, what are cases of games you played that are really bad that you remember? Because here's the thing, and fine, it's worth talking about it this way when it comes to this game and Adventures of the Magic Kingdom, because these are, fine, as I said, as we talked before, these are seen as the two Capcom Disney games that people do not like. So, why is that? And sometimes the case, like, fine, do you necessarily seek a bad game out? And in this case, well, fine, nowadays maybe if you know that it has a reputation. But in other cases, it might be because, hey, you like Mickey Mouse, say, as an example. And if you do, it's like, hey, there's a Mickey Mouse game on NES, it's from Capcom. Or maybe you hear that, hey, it's from Hudson Soft. We love Bomberman, like, we played Bomberman World a couple months ago, that game is awesome. So they're like, hey, Hudson Soft and Capcom, they can do a Disney game really well. Capcom's done a bunch of them, or fine, actually, at this point, they hadn't done they hadn't done DuckTales, they hadn't done any of the games we played tonight. They didn't do TaleSpin, they didn't do, Darkwing Duck. I don't know, in fact, I don't know if this is the first, Disney game that Capcom published. And they published the Nintendo ones, as we're pointing that out. So maybe they're like, hey, you love Mickey Mouse, you play this. You're like, yeah, this doesn't feel right. Although, honestly, I don't think this game feels bad as far as how it is. So, it's maybe a question of this, which is that sometimes you may get as a gift, like, hey, I know you love Mickey Mouse, say, or a franchise, like, here's a game, you're gonna like it, but as far as that experience, but that's the island of licensed games. Sometimes the case, like with Superman. People probably liked Superman as far as Superman on Nintendo 64, thinking, I love Superman, I want to see what this is. Hey, he's flying around 3D in Metropolis, that sounds kind of cool. And when they were demoing that game, or kind of giving previews of that, it didn't look too bad. And honestly, in this case, it looks like the levels are kind of copy-pasted. I'm kind of going in a circle. That's the idea. I'm back again, Mickey Mouse Queen, huh? What a pleasant surprise. Yes, like first I said, I ran through the other games quick enough. I said, fine, I'm gonna try to do a cartridge swap, see if I can actually get this thing working. I can somehow, I don't know why. But yeah, I'm giving this a little bit of a demo. Not playing through the whole game, because Edwak said he wanted to play it as far as show, or see it for show. And in that case, also give notes and things. But I'm just going for a few minutes, and I got another one as far as another look. Oh, and extra stuff. Like, I'll give you 4 Disney games, technically, tonight for the price of 2. Yeah, maybe as a kid with unlimited access to games, it might be understandable. But yeah, I mean, that's true, but here's the other thing. I guess, Proto, I'll ask you this personally. What's a game you've played that's bad, and how'd you come to it? That or you would say is bad. I mean, not Lunar. I mean, you've been playing that game for this show, and you say, like, hey, I like that game. And stuff like Sonic 2, which I know you like. I know you liked Game Dev Tycoon as far as what you've mentioned so far on the program. And, The Legend of Zelda, Ocarina of Time. That's the case for that. So, certainly the idea. Okay, actually, I like for something as that answer as far as some of, what I was asking when it came to the element of this. This is the very first Disney Capcom game, despite it being made by Hudson Soft, who actually developed it and it's considered the second worst of the Disney Capcom games behind what? Behind what? I guess behind what? Magical Mirror on GameCube or Adventures of Magic Kingdom? Or what specifically? I mean, as I said, I'm not going to show this game off long. I'm just going to go feasibly until I get to death because I just want to see something as it. Yeah, wait, it looks like I'm going to the same place. These looks like the same areas I've went to. Alright, I'm dead. So fine, they're done. Yeah, I mean, I enjoyed games like Lunar and Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time more as a kid, as far as enjoying them more than other games you played, or enjoying them more than now. Which I guess goes to the question, I guess, of this, which is that, what games give you satisfaction now, and then, in case of maybe coming back to a game that maybe you grew up with. Fine, I'll go on to Next Death, or I'll show the game over, I'll tell you that. More than now. Okay, so then what games do you like playing now that kind of give you that joy? Although, I mean, but then again, if it's a game you really liked as a child, what's a case of a game where you really liked it and you still really, really liked it? Or fine, I don't know, maybe it's a case that when you played it growing up, fine, I'm gonna kill myself because I just want to see. I don't get it, honestly, because when I play it and see it's not a bad game, I mean this. I mean, of what I'm playing, it's not too bad either. I mean, it's not Chip and Dale, I'll say that. I mean, that's a great game. I'll play that one more. I mean, feasibly, it's kind of easier to understand than The Adventures of Magic Kingdom. I'll say that, for sure. That's one point I can give in its favor. I mean, fine, it became famous because of the Game Grumps play, and I'll put a link to that, for sure, just because I think it'll give that context. But also the case of, fine, I don't know, maybe the thought that kids played it growing up, and like, yeah, I'm not feeling this thing compared to, fine, we played the Magical Quest starring Mickey Mouse for Super Nintendo, which is great. We played Castle Illusion for Sega Genesis, which is also great. And when I edit this, I'll have the link below of the Disney Game Show, or the Disney Game Weekend playlist. So I'll have all the shows we've done so far, which would be everything we're showing tonight, Castle Illusion, second part of Kingdom Hearts, because that counted, and which has the full play of Kingdom Hearts in the video anyway, and Magical Quest. Yeah, should remember, that's the one I mentioned first, specifically. I mean, it's fine as far as how it's playing, but it's also a case that, fine, I'm going in that door, it seems like, where the hell am I going? I don't know where to go, so that's maybe a thought. Like, I'm thinking like, hey, there's those trees there, I gotta go in the trees. Or to make a jump, be careful of the birds. Fine, I guess they're, yeah, fine, they're shitting on you, let's just say it. It's like the, Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde thing. Although, fine, in that case, it's, more obvious as far as what that is. Okay, fine. So you guys had to jump over those guys. Fine, as I said, I'm just kind of just doing this as a blind case, and I'm gonna... Okay, fine, I'll tell you this. This is one thing I'm kind of annoyed just looking at right now, which is, where am I going? Because I'll tell you this. This is kind of, oh, okay. I think I'm making progress somehow. Okay, so, because this is kind of a blind play of this game, I'm not gonna lie. I've not played this game that much, despite the fact that I bought it a couple years ago, and it's not expensive. It's like 10, 15 bucks. So, that's the idea. Although, but as I said, compared to the best of Mickey Mouse as far as being able to play as him and Minnie and... Wait, what the hell I got hit by, and why did I die with health still on? And now why is it showing my, okay, maybe it was showing that the whole way. It's my stuff of lives. But I guess I have checkpoints, so it's like, okay, fine. Not bad. I'm seeing, like, the Mushroom Shaman. Because I've been playing that Super Mario RPG remake, I've been thinking that, and it's like, hey, you know, that's kind of making me think. Okay, fine, it's like, Super Mario Brothers or something, or parts of Chip and Dale, where it's like, oh, right, I forgot, that's what it is, right. Okay, now I remember. If Minnie dies or goes off screen, Mickey dies too. Yeah, they're tied together, so yeah, it'd be like in Sonic if Tails went off screen, and then, he died because he goes off screen. Oh yeah, that's Sonic Superstars, where that fucking happens all the time, because, RZS cannot program a co-op game to save their lives. It's also debatable whether they can program a game to save their lives, but, that's another story. And yeah, that doesn't mean at some point we're gonna show Balan Wonderworld in this program, because I have it on Xbox One, and we're on it on Series X. But yeah, so in that case, that's kind of the thing that, yeah, make sure she doesn't die, because yeah, Mickey can't live without her. Fine, get it, I get that for, story reasons, or fine, continuity reasons, as far as, Mickey Mouse and Minnie Mouse, but still, kind of weird as far as what that is, so fine. Although the good news is, yeah, she's not getting herself hurt, you know, walking into the enemies. Ow. So I'll see what I can find, or just go till I die. We'll get a game over. And then we'll show off the other game, if I can get it working. Although, honestly, both this and that other game I've got up my sleeve rarely worked when I've gotten them set, as far as even isopropyl alcoholing them to make sure they're set, which I did on both of these, because I gotta be ready if I'm gonna show this off as a little extra. I'll also let you in on a little secret, which is this. If I had trouble with Chip and Dale and I could not run it on NES like we were able to, along with booting up the Disney Afternoon Collection to play it, I probably would have shown off a little bit of some other stuff. I was thinking of showing off maybe a little bit of DuckTales Remastered, which I have the Xbox 360 version of, and it runs on Series X, no issue. But I might have also shown off DuckTales or TaleSpin or the other Chip and Dale Rescue Rangers game, or anything else that's in that. Fine, I'm just gonna... Okay, fine, it looks like it's looping. So, fine, in this case, it's like a little bit of a puzzle. Like, where am I supposed to go? I mean, I said, I played worse as far as what this is, but it's also a case of, where am I going? What's going on? So it's like a maze. So it goes to that idea of maybe the thought of a game design, which sometimes we talk about. I know, Proto, you and I have talked about this on the show a lot. Which is the idea that, what are people thinking when it came to designing a game? What's the thought process? What's the idea of what makes good game design and what doesn't? So something like this, it's a question of, hey, you maybe don't want it to be something that, oh yeah, you can just turn your brain off completely. In some cases, it's like, oh, just get to the end. But also a question of, when you're going for so long and you're not making much progress, like, where am I supposed to go? And you, like, break a walkthrough out, perhaps, on something that seems like it's maybe easy to understand, or seems maybe on the surface too. Fine, we're gonna die. Fine, okay. Mickey died, and then she died along with it. Okay, so that's game over. So I at least want to give a little bit of a taste of, Mickey Mousecepade. Edwak, this is for you. So, that's a preview of what it is. We'll come back to this and show this at some point. I said, I'll talk to him as far as how he wants that going. I'll show him basically explicitly this part of the game as far as it... Okay, fine. Weird enough, only this area has chests that cause flashing light warnings. So, fair enough. Oh, fine. Bosses. Bosses, cause it, so never mind. Alright, but there you go. So yeah, that's your little bit of a preview on Mickey Mousecepade. So yeah, what's that other game? Well, let's see if we can get it working. Hopefully I can. Because I've swapped 4 games out on NES. Like, this has got to be a record. I don't know if I've ever been a case of this. Somebody's watching out for me. I guess that's the thought. Or I'm just being smart, saying, like, I have my, what are they? I have my, table set up here. I have the mic on one side. I got my water bottles there. I have my isopropyl alcohol over there, which I was thinking, I just put it there from when I was cleaning these things earlier. I have my Q-tips ready to go. Is that damp? Because I cleaned this hours ago, way before the program. Like about, 2.5 hours before we started, 7. So let's give it a shot. Okay, I'm going to see if I can get this one working. I tend to not have luck getting this game working. If I can't get it working, I'll just tell you what it is. Or we'll try to get it working. It's one of those weird cases I kind of want it to work, but I also kind of don't want it to work at the same time, so we can kind of go with the sense of... Because, right, for all you know, you're probably thinking, like, I'm full of shit when I'm saying that the NES is an unreliable system as far as the front loader, and it's hard to get games working on this console. But it just hasn't happened. I don't know what to tell you, but I'm glad it hasn't happened, just for that very reason. Alright, so let's put this in. Push down, and we'll see if this works. And this is going to be our last case, and when we're done with this one, assuming I get this going, this will be shutting the show down for tonight. So let's see what happens. No, okay, perfect. Alright, so what you're seeing there is a blink on screen. This is what you normally have happen on the Nintendo Entertainment System. So, okay. So what do you do when you run into a case like that? It just blinks. My power light, by the way, is blinking. I will see if I can't take a video of that and put that up on the side here to show what's happening. And that means, as was mentioned, there's a weird element as far as the 72-pin connector. The game you inserted is not recognizing it correctly. So what do? Well, as I mentioned, you take your Q-tip and wipe across. Try and get any dirt off it, because I guess games on the NES, they will take dirt that way. Although, the thing with that 72-pin connector, even though there's a door on the front, like that, I'm just shutting it so you can hear the fact that it's a door shutting, and I do have my NES right next to me. It is a case where, yeah, it still gets dust in it easily. And I guess the 72-pin connector that connects cartridges to the back of the console, I'll see if I can't put a picture of one of those to show what it is. That's that idea. Okay, BSOD is a bad game. What is that, Protorova? Feel free to tell us, tell myself and the audience what that is. I'm trying to think of what BSOD stands for, or chat if you know. Feel free to go into that. Oh, Blue Screen of Death. That is a bad game. Well, yeah, I mean, that also goes to the question, is it actually a game? Or, what is the idea of that game? Fine, this is a bad game for the purpose of getting your NES running. And honestly, this game tends to give me a lot of trouble with it. But we'll see. I'll see if I can't get it working. Okay, fine, this is a little better. This is just a blue screen, so it's not flashing. So that's a little better. So we're kind of getting somewhere. And also, this is why I'm running the RetroTink 5X, because when I turn the console off, it does not do a feed cut. And for something like this, I need it. But if you have a top-loading NES, or you have a knockoff NES, like the Retron 5, I believe, has NES support. I think it has Famicom support as well. I think that's more reliable. Nocturne has the Generation NEX, it's worth pointing out, which I'll have a picture of that too. It's a knockoff NES that does work decently, but it's also a case where it doesn't always emulate the sounds of games correctly, and it depends on the game. The game that I think is the most noticeable of it is Super Mario Bros. 3. I think that has to do with the fact of how it's handling the fact of the game's development, or how that was made for its sound tech. But, alright, I'm going to try this one last time. Not one last time. I'll try it a couple times. Oh my god, I got it working. I think it's black and white. Is that right? Okay, alright. So, I got it working. Okay, so there you go. That is how you, okay, so I got the best of both worlds. I got to, show how to troubleshoot your Nintendo Entertainment System, why it took me a while to get NES running on this program, in native sense, but also show a game that, DollyFinn, I know you wanted to see this. And actually, this is going to be a great segue to our show for next week. This is Krusty's Funhouse. This came out for a bunch of systems. We're playing the NES version. We played for the show, we're playing the NES version. DollyFinn said, I want to play this game. I have a knowledge of this game, fandom of this game. Feel free to indicate, DollyFinn, what your element of this game is. I said we're going to get to this game. I had to try and figure what we're going to do for it. We'll at least give you a little bit of a preview to it now. Because, yeah, this is a game based on The Simpsons. Yes, this is a Disney game. So this also shows the idea that how loose the language can get on Disney. Because, yeah, The Simpsons is owned by Disney now. So, yeah, this is from Acclaim. Playing on the NES, it is also on the Game Boy, the Game Gear, and there's also Krusty's Super Fun House. It's on the Super Nintendo, and it's also on the Sega Genesis as well. So this has been on a bunch of systems. It's a puzzle game. It's kind of Lemmings. I'm shocked I got it working on my first run. Hey, kids! So there is Krusty the Clown, as it is. Oh, and yeah, you do have your clearance code, which I believe is for password. So yeah, they just give you this right away. And that's weird as far as how it is, but alright, fine. Yeah, Krusty the Clown, who, of course, on the show, if you recall, he is a clown of Jewish descent who is actually a fan, or fine, children love him. Like, who do you love? Krusty! How much do you love me? With all our hearts! And what would I do if we went off the air? We'd kill ourselves! Yeah, they love Krusty the Clown, and of course, Bart and Lisa Simpson, of course, have always helped him out, whether it's saving him from being framed for armed robbery, helping him reunite with his long-lost father, or many other things, as far as how it is. But yeah, this is a puzzle game with him. So yeah, here we go. Some pesky rats have infected my lovely fun house, or infested. I have to get rid of them. They're not too bright. They walk around climbing anything that's smaller than a wall. Use blocks and items to get them through, and their traps up. Yeah, the traps are operated by Bart and Homer. So yeah, okay. Homer Simpson apparently is capable of doing something really well when it comes to tech stuff. Fine. He works at a nuclear power plant, so fine. I guess he sort of has an element to that way. And Bart as well. I guess he learned from his old dad. Because, yeah, remember, Bart's case is that, yeah, for years I thought you were stuck in an emasculating and go-nowhere job, but now I want to follow in your footsteps. You want to change your name to Homer Jr.? The kids could call you Hochu. I'll get back to you. Alright, so yeah, here is the game. Yeah, this is a bit of a preview. Is it DollyFinn? This is yours, case of it. Chat, feel free to let me know what you have memories on Krusty's Funhouse or anything else Simpsons. Because we have sort of shown Simpsons on this show, showing the demo of the Simpsons arcade game from Konami, which aside of the arcade 1-up unit has not gotten another re-release since that one got delisted, and I stupidly didn't buy it. Also a segue for our show, our showcase show for next year. But alright, here's the deal. You're walking around with Krusty, moving left and right, and jumping with the A button. Stars your paws. The select doesn't do anything yet, but you go indoors, and like puzzle rooms. It's kind of like Lemmings, from what I've understood. And all you gotta do is some practice specifically, but you go in the doors, or try to go in the doors. You have to hit it right on the door. Go through. There are the rats. And so what you gotta do is you gotta lead them over to the machine. So there's Bart. And Krusty will jump high, so what you gotta do is you have to go around and find boxes and avoid enemies. So yeah, I guess, fine, you kick stuff. You hit the B button to kick, and you also pick up stuff to toss eggs at people, I guess. And get points. Yeah, by the way, this game is published by Acclaim, and we use Audiogenic, who did the publish on this, or the development on this one, I believe. Yeah, the rats do not hurt you, but what you gotta do is you have to... Oh, I forgot. You have to stand on the blocks and hit down on the D-pad. And then what you do is you hit up on... Or, yeah, down on the D-pad again, because you have to help them climb up. Because they can climb up one block length, and they go on the machine. they get KO'd or something. Or it's like, if you've ever gone to the store and you've seen, like, those mouse traps, the hiding mouse traps, where they'll go away as far as that, and then, like, they'll kill the mouse inside of it in a very brutal fashion that way, without you ever seeing what the mess is. That's the idea. Okay, so there is Bart's case. So we got that. We got him saved. I think that's all I got to do in here. Yeah, what you do, you get them all in there, and you leave the room. And you go to the next one. Yeah, and then you have a lock on the door, and then you go to the next one. Okay. So yeah, I'm going to show a little bit of this just to give an idea of what you're doing. And you are the eggs, you are limited on the eggs. So basically just jump up on top of the blocks and hit down. And actually, yeah, it's worth pointing out this, which is that DollyFinn mentioned familiarity on the NES version. But Edwak mentioned playing this, I believe he played the Sega Genesis version, I think. I'll go that way. But alright, so basically it's pretty much, fine, it is a puzzle game. As far as early games of Simpsons, this actually is not too bad of one. Actually, it's kind of decent as far as how it is. I wouldn't say it's bad, it controls okay. Just in case of getting a sense of what you gotta do. In this case, you basically have to put the mice there. So as I said, it is like Lemmings pretty much. Just pretty much get them going and knock them that way and go across the screen and follow them around. And sometimes you have to go and get the box that you picked up, so you might not be able to get to the end just off of nothing. So, but they'll be stuck in the area, so that's fine. Although, actually, in my case, I can't go back once I go around. Also, I believe if you hit... I won't do this... Okay, no, fine. There's blocks right here, I think. Also, I got that, which I don't know what that does. I think they're points. As I said, this is just a preview. This is just not exactly a blind play. I played this a little before. But just making sure that all the stuff is set. Alright, so... just keep going along and keep getting everything. Also, when you're close to a box, you do not toss the eggs, so you don't lose those. Oh, but yeah, fine. You and, yeah, get points that way. Also, as far as that artifact on the right side of the screen, I don't know if that's normal for this game. But it does seem like this game is kind of having some frame rate drops going on a little bit. But there he goes. Yeah, I don't know if it necessarily crushes to scale. I'm not going to say that specifically. Fine, I guess he might need to smoke at some point in that way. Which is interesting. So this goes to one thing. Okay, fine. I have to go get the box that's here. So sometimes you have to pretty much put the mice in an area where they're stuck, and then go get the box in order to get them up to where they need to go. I mean, yeah, because, yeah, for a show that really is not exactly intended for children, yeah... it sure was attempted to be turned into one in the 90s in the sense of, hey, you know, this is something that kids are seeing. Or it might be like the Ren and Stimpy thing, where it's like, hey, it was not appropriate for kids, really. It was not intended for them specifically, but also the case of they saw it because we mentioned human nature on this program, which you're told you can't have something, you want it more and more. But, so that was, I think, kind of the idea. Yeah, in that case, they'll bounce up on the spring, I guess. Okay, so where do they go? Oh, right. I think they went into the machine. They bounced there and they bounced there, and I think we're good. So I think they went in Bart's machine, so I think we're set. At least I think we are. Okay. Yeah, right now, not too much to say, but as I mentioned, this is going to be DollyFinn's element. So I said, I mean, that's why I was thinking this. I said, you know, oh no, I want to take that. I said, fine, for this, since I was going to finish those other two games quickly, I said, I can squeeze something out as a little bit of a bonus. And this, I think, was the way to go. Okay. Alright, so we got them. Yeah, by the way, if you don't get the mice in the area, you have to go through the area again. I think I'll go through this floor in this area, and then I think we'll shut the show down. I might put another game in, just so I can kind of have stuff on music. Because I wouldn't say music is great as some of the stuff we've heard tonight, but, I mean, it's fine for the kind of thing it is. But also, I guess this is kind of a reflection of NES. Fine, I guess our first official NES show, I think we kind of have to show it that way. It's like, fine, we can show a bunch of different things. Okay. Oh, shit. Also, it is worth pointing out when I do the edit of this, which I'm going to fast track because the holiday's coming up, and also because I have a lot of prep I have to do for the puzzle showcase we're doing next week. I will have timestamps to each of the games specifically. Okay, so where we need to go? Okay, fine. So basically, sometimes what you gotta do is you have to just find where the block is, and then go back to where the mice are, and go through. So yeah, you do have a lot of puzzles here, so there's gonna be a lot of stuff that's gonna challenge what you have to do. Okay, so fine, right. I have to plug the hole here, because, yeah, they'll basically go backwards if I don't do that. But I mentioned it's kind of like Lemmings. It's kind of also like, at some point, this is another game that DollyFinn called, this is not something for NES. Oh, shit. Yes, put it right down there, and then go on the machine. Perfect. So you have to be timing that way. It's almost like, Rocko's Modern Life, Spunky's Dangerous Day, which is on Super Nintendo, which she called Dibs for. That's a case of a game I played growing up as well, as it was. In fact, I'll go this, Proto-Rev, I'll go this as far as this. I played that game because I love Rocko's Modern Life, and that's the only game that's officially based on the show that's not having reference to Rocko and it's somewhere else, like the Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl games now, or Nickelodeon 3D Movie Maker on the PC, which I played the ever-loving hell out of. I'd love the show. Something with that. And also, Nicktoons Racing, which is on the PlayStation, which Rocko's also in. But I played it because I love this show. I wanted to play this. In fact, I rented the Super Nintendo to play that game. That's how much it was. My brother made the smart decision. Rocko! So, DollyFinn, you're an element of that as well. And feel free to go on anything you're seeing on Krusty's Funhouse, because I know you want to see this game. Yeah, I rented the Super Nintendo specifically for it. My brother Inherent Knocked, he did the smart thing, as far as, like, picking the game to rent on his end. He picked, Super Mario Kart. It's like, okay, fine, Super Mario Kart's a much better game than, Rocko's Modern Life, Spunky's Dangerous Day is. Whether you like Spunky's Dangerous Day or not, that, I think, is a fair case. So, alright, fine. What I'm gonna do is, I need to get these set, as far as it. But, anyway, to go to what Proto-Robo was saying, when it came to liking a game maybe more as an adult than a child, or vice versa, as I do that. Okay, you know, fine, I guess I'll tell you what I'm gonna have to do. I think in this case, I'm gonna pretty much have to... Actually, no, okay, no, I can put it right there. Perfect. Fine, when I grew up playing that game, I was like, I wasn't necessarily getting that far in it either, but then I kept renting it a couple times, trying to understand what this is all about. And actually, okay, fine, what I gotta do is I gotta put that there. I'll do them one at a time, because you don't have to necessarily put them all in at the same time. So I put there, I put the block down here. But yeah, when I played that, I kept renting it, I kept trying to beat it, and I did. And I said, okay, this game was better, I thought, than I remembered it. That was back in because as I said, I first rented the Super Nintendo to play that. That was in 1990. 3, 4, I believe it was. And I rented it again in 1998, and I liked it as far as what it was. And I picked a copy of it a couple of years ago, because I said, hey, I'd be curious to own a copy of this. And then I hadn't started the show yet. Like, right before I started the show. And I got them in the machine, but there's more up there, so I have to actually go up there and get them. So, in fact, I have to put the block up here in order to get the jump distance, so I can get those fallen, so like the Metroid blocks a little bit. Oh, no. Okay, fine, they're gonna go backwards, but that's okay, so, because I'll just do the same thing. But, yeah, then after I bought it, I played it again. I said, oh, I know how this game operates, I can run it on its hardest difficulty, which I almost did. I got to the last level, and I got a game over, and I realized, yeah, this game's way slipperier with the controls than I remembered. So it was and I was talking to other people. It's like, hey, what's this game about? And people, I said, oh, I bought this game. It's like, oh, Jesus, I remember this growing up. It's something that kind of scarred me. I had Nocturne play this. She'd never played this before. I said, what do you think? She's like, I really don't like this. There's so much here, and she also said, it seems like you're having to explain a lot about this game. Which, honestly, there are so many gradations of things you have to manage, and you can also get other items. So yeah, you get the not Super Ball from Super Mario Land, is worth pointing out. Which, actually, I think this came out after Super Mario Land, I believe. I think we got everything here, so we can go to the door. Perfect. And you do know that you got everything you needed if he does the wave out that way. Or, actually, no. Hold on, did I go the right way? Wait, no, I think I went out the wrong way. So hold on, let's look at the doors again. Fine, I'll show another level, and then I think we'll stop for the night, or I'll put another game in just for the purpose of music, and then we get going on that. But yeah, she didn't really like as far as it, and she said, yeah, you're explaining a lot of this game, and I was thinking to myself, I said, you know, she has a point, because I said, you know, it's one of those cases where, would a game like that necessarily need that much explanation? I was like, yeah, you have to pretty much, fine, she said, it's a platforming game, you don't get, you take hits, but you don't take damage. Spunky's the only person or the only character who takes damage. You have to guide him, you have to pick him up, you have to guide him, kind of like the mice in this game, it's worth pointing out. And make sure he doesn't get himself killed. On the hardest difficulty, there's cases where his health can drop by a massive amount. Also, if you fall too far, you get, I guess you lose shots of your of your weapon. Is that right? Okay, so you have fall damage in this game. I said, DollyFinn's the expert of this, I think, compared to me. I think, and I guess Nocturne, not Nocturne, Edwak, as far as the Genesis version, mainly. But, yeah, so that was kind of a weird bit of a disconnect as far as it, so it goes to that idea that the pro review saying, like, hey, there's games I played as a child I like better than once now, although, fine, you're mentioning great games that are like, hey, you're liking them better back then than now, although I don't know then, just to go back to this question, which was, what are the games that, you know, you love nowadays that you would say that are as fresh and the stuff you love to put in and play now as much as you did years ago? I mean, I would have thought, fine, we have him on tape saying Lunar, how much he really likes Lunar as far as it's, just to give an idea, and Ocarina of Time, but I mean, it is also that case that, fine, as the passage of time happens, sometimes that can change. Sometimes your opinion on a game can change for whatever reason. So I understand that. That makes total sense as far as what that's all about. And I guess, so hold on, let me see. Okay, so fine. In this case, yeah, they'll go up there, but, I mean, I don't have anything to... Fine, I guess I'll have to let them climb up and pick that up as they go. I guess I'm taking hits, but... Let's see. I mean, I'll have to practice this one, too. Theme, element... Okay, fine. They drop down... Okay, fine. He's, panting. Like, something's not going well. Okay, fine. Okay, so fine. I have to drop him down here. Actually, no, I think I... Actually, no. Hold on. Yeah, let's block that for now. Okay, so I do have to take him up there, so fine. I'll let him go. I'll put that down. He'll keep moving whether I'm on screen or not, so I just have to be quick and go to the other side. See, where's that pipe take him? Ow. It goes up, but yeah, I can't jump that high without... Oh, I died. Which I don't know what your health bar is. Fine, I'm gonna get through that room specifically. I'll try to get through that room, and then we'll stop for the night. Because it's a decent case, as I said. This was not gonna be a long show anyway. It's not necessarily me elongating, but also give a little bit of a different perspective, a little bit of stuff, and also show the idea that, fine, for our 4th annual, pre-Thanksgiving Disney game show, I'll turn into a little bit of a mini showcase, number 1, and number 2, I'll also give a sense that shows that, fine, the element of Disney game is a wide variety. So basically the way I count a Disney game is worth pointing out nowadays is going to be something that connects to any element that Disney owns now. So I will be very loose with the language. As I mentioned before, I mentioned last year Split Second, which is a game I want to show off. I know Life first mentioned really liking that, and his mother really liking it. A woman of great taste for sure on that game, because that's a fantastic game. And... Ow. Fine, I'll let that go. I'll climb up here just to see where they can come out. Or try to. Yeah, that was published by Disney. It's not Disney characters exactly. But it's kind of almost in line. Sorta. Okay, they came up here. So how do I get them out? Well, fine, I climb up there, but they didn't come back here to this, this area. So I think what I need to do is I need to get them into... Yeah, I have to get them in here. Fine, I have to get them down here. And, okay, I think what I did, I think I made a mistake. Oh, in fact, I definitely made a mistake. By the way, if you select, you can stop the level and restart it. So, okay, fine. I was overthinking that, so I know what I gotta do. Yeah, so my point is that, yeah, the definition of a Disney game, it doesn't necessarily have to have Mickey Mouse in it or traditional Disney characters. And I have the explosive cars from Split Second if you want, because Disney published it. It could be The Simpsons because Disney owns The Simpsons and Fox now. And you know, because Disney owns Fox, I'll show you exactly how much I'm gonna stretch this idea of what this concept could be. Croc, Legend of the Gobos, that was published by Fox. We could play that game for the purpose of that this weekend, because, yeah, I'm counting that as a Disney game, because Fox owns Disney now. So that's the idea. Or fine, you know, we could also, like first, I know you're a big one on the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. I know they don't own Mighty Morphin Power Rangers anymore, but they did at one point. So, if you really want, I could say, fine, they owned it at one point, so that could be the Disney game showcase. Like, and people's like, why the fuck are you showing it this way? It's like, well, because at one point, they were owned, oh, fine, it was owned, oh, fine, the distribution rights in the US were by Disney. Oh, fine, they were by Fox initially, so I could kind of go that way. Even Disney not involved, it would kind of go to that. So fine, maybe I'm stretching it, But I can at least rationalize how I'm stretching that. So fine, this is how you do it. So here's how you get them down here. And as I said, we'll show this game off fully. DollyFinn, this is going to be your case. If you want to be in on this game for sure, or play it specific for the show, however you want to do it. We'll talk next week, because he's going to be on the show next week for the puzzle showcase. We'll go into schedule in a little bit to give that, and go down, 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 just drop that down, because if they go drop to that, they go back to the top. And then they go on the machine, they're set. Okay, so that's 8,001 points. Alright, bye kids. Okay, yeah, sure, feel free to give an indication. Alright, fine. There's your preview of Krusty's Funhouse, because I said, hey, thank you, no problem, absolutely. It's like, thank you for making the requests as far as, and thank you everybody to make the requests that you want to see of stuff, because sometimes it'd be really interesting, you know? Okay, so yeah, there's your preview of, Krusty's Funhouse. So yeah, alright, yeah, it is a Disney game, technically. Alright, so, let me think about this. You know, I'll tell you how we'll end. We'll end with the music of Yoko Shimomura again. So back to Adventures of the Magic Kingdom, assuming we can get this running again. Just to make sure, as I said, I got the Q-tip, ready to go. Just get up. A Rat Trap. That's what the name of this game was? Or that's the idea of, I guess, what the concept is. Yeah, fine, it is a Rat Trap, or a Mouse Trap, or... There's also Cat Trap, which is on Game Boy, I believe. There's also a game called The Fidgets, which actually kind of is like a puzzle game like this. And Nocturne has a game... What's the name of it? No, it's Mousetrap Hotel. That's on Game Boy. She has that, specifically, which is not necessarily dissimilar to that. Or it's an extra name. Okay, perfect. Fine. That's the Super Bowl Game Saturday perspective. Okay, perfect. And then also, I'll tell you one thing we didn't show, as far as NES, so I'm kind of glad we didn't show this. We didn't show the fact that the game is, flickering or anything. Or, scrambled graphics. But, alright, fine. So I'm going to put name in. For this, I'm going to actually put name in as far as show specifically. Put in nothing, so we have the designer specifically of this, or the programmer, I should say. So, short for Super Bowl Game Saturday, as much as we can get with a character, Super O-G-S, so Suprogs. Alright, there we go. So, yeah, we're going to end on, Mickey Mouse's birthday, as it is. Thank you for indicating that, DollyFinn. I did not know. I did not think that through. But yeah, sometimes these things can kind of come that way, kind of out of nothing, and kind of as a surprise, but that's where we have the best challenge, which they'll know the stuff. They'll have backgrounds of some of this stuff. They'll add a lot to a show, for sure, for stuff they want to see, stuff they have as far as insights, and anything else. And honestly, that's why I do the show every week, why we keep going, why I'm saying, yeah, the sky's the limit as far as what you want to see, what I want to show, what people want to be in on for show on top of that. So yeah. That's why I'm dedicated to this, because, yeah, this is what it is, and it is a great case as far as the end of the week. Great cap off to it, for sure, and something I enjoy doing myself, but it's also the case that people want to come in here, they have a good time, they have good discussions as far as amongst themselves, with me with them. I learned stuff that I didn't know that way, so it's not a case of me saying I know everything. I don't. In fact, you know what? I'll tell you, we're going to end on one thing. Let's do it on the run of the quiz, actually, and then I'll leave on the perspective. Alright, we'll skip this, though. Because we sort of showed this at the beginning, but fine. We'll show the quiz, see if I can show some extra questions. In fact, I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll do something a little different. I'm going to go through the schedule. I'm going to keep up the questions on screen. And chat, feel free to answer the questions as far as what they are, and I'll put the answer into what you want as I go through the schedule. I think this will work. So first off... Yeah, I'll let you know I'll let you go to this, so yeah, test your Disney knowledge, test your Disney skills, and other cases of anything else Disney you want to see for this weekend next year, or any other case during the year, and we'll definitely show off whatever they are. I got some ideas as far as stuff I've wanted to show off for the show, for Disney stuff, and I had a great time playing Adventures of the Magic Kingdom and Chip 'n Dale Rescue Rangers primarily, but things worked out, so I was able to get... the clean stuff going on Krusty's Funhouse and on Mickey Mousecapade. We will play both of those games eventually for sure. We'll figure how that's going to go. Alright, so yeah, with Donald Duck's uncle, as far as it, I will not answer them. I just see. But if I see an answer from chat, I will just stop and make the selection. And we'll go to the next one. Okay. I think the girl around Space Mountain knows where the key is. Alright, fantastic. So, as I make the walk along, let's go through schedule. Correct DollyFinn as far as that on Uncle Scrooge. So, of course, yeah, Uncle Scrooge. Yeah, there you go. I'll tell you what you want if you can answer this question correctly. What kind of animal is Goofy? So they're kind of giving me easy ones, although if you want me to get one wrong, it's worth pointing out. You can tell me to get it wrong, and then I can walk into which will give me a new question, if you so want. It's your pick. Alright, with that, I'm going to go into schedule, and then this might be an interesting way to kind of end this. So, alright, this is a unique way of ending the show, I'll say that for sure. Next week, DollyFinn, who is in chat, as it is now, she's going to be on the show. That's going to be on November 25th at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We're getting started a little earlier because we have another annual program we do. One that actually, it is A. So DollyFinn saying, boom. Yes, he is a dog. So Silver Key in front of Enchanted Castle. Perfect. But yeah, next week, Quizmaster DollyFinn as it is right now, she'll be joining me on November 25th at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for our annual showcase program, which was actually birthed by Protorov in the chat here tonight. The idea being that, hey, I want to see a specific game in a genre, but what happened in the genre? That was flight shooters. Then we did fighting games. Then we did racing games last year. As far as the flight shooting stuff, we ran everything we could run on the Xbox One system, as far as what I had. Fighting games we ran on Xbox 360. Last year we did Dreamcast racing games, of which we had 20. This year we're doing puzzle games. That's DollyFinn's bread and butter. So we've been playing a group of puzzle games on the Nintendo Switch. Also, yeah, here you go. So here's your information. What actress won the Best Actress Oscar for a role in a Disney film? Angela Lansbury, Julie Andrews, or Haley Mills? And also give extra bonus if you know what the movie is specifically for it. I know some of the movies that some of these people were in, but yeah, chat your case as far as that if you want to add extra element. But yeah, next week we're going to have that. We're starting at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time because we have 31 games we're going to be showing off in a round-robin situation. We're going to be going kind of short on a little bit of them, which is a little bit of a dangerous thing because of the fact that, hey, these games are going to be so addictive. We're going to say, no, we don't want to go on to another one. We don't want to keep playing this one. But remember, anything that's on the showcase shows is eligible for being played on a future show, even if maybe we've played it before in a capacity, which I can think of a couple in that way for this show, in their ways, for sure. But yeah, so we're going to have that. We got tons and tons of games for you. We got tons of games that I've wanted to show, stuff that I know DollyFinn's wanted to see. Like, first I have something, I think like one or two things I know you've wanted to see, you've mentioned to me for that program. It is B, for Julie Andrews, what is the movie that she was in? I'll give the L, I guess the follow-up question. You probably know, but I'm curious as far as that element. I guess this is a preview of how we can do quiz games more on this program. Mary Poppins, yes, that's correct. Angela Lansbury was in Bad Knobs and Broomsticks, and Haley Mills was in The Parent Trap, although Haley Mills, I think, was in a bunch of different things. Yeah, good old Julie Andrews, we love our Mary Poppins. Unfortunately, I think this is the most we can do Mary Poppins in a game, because I don't think there's a specific game based on it that I'm aware of. As we go to It's a Small World After All, or It's a Small World as far as the ride. Yeah, that is our show next week. Week after that is going to be on December 2nd at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We're coming back to Earthbound for the Super Nintendo. That means Gemini 96 is coming back into the studio. I have stuff set on the save file, so we'll not run a case that we had last time where I got greedy with the Sword of King, saying maybe I should get another one. Like, uh-oh, that was a problem. But he managed it. He was able to go through that as far as what it was. We did show some extra stuff. He bought a great tome as far as the Legends of Localization book, which is a great read, by the way. Good gift idea, by the way, for the holidays. And actually, that's also the thing about the showcase shows. I'll go on that briefly before I go into A, the next question, and B, the stuff with Earthbound. I see those as a little bit of a buying guide, as far as a little gift guide as far as the holidays. You might see something that you might want to pick up for people in your lives, or maybe for yourself with gift card money, and when it comes to like a digital system like Switch, or maybe other stuff. And actually, with Switch, we only have one physical game. I only have one game that I have physically that we're going to show, so actually that's going to be in the system. So yeah, much I love that Super Mario RPG remake, it's going to have to come out next week as far as that. But yeah, the week after that's Earthbound. We're going to continue on with our team. We do have our full team of Ness, Paula, Jeff, and Pooh. We're going to continue on from Summers, which is where we left off last time. See what other adventures to get into and all we got as we find our way towards the end of the game, finding where the evil Gygus is. Then the week after that, Protorova, who's in chat, he's coming back on the show, along with Nocturne, I know, and Protorova, do you know on Blood Spice Moon if she's going to be in on this for 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on December 9th? Feel free to let me know. Or if I have an answer when I edit this, I'll have an answer below saying yes or no. We're going back to Lunar Silver Star Story Complete. We had to put it off. By the way, what's the name of Mickey's dog? Goofy, Pluto, or Butch? Yeah, we had to put it off for a couple months, but we're coming back. We only have 2 parts left for his portion of the game, it's worth pointing out, because he's playing through on PlayStation 1, where we finished last time with Alex becoming the Dragon Master. Yeah, Rammus was, he was the Dragon Master that we deserve, but not the one that we need right now. And the answer is B, Pluto, so DollyFinn saying, yeah, talk about a perfect element going on with it. You really are Suprog. Apologies for doubting you. There's a dog with silver key on his collar at the front gate. Okay, so back to the front gate of the castle we go. Yeah, we'll come back to that. We're going to keep playing that. Going towards the Grindery. That's where Galleon took Luna and the Black Dragon. So we're going to see what's going on with that. And as that, if Blood Space Marine is able to be on the show, it'll actually be the first time we have the full Lunar crew in our studio since May. Shockingly. You think, has it really been that long? But yes, it has. So that's going to be the idea. Looking forward to continuing on with that. Also, we'll try and figure, because one thing I didn't mention, I talked to him about this. If he has the Making of Lunar disc that comes with that game, because he owns it physically, but I don't know if he has it complete as far as all its discs. There's a minigame, Legends of Lunar, that can be played. I'll figure a way we can do that as far as how it is. Or what I might do is I might just say, you know what, let's make that the audio check. So we'll do an audio check on that game. Or fine, I have the numbers from when we did the last part. So I'm going to say, like, fine, let's do a recording on that just to make sure that's level, and we'll use it for that. As far as our audio check, and I'll edit it in. That might be the way to go. I'm thinking for that. But yeah, we're going to come back to that at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on December 9th. December 16th is 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time once again for the last show that's going to be myself alone on the program. So yeah, every other show this year is going to be guests. But in my case, I'm playing Tetris Sphere for Nintendo 64. Electris wanted to see that. I'm sorry it took so long to get to this. I remembered when we played Shadow the Hedgehog, he said, I want to see this. That was over 2 years ago, almost 3 years ago at this point. I said, we're going to get to that. I promise, as far as all the review requests. I keep them all down. We'll figure when we get to them. And I had to push that show back. I was going to do that back in August, but then I said, I can't do this in August. I'm not going to be ready for this in August, too. But hard date is going to be December 16th. We're going to show off all the modes. We're going to show off all the elements of this unique and complex, but honestly, now that I'm understanding it, really nifty and unique take on Tetris that honestly is not really playing like Tetris. It's a unique one as far as puzzle stuff. So yeah, it goes to one other thing, which is that actually, for the rest of the year, the only games we have are RPGs and puzzle games, it must be said. Specifically, also, what cartoon series did Donald Duck first appear? Okay, fine. Technically, we answered this already. In fact, and you know what, fine. DollyFinn answered this like a couple hours ago. She said it was Silly Symphonies was the first Donald Duck color card. Fine. The first question we saw earlier was Donald Duck color cartoon. What was it? Or what was the first character who appeared in a color cartoon? She said Donald Duck. That was right. And she said it was Silly Symphonies. That was the case. It's not Merry Melodies, because that's Warner Brothers. And Mickey Mouse is not, so yeah, it's B. That way. So I'm going to answer that one that way. And go to Tom Sawyer Island for the purpose of that. Okay. But yeah, it's RPGs and puzzle games the rest of the year, because then we get to the end of the year where on December 23rd at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and then the week after, I think December 29th. I think I want to do that on a Friday show, quite frankly. For 7 p.m. as well. Or maybe we can adjust this because DollyFinn's going to be on that show as well, because she's going to be playing, or fine, she's going to be involved in, and we're going to be playing a game we are previewing in the Puzzle Showcase next week. We are previewing Strange Horticulture. We're playing the Switch version for both cases, the preview next week, and the full play at the end of the year. It is a macabre point-and-click game where you have to put clues together to find the mysteries of a flower shop that you run and a land that's surrounding it. It's got a great atmosphere. So it's a little bit of detective work, which is definitely a unique thing as far as stuff shown on this program. And it's a puzzle game. It does fit that way. So in that case, she said, I want to play a full play. We can do it over 2 weeks. I can definitely promise that, because it's only an 8.5-hour game. I will do some practice ahead of time, so we'll be set to be able to make sure we're running through that game specifically, because otherwise we were going to have to leave it hanging. I don't want to leave that one hanging as is for it. But in case you're wondering, like, hey, wait a second, you're playing the same game twice over weekends, or 2 weekends, which sometimes I'll do, or sometimes will do. I have some extras planned for the final show of the year on December 29th. You're not going to want to miss it, and also some other surprises, perhaps, for both of those, perhaps. But then we're going to get into 2024. Can't believe it. We're almost at the end of 2023. But yeah, when we get to the start of the year, we're starting with Sonic Heroes again. We played this before. I'm going to be doing this on January I said initially the 6th at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time this Saturday. I might push that up to Friday as well. I might. But I'll think it through. It's going to be one of those days. It'll be 7 p.m. either way. We're playing Sonic Heroes again because I have the Xbox version when we played. I'm going to be running the super hard mode because there's an Xbox Magazine disc there's an easy unlock of it. You normally have to get all the emblems. I said, I can't do that. I've never actually done it on that game. So I said, this is the easy way for the unlock. I think we should show it. We should celebrate 20 years of Sonic Heroes, which is on this, January 7th. So we're going to be doing that. We're going to go more stuff on that. And also because we have not touched Sonic the Hedgehog this year, technically. So in that case, we're going to fix that. And then as far as scheduling cases for the rest of the month, well, I know what games we're playing. I'm in talks with Gemini96. We'll know in 2 weeks when we're doing, not Lunar, when we're doing, Earthbound for its next part. I'll put the question up the screen, which is, what's the first Mickey Mouse cartoon ever made? Which you did sort of show that way, but I'll let, chat, you, have an element to this, or crack on this one. We'll figure what the weekends are going to be, but I know it's going to be 7 p.m. for whenever, Gemini96 is going to do Earthbound. Protorovich, your pick on when you want the finale of, Lunar for PlayStation as far as, January. I'm going to assume you want the last weekend, which is January 27th. If that's not right, feel free to let me know, or feel to give a sense of when you want the finale of that one to be. It'll be 3 p.m. at that case. It'll be him, myself, and Nocturne, most likely, and Blood Spice Moon, also most likely. And then the other weekend, probably the second or third, it's going to be one of those. We start Metal Gear Solid 2, Sons of Liberty, for the PlayStation 2. We're on the PlayStation 2 using Metal Gear Solid 2 Substance. We'll play through the whole game. As far as it, we're also going to show off extras over extra parts. It is A, so DollyFinn saying that is wrong. It is plain crazy. Although maybe the game is wrong. I don't know if that's right. If you want to fact check that one, feel free to do it. But either way, we can't see the dog because right here. But that's fine. You just walk in front of her and get another element to that. And the only reason I know that's wrong is because I saw this, we saw this beginning of the show right before you jumped off. Actually, right before I said, fine, let me show you Galloping Gaucho. It's not that case, but either way, we'll figure that. We're going to show off all the stuff from Metal Gear Solid 2. I'll show the skateboarding off. I bought that version specifically to show that. And I also, well, first off, who's the most clever and responsible of the Seven Dwarves of Snow White and the Seven Dwarves? Sleepy, Happy, or Doc? So, we'll show off that'll cross multiple parts. I will say this, as far as showing off stuff with VR missions, I think I'm going to leverage the Metal Gear Solid HD collection. Yes, it was the first shirt. Which one? Steamboat Willie or Plain Crazy? Point is this game wrong? Because, with all due respect to Capcom, they did get details wrong when it came to 2 questions when we played Mega Man Legends 2, which were... Actually, no, 1 question. Willie was the first publicized cartoon, but Plain Crazy was the first one, so DollyFinn is saying, okay, but fine, I guess it's very, specific for it, but either way, kind of trick quick. Okay, yeah, that one, Plain Crazy. What year was Plain Crazy, do you know, DollyFinn? I don't know off the top of my head, but fine. For what's important, today is the birthday of Steamboat Willie, that way. I'll also see if I can't find something for the link list on Plain Crazy, or see if it's on, Disney Plus, just to give an indication. But yeah, I'm going to leverage the Metal Gear Solid HD collection for the VR mission show-off at some point. Because we'll do that as far as... We're not going to do all of them, I don't think. But I will at least show that, so that'll probably be a part in and of itself. We will show off Snake Tales. We'll show off the skateboarding. We'll show off as much of the stuff as we can. I think I can get a full show out of the VR mission. Actually, you know what? I think I might do the VR mission as the last thing. Kind of figure out how am I scoping that. I still have to play that game through, just to understand the scoping of that, and how to show everything else, because I like first wanted to see that, and I've wanted to get back to that. We played Metal Gear Solid 1, I mean, we have all the people who were in, we played Metal Gear Solid 1 of Like vs. Protorova here. So we're playing a sequel, I'm looking forward to doing that. Well, I'll have an announcement probably on, December 2nd, we do Earthbound, as far as what weekend we're going to start that. Plain Crazy was also 1928, though, and the answer here is C, that is Doc. That is correct. But he's scared. Fine. We scared Pluto away, because like with Kingdom Hearts, where he's carrying the letter at the end of the first game as we played it, he has the key around his neck. But yeah, I'll have an announcement as far as when we're starting Metal Gear Solid 2, as far as January, but we're starting in January, I promise that. And we'll get to February, we're going to have a Friday show for one of them. It'll be for the Metal Gear Solid 2 part, I will say that. That's going to be the Friday show. At some point, I got to figure when. The set show is on February 23rd. I believe it's February 23rd. Let me just check that through. 23rd, because we're doing a Friday show. That's going to be Edwak and Nikki are back. Nikki is showing our next Humongous Games 2 that's going to be for Putt Putt Goes to the Moon and Pajama Sam, No Need to Hide When It's Dark Outside. We're running the PC versions for both of those once again, so that doesn't mean we're going to have a cut on show, play through one game, and because we have to transition out that way, we'll have them as 2 parts that way on the YouTube site, but of course we'll stitch them together as is the case. And the other weekends are going to be next part of Metal Gear Solid. That's going to be Friday's show as well. We'll have the next part of Earthbound. We'll figure that. And Protorova, this is going to be on you. We're going to talk about this in a couple weeks because we have one more part of Lunar that I'm going to be handling, and this is going to be deliberately short. We're going to show off Lunar Silver Star Harmony on the PSP as a little bit of a final capper of our Lunar experience, the Lunar journey we've been on, because you said at the beginning of the play, you said, hey, what are some of the differences between these? What are differences between that version? We had chat that was semi-antagonistic towards that version. And since I played through it fully, I have a bunch of saved files down to show what some of the differences are, show the different voice performances, some very famous people, including Michelle Ruff, who mentioned we played Run of Blood a couple weeks ago, and other things. Also changes of the songs, because they did change the lyrics of the songs that are in that game, including the boat song that we see later in the game, or find sort of early in the game, on our way to Moravia, and also the opening. So we'll show some of those things off as a little bit of a final perspective on PSP, so we'll be able to show that, and then basically at that point, it's going to be deliberately short. I'm going to limit that to 2 hours. So then it'll be, and we're going to find a time when you and Blood Spice Moon and Nocturne and I will be able to meet up for that, for the purpose of it. It'll still be 3 p.m. as is for this. Basically, get case that so that, yeah, we'll be able to end the show, and everybody will be on the show for the full duration, and then we'll go over all of what we got as far as our future projects. Because I know in her case, we got to Blood Spice Moon's case, got to figure when we're starting Death Spank, which she wanted to see, or when she wants to handle it, how she wants to handle that too. And that's going to be what that is. And then in March, Nocturne is starting Snowboard Kids 2 on Nintendo 64 on March 2nd. Time to be determined. Next part of Metal Gear Solid 2. Next part of Earthbound, which might be its finale, potentially. Or if not, it'll be in April. And our question is, I don't know if I've seen this one, which is, it's kind of a tough one, which is, who portrayed the younger of the Hardy Boys on Mickey Mouse Club TV show? Tommy Kirk, Tim Considine, or Kevin Corcoran? Okay, I don't think I've ever seen this question before, so alright, I'm glad we got this. So chat, yeah, here you go, you're getting a hard one. This way, I don't even know what the answer to this one is. So yeah, welcome your suggestions or guesses on this one. And then as far as March is concerned, we have one other open show. I know Proto Review and I have to go back and finish Game Dev Tycoon. I don't know if we're going to do it then or not. I also have to come back to Pokemon Generation 9. I know there's scheduling things with Protorova that I'm not going to be stepping on specifically as far as stuff he's got going on himself in the next couple of months. So I might pull up Pokemon Gen 9 for that one. I'll figure, or I'll pull up viewer request or something. Although end of the month is a viewer request because we're doing Justice League Task Force for Super Nintendo, which is requested for our annual April Fool's Day show. And in April we'll have, we'll still have Metal Gear Solid 2 going. We might have Earthbound going still as its finale. I think that'll be finale if it's going to be more than a couple parts for that. And I'll try and figure stuff as far as other scheduling things, other stuff that's open, other stuff we have hanging, and other things that all of you have wanted to see. And also, I'll give 2 elements to this. I'm trying to figure out when we're going to do Super Mario Sunshine. I know Bricks Bree wanted to see this. I talked to Crusader 64. He said, Sir Antonio's schedule is always a tough one as far as Saturdays. So he said, I think you should do this game without us to start. It's A. So, I've been saying Tommy Kirk. Is it? Oh, it is. Okay, there you go. So, yeah, you're right. Good job, DollyFinn. Yeah, doing great on this quiz, no question. And last question is actually a question you already answered. So, in that case, I'm going to intentionally get it wrong so we can show something wrong. It doesn't have a name as far as the ship of Captain Hooks. I'll see if we get a different question. Okay, fine. Oh, shit. All right, I'm giving you another one. So, Mickey Mouse Club knowledge, DollyFinn, I guess, is this. What was the name of the girls' ranch in the Spin and Marty cereal on Mickey Mouse Club? Holy shit, they get really deep on this. Is it Circle H, Triple V, or Rocking J? Yeah, okay, so we're mostly done schedule. The only other thing is we're going to have the compilation program, the annual compilation program in May for Title Legends on Xbox. And go back to Super Mario Sunshine thing. I'm going to do that game next year. I'm going to prepare for that. Since Surrender Antonio is not going to be able to be easily available for the program on that. Christianity64 said do it without us. I said, okay, I'll do it without you, but hey, I'll tell them when it's happening. So I'll say, like, hey, if you're in cases where you're going to be available for a show for this, we'll do it. Because I said, I owe Brixabri that play. I know, as I mentioned, I also owe One True L the play of Tamba. And a bunch of other stuff. And anything else all of you out in Chatland have been requesting. And as I said, I've got a bunch of stuff. We'll figure that. And I got stuff I want to do. I want to do Shenmue at some point next year. I don't know when. My next RPG is going to be Rhapsody Musical Adventure. I don't know when we're going to do that, but I'll figure it. I think Shoutouts Covenant. I think we're doing that next year at some point. Might be something for around Halloween. Perhaps we start that like we did the first one. And I know I did promise Electverse this, that in October, we're going to also play Twisted Metal for the PlayStation. Because I said, Halloween case, I promised him that game, it'll be 3 years at that point. I think that's too long. We'll do it. And I'll figure Chain of Memories for Kingdom Hearts as far as that. Because, yeah, it's been a while since we came back to Kingdom Hearts or played Kingdom Hearts 1. And I know we need to get to that. I need to prep for that game enough to be ready. Because I'm not beating that game. And most everybody said, like, yeah, you're on your own. I don't want to be in on that. Gemini 96 did give a sense, like, maybe he'd be okay as far as, I was like, you don't have to do it just to, you know, be in a case of that, but like, he's like, I said to him, I said, specifically said, I think you said maybe you called dibs on Donkey Kong 64, and he said, like, I never said that. It's like, okay, fine, fair enough, that's another me alone, but I also know that I can handle it. We'll figure that. I know Edwak is Banjo-Kazooie at some point. I think he said that's going to be his next game. We'll figure that, and that is what's going on as far as where our show is going. So, alright, fine, we'll finish off. With the question here, it is A again, circle H, is that correct? Yes, it is. Okay, so DollyFinn is a fan of the Mickey Mouse Club, I think. Thank you so much for that knowledge. And lastly, okay, last question. Okay, this is something we didn't see yet. Where does the story of Dumbo take place? California, Texas, or Florida? Alright, so there you go. Yes, that is true. So DollyFinn, yeah, there you go. The Mickey Mouse Club, and since I guess fitting for the celebration of Mickey Mouse, fitting the celebration of Disney, and I don't know if there's cases of Mickey Mouse Club games. We have Mickey Mouse, of course, as the case always. So that's that idea. So, alright, fine. Last question, then. And I think we'll shut the show down. But yeah, that's what our schedule's looking like. That's what we got percolating as far as things. It is C. It's set in Florida. She's correct. There you go. Good job as far as that, DollyFinn. There's the silver key. Congratulations. Alright, so in that case, let's take a walk back to the front of the park. Alright, there's the Magic Kingdom, the castle right there. Alright, so let's go home. But we already are home. That was fast. Alright, so there you go. I think with that, that's going to do it for Super Bowl Game Saturday. Definitely a smile case out of DollyFinn. Thank you so much for your quiz knowledge, showing that off. Yeah, there you go. Definitely something to be happy about. Had a great time, of course, playing for the show. I always do, but especially for stuff like this. These shows like this that make it all worth it. Good night, everyone. So DollyFinn says, I agree with that for sure. Good night, DollyFinn. Good night, Protorova. And good night, Electverse. I'll see you all next week at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And DollyFinn will be on the show with me for the Nintendo Switch Puzzle Showcase. You are not going to want to miss it. It's going to be fun. DollyFinn is saying it is absolutely going to be fun. It is going to be a blast. Until then, have a great rest of your weekend. A great shorter week coming forward. And a happy Thanksgiving. We'll see you next week at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Thank you so much for everything. Have a wonderful night. And take care, everybody. Bye, DollyFinn, and bye, everybody. Thank you. I'll see you next week.